Valley, every one of the top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums have their own hidden.
This is a special question. We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing. We want you to smoke the natural herb. Some call it marijuana, some call it sensimedia, some call it lamb's bread, and some people call it ganja.
Welcome to another edition of the Adam Dunn Show. I'm your host, Adam Dunn.
I'm your co-host, Dave Charnick.
And we are back. We're back at Area 420. Woo-hoo! In a post-apocalyptic situation, I had to use a bong because my Puffco just...
Power doesn't exist in the future.
Just decided to shit the bed at the last second.
Well, at least that's never happened before.
Of course, it's happened plenty of times.
Oh,
there you go.
Oh.
We have a interesting show. We have a warrior influence show.
We have armed security tonight.
We have exactly. The show is packing hard. We're definitely going to be checking in with some people all around too. We're going to be going to Vegas a couple times, multiple Vegas.
Las Vegas Cannabis Awards. That's the event. It's the Las Vegas Cannabis Awards. You can find them at Las Vegas Cannabis Awards official. No other Instagram site with any of those words in any combination will get you to the actual Las Vegas Cannabis Awards official. Wink, wink. That's where you have to go. And who else is coming on? Dune Valley Farms.
Dune Valley Farms, yes.
So they're going to have a place out here, right, growing for Tommy Chong eventually?
Mm-hmm. And they're just calling in, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Officially, but we're trying to get them in.
Getting people to come out here.
I was like, come on, guys. Dune Valley. We're in the fucking valley. There's a dune over there. This is where you need to be.
Right. But the gas station is 35 miles away. So if you drive a clunker, you literally have to burn 6 gallons round trip just to go fill your tank. So I'm having trouble reconciling how difficult it is, or I'm understanding how difficult it is to live out here and how hard I would have it. It just little things we take for granted, man.
Everyone's tripping out. Everybody's tripping out because we're on different sides, bro.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's fucking with people?
Yeah, it's fucking with people. We don't like it.
We are not the Grateful Dead, man. We don't have set sides. This is a big studio, and it's done this way so that when the guest comes in,
he's got to be closest to the
sitting next
door
to Adam.
because he'll sweat his balls off if he's anywhere.
If I don't sweat, I'll explode.
Yeah, and we can't have him in the middle because then he's like trapped.
I'm doing this.
Yeah, you have to be near the door.
He's claustrophobic. There's a lot of situations
Hold on.
here.
There's actually somebody in the chat room that doesn't know how hard it is to be me. They really? The daily struggle that it takes to be Dave? Come on, give me a break.
So yeah, we were. I had to smoke some live resin, which is, not live resin. What am I saying? Not even live resin.
hash.
Dry sieve, full melt out of the gate, man. This shit is fire right here. This was some of the kosher kitty. It was funny. I had 2 plants, and I was looking at them, and I was like, "Do I want to trim?
Hell
Fuck no."
For those of you in radio land,
just broke it up, and
can you
then
see this?
it's all white and hard to tell.
If I put my finger on it, it like moves like the sand at like a Hammacher Schlemmer, a sharper image, that you could stand up and sort of...
Yeah, it's like kinetic sand.
Fuck, kinetic sand, that's what it is.
It's got that kineticness. Here, hold on, let me see it.
So I'm so impressed with Area 420. I got to walk through a grow today. I won't say who it is in case they don't want to.
Oh, there it is. There it is. The globule. One big dab. Ready?
Well, why don't we just light that on fire and do old school under a cup?
Yeah.
Glass.
That sounds like a plan.
Right.
Anyway, but it was really nice too. Actually, very pleasant start to the show.
There you guys go.
No flower.
I got y'all flipped around.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, wait a second.
And the words are all backwards. It's okay though.
No.
I was just kidding. I'm gonna flip you guys back.
You can do that. I don't care.
But I look just as fat on that side as I did on that side because I'm sitting in front of him and it's that forced perspective.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what the problem is.
Closer than I do.
That's the
There
problem.
we
Now
go.
you just look like you got an incredibly
not just
round
that I'm
belly all of a
fat.
sudden. You got
That mic will reach back further if you want to sit
Thanks,
back.
Mark.
further.
Appreciate it, buddy.
You know,
You always got my back. I thank you, buddy.
You know,
Christmas card for you.
I don't
this
want you
year.
to look
It's
fat
coming.
on video or anything.
Damn. Oh, it's funny when I say it, but it's humiliating when you say it, man. Jesus Christ. Oh, I shouldn't say that either. That's not. Here, I stole your lighter.
Of course you did. So,
Wait, go back to this.
So you came
This is
down-
exceptional.
you came down a day early. Tell us a little more.
So I met with some of the local growers here and discussed the upcoming ADSI.
This is Dave's thing. Dave is like
I'm planning this.
He is a serial planner of other people's events that he never has anything to do with. This is what he does.
I'm planning it.
He planned New York. What else did you plan? Did you do a
Las Vegas.
Oh, we're doing a Vegas one now
Yep.
next week?
No.
All of a sudden, no.
Tomorrow.
Stop. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay. Well, first of all, let's get Rosin Dogs on point because he's going to be so mad at us if we start claiming other ADSIs.
No. Just remember, we couldn't
you
do
wanted
it.
to do Barcelona.
I know, dude.
You wanted to do.
I didn't want to do Barcelona.
you
No,
were like-
I didn't want to fucking go back there. I'm glad you decided no.
I know, but you did. You,
Oh, good.
You originally were like
my passport isn't here yet anyway.
you were planning on not even that. You was planning ADSI. Oh, you need to do an ADSI over here, an ADSI over there. So wait a minute, hold on.
I had
Here's the deal.
contingency
Here's the deal.
plans.
Here's the deal. It's all about Rosin Dogs. You know that,
Yes,
right? Pretty much the whole reason we're going to do any ADSI is all because of him.
I know.
So my suggestion is that we do one here, and Rosin Dogs is a special guest here.
Yeah.
Special guest judge. That's what I said. And then we'll do and then we'll plan the New York one out because we can't. Our whole idea of New York was like a hit and we're coming in.
We wanted to attack High Times.
We were coming after High Times, but they're just lame.
I
Yes,
spoke to Mike. I mean, Rosendogs, and I
we're
told
doing it.
him
We're doing it.
we cannot. There is no reason to like take the white glove off and slap a local company that is trying to do something in New York when they've worked really hard, right? So
Best
come
corn
out.
fluffer. Oh, you're in there. I didn't
What
know
am
you
I
got
doing?
nominated. You didn't tell
You guys are not supposed to talk about that yet, okay?
me. No one
That's-
told me.
I didn't know that either.
Wow.
I'm really excited about this.
I'm so
How
excited.
do you think I have such soft hands?
I know. Look at it. He's the perfect fluffer.
Now I know why he's really losing the weight.
Yeah. Exactly.
What I want to step up to different, like advanced.
Okay,
fluffer?
so what I'm basically saying is that New York, we have to figure out the date because it's going to happen for sure. It just has to be makes sense. You know, we have to because we don't want to be competing against like, oh, you didn't even know. But what we can do is plan a date here because we're right here every month.
So here was the input from last
Tell me.
night, okay? Since you had alternator, battery, forgot my weed problems,
I just
which are
forgot the-
automotive problems.
Yeah, no, mostly brain problems is what it was. It was the
The consensus amongst the people who provided input was that quarter pound works well for a sampling size. 2 ounces would be set aside for smoking, 2 ounces for squishing. We haven't figured out what the entry fee is. There has to be an entry fee, or else they're just going to submit anything off the shelf. You want somebody to have some skin in the game to say, I believe in this. And then hopefully the stage that Vinny is getting set up will be set up. We can have a band.
we'll have a band. Don't you worry about it.
Oh, we'll have a
Oh,
band.
we'll have a band.
It'll be right outside the fucking door so you can hear
Yeah.
it the whole time we're talking.
While we're
Yeah,
talking.
we won't
Yeah,
even have
exactly, because that's what we do.
And it will be a blind competition because there are some people who are so proud of their cannabis, they think that the fix would be in simply by them being in the competition. And
Well, that's what you want. You need
Yeah.
that kind of confidence
I said,
to
bring
make a
it.
good show.
Bring it. I said, but don't give the excuse that you didn't enter into the competition because you think you would just win automatically. That's a
terrible-
fucking cop out.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't see that happening. But in
And-
general, I think because the key would be that because we would invite plenty of people,
Mm-hmm.
but the idea is that we keep the competition for 20 because it's like they're right here.
Well,
And it makes
they
so much
loved
sense.
the
And
idea
it makes so
of
much
it
more
just
sense.
yes.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
But they didn't like the date that we had talked about. No, they said it was too early in the last week of October. Last week in October, they don't have enough time to harvest and cure.
All right, so they're looking for January or something.
No, they
February.
were. They said before Thanksgiving could be okay in November if it can be planned out. It's tough because everyone has stuff going on then.
You get into that slot. The thing is,
But it
as
gets
you
real cold here then too.
freezing.
You know.
I know.
And there's a chance the pass could be closed, and you know how Mark is. He doesn't want to drive, and
So we got a lot of planning. It
Yeah.
sounds like a lot of planning.
so. But what about?
on the
I'm
drawing
thinking that we were thinking that it was by the 14th of November, you could have a harvested, cured outdoor product that you could be proud of, that should squish and should burn well, right? It's not like yesterday and
Well, luckily we're
we
in Colorado.
freeze-dried it.
Luckily we're in Colorado, so it probably. I mean, it'd be tight, but still. And that is the hard part with any kind of harvest festival is like right at harvest season, like when you're harvesting, it's beautiful. It's perfect time. When you actually cured it out, it's usually cold by that time. There's usually a chance it's not quite this.
You know, maybe we invite Greg to bring out CryoCure, and we have a third competition instead of flour, rosin, CryoCured. And then we don't have to worry about how long it took.
We'll discuss that and further on the side because that's where it gets all. That's where it starts to get.
We're in the weeds.
That's why I like. See, I like ADSI formula, which is just bring it.
I was at
you win,
We'll smoke it.
You lose.
I was at Apothecary Farms getting hash, and we were talking about doing like a bongathon of dabs somehow. Because
You can't use Bongathon. They have a trademark.
well,
on
I
that.
know not bongathon, but like you do something like that, but for competitive dab smoking because they do it at bongathon, but they're more about the flower. You know?
Out of all the things I've seen on YouTube, one of the dumbest things I've ever seen is the guy who wants to dab a gram or 2 grams, or he takes the long ribbon and gets dropped in. It's like, what a waste of dabs.
That was the early that was like the early days right
Yep.
there. 2009,
Big time.
2010, 2000, up to like around 2014.
Yep.
Then everyone started to figure out like maybe we shouldn't be doing these dirty ass snake dabs.
Snake dab.
Because you got to heat it up so hot to actually make it work
But if
too.
you got good sponsors in that do good work, and,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, I hear you. I hear you. So basically, everybody
the
wants.
name.
Oh, the booth cup.
Booth
Yes,
cup.
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes, dude.
Line them up.
Leave it
This
to
is beautiful.
Rosin, though.
I like it.
You have a helicopter. Like, does it actual people can fly on it or Legos? Tell us.
Rosin Dogs come with a helicopter. Nice. But you can land right
Sweet.
here. You can land right here.
Sweet. How about this out here, though? It was yesterday. It was like 80 degrees, and there were thousands of mosquitoes. And so Brainstrap got me some firepower right here. I don't know.
Yes, I'm listening.
Today, there's nothing because it's raining and cold. Give it a few
It's not
minutes.
cold by any means, but it's
yesterday's.
it's raining. So it's good to see that it actually rains here though too, because that was one of those things where you're like, every time you came out, it was dry and you'd be a little nervous, but good to have some rain. Rain is good. Also, same at my house. Like we had some rain yesterday, which was perfect because we got to plant everything in the garden and get it all in. And before we left, and we come back, it'll all be shriveled up and dead. Be great.
So how was your birthday? Did you have a big birthday party? Did you have a cake and they sing happy birthday for you?
Nope. Zero.
Nobody sang
Zero.
happy
No one
birthday
sang
for you?
happy birthday for you, dude.
No, zero.
No,
Pretty
wait a
much-
minute.
No, pretty much.
No one sang happy birthday?
No
Nobody
one.
even started the song for
No
you?
one even started it.
I think we had a little baby one at the house, but it wasn't really very heartedly done.
Happy
It
birthday,
didn't even whatever. It was like one of those deals.
I gave you Marilyn Monroe first line, though. I
No,
talked
you were the
it
best.
out,
You were
yeah.
my best. You were my best happy birthday I had, pretty much. He called me like Marilyn and sang me happy birthday, Mr. President.
Mr. Dunn.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Very cheesy.
But no, it was a very mild one. I didn't really want to go balls
52.
out.
What is that? It's not
It's a good one. It's a good day. It's a great number. It's an angel number, brah.
What?
52 is an angel number. Check it out. Let's read and look into it. It's serious.
I hear people who look into stuff like that find a way to touch items that put microchips in them. So I'm not doing
There
it,
you
man.
go. But anyway, no, 52 is also the deck of cards. There's a lot of cool things you can think of. Like you're like, all right, it's a good number, but no time for that
No
shit.
time for that.
No, because I have the 9-year-old son, which means that it's his birthday, which is next, not this coming Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that. So it goes me, then my wife, Cece, then Nick, like 1 week after each other, in perfect synchronicity. So it'll be like Sunday, 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 or Monday, 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 or Tuesday, Tuesday, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday did not inspire me at all. I was like, not feeling it. But you know what we are going to do is go to Meow Wolf this weekend.
We're in Denver.
No, it's not open yet. We're going to the original one in Santa Fe.
I
Oh,
went
you
there.
doing that this weekend?
You've done it?
Yeah,
It's good, right?
it's great. It's much better than the one in Las Vegas.
I
Cool.
hope so.
I
Yeah, I
think-
would imagine so.
Yeah.
And plus, it's more like, we're bringing the whole fam. And everything,
So I would highly advise you get there as early as possible and go real slow.
They do it like in groups now.
Well, what reservation did you get?
3 3:30 or so. 3:20.
Oof.
Why?
Don't oof me.
What do you mean?
How am I gonna get there? It's 3 hours away. I got to drive there. I'm not gonna
I
get there
left
till, like,
early. We were in
course you did.
first. Yeah, it was great. No, you'll have a lot
It
of
goes
fun.
into.
It's great.
If we have 3 hours, we're good to go.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not gonna. Yeah, it's fine. You don't get there too early. But
I ate like 300 milligrams of edibles. Went in
I thought you were gonna say 300 mic.
completely baked.
Wow,
No, I
300.
had.
That's the problem. Is it's like one of those deals where you'd have to get there super early if you did really get all fucked up, because you would never be able to do it in the right. All of a sudden you'd be
It's all
like,
crowded.
It's the classic thing where it just starts to kick in as you get in the car to leave. Like, oh no, like what's going on? 'Cause-
You remember when we were younger and they would do the 3D on television and they'd give you those glasses?
Yeah.
So they do that there. Get them. Whatever. They charge $1. Get
yeah.
them.
You know, when I
wore
went
them the
to
whole
when I
time.
went to the ride one in Denver, right? They were so lame that. Like you did it, and you were like, "That was pretty cool." And
They were
then-
going to be sponsors
and then
until
when,
you just
and then
dinged
when
them.
they were done, when I was done on the way out, I'd go, "Wait a minute! So you're telling me if I was wearing 3D glasses the whole time, that would have been a completely different thing?" I was like, "Why did nobody like try to upsell you on that? Nobody told you. They just like you bought your ticket, you stood in line, and waited for like 45 minutes.
that's terrible.
Not a single person like was up there. All you have to do is I was like, I even went into the shop and I said, "Listen, I'm going to give you a word of advice." Send somebody out with a little bucket of those, and I bet you sell 100 of them in the line every hour. You know what I mean? And it will be
Yeah.
and people will think this is way cooler.
It's like grilled cheese at a dead show. Come on.
It was. But anyway, the Meow Wolf is the shit, and
You will enjoy it.
I'm sure Denver's going to be cool too, just because it's like they're purpose built from ground up, like that whole
I
fucking
hope.
place. So we'll see.
I really enjoyed the Santa Fe one. Really, really enjoyed it.
I think it's because it was an old bowling alley, right? So it's got that kind of
Yes.
nostalgic vibe already.
Yeah.
Which this new one's like a fucking spaceship. It looks like the one in Denver. It's crazy. It looks all high tech, and you're like, okay.
I kind of almost
Commercial.
don't want to call the one in Las Vegas Meow Wolf. You know,
cheesy.
what's different. It's and I know. Listen, here comes the hate mail. It is so much more cerebral than artistic. There's like a background story going on, and you're supposed to find out what happened with this corporation, and they were stealing essence from people, and could you figure out why it was going on? And like part of it, it seemed like you're supposed to sit down and put headphones on and watch something read an email to discover what happened. I'm like, this is like the most boring game of Clue ever.
Right.
And I sort of just walked around following everybody in that. But the
Hey,
one
don't
in
make me
Santa Fe-
work. Don't make me work at these places.
Yes,
what?
that's it.
What? I got to do something? I came here to be like a big melted jelly blarb and go, what's that? But yeah, it looks like it's going to be.
Did you say melted jelly blarb?
Yeah, jelly blurbs.
Yeah.
Hashtag that right now, Mark, and get the TM on it. You know,
Everyone got
buy it.
they got the mental image though, right? Dave,
Yeah.
jelly blarg. It was like pretty much simple. Jelly blarg.
All right.
Well, let's see. What's happened besides nothing. Look at us. Nothing's happening. Life's. You're supposed to be the news guy. You know that, right? You're
Really, that was the original thing.
Wasn't he supposed to be like guy? Like,
I mean, he was
technically
supposed
like
to kind of bring some news.
like
I guess,
one or
you
two,
know,
just
yeah.
one or two things. That's all you
Did I send anything?
There's a thing
Oh,
called
yeah,
Google-
you did.
Which one
The
did I
social
send?
lounges in Vegas.
Oh,
are
let's
going.
talk about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on.
Or should we save that for when we're talking about now?
Yeah, why do we want to wait for the Las Vegas guys in Sheldon? But no, let's talk about it now.
We'll talk about it.
My bad. What's that so
All right.
loud?
Is that the
loud.
news? That was it. We're
was
done.
it.
That was it. No. Social lounges are coming.
Consumption, social lounges. They're going to be social. Who knows if you can actually smoke in there? But yes,
Of course you can smoke.
Of course
And when is this date? Did you get it?
it said in the article. I read the article. It said October they are expecting. So figure by October
That's
2023.
impressive. Really? You think it's going to be like that?
I think they. I listen. I think they're going the wrong way to create social lounges. Simply allow the casinos to create a smoker-friendly environment, and there won't be such animosity between the two industries. They'd be supportive of each other. They wouldn't be leaving the casino to go get high, and they would feel safe there that they're not going to lose their
Share
room.
your swag.
What happened?
I'm going to have to share your swag.
You want this?
Did you just call a sponsored product of the show? Shit.
Everybody's
We'll edit that out in post. Only you people listening live will hear Adam disparage one of our sponsors. But yeah, so Las Vegas is going to have consumption lounges. I just think it's fantastic that they are. I kind of wish they would have gone a different direction first and really worked with the casino industry. They're playing the wink and nod game right now. Mm-hmm. You know, there are casinos that will tell you, well, just go to this area of the parking lot. And you know what? I don't want to go to some secret spot. I want you to be open and say, cannabis smokers, go over there, where you tell people who are smoking tobacco outside, this is where they can go, and no one's going to roll up on them and cuff them, you know, or hit them up with what is it? Still $700 fine. I mean, they did that because when they first started, they just used it as a money grab. So while I'm very glad it's happening, I'm hoping maybe Adam and Dr. Monaco from Oasis Cannabis that are coming on will be able to tell us a little bit more about how they're going to be participating.
Not me, Adam, different Adam.
Adam Slider.
There you go.
And then we're going to hear from Sheldon with the Las Vegas Cannabis Awards. I'm sure he will know something as well. But yeah,
I mean, it's gonna. I mean, the thing is, you know, Vegas, right? They're gonna go fucking so far down that no one's gonna. You know, it's gonna be nuts in a sense. I mean, I can already see it.
But doesn't it beg the conversation now that you have New York coming online, you have the Dakotas coming online, you have everywhere coming online with consumption, Oklahoma, and Colorado is going to restrict access. What? I can't wrap
Going
my
backwards.
I don't understand what
it's the same thing. Like I said before, it's the Amsterdam situation. It's the whole like, really, you had it in the palm of your hand. All you had to do was just, you know, agree and keep moving ahead. Especially because they took all the money. It's not like they didn't take our money.
But Amsterdam didn't have a real world example to say what would happen if you did that. We have a real world example.
That's what I'm saying.
Amsterdam.
Right.
They fucked it up. And why are we doing what? I mean, just from a business model, let's say Colorado's not a state, it's Colorado business, right? The Canna business, because we're in business together. Doesn't that what it means when they collect taxes? They're your business partner, right? Everyone calls the U.S. government their number one partner because they pay taxes to them. Well, you're really going to restrict your customer, the guy that's making you money. They're going to go to New York now. They're going to go. Can you wrap your head around this? People are going to vacation in Oklahoma before Colorado because of how liberal the cannabis laws are there. So I can't work that one out, man. I agree. Backwards, there needs to be a stronger word than backwards, like rear-ended. You know, dry. I don't want it. I'd like to see something else. But again, the story is great that there's going to be consumption in Las Vegas.
Oh, you can keep it over there.
Oh, look at that.
I don't want to hold you back, bro.
I'll grab it later if I want. I'll grab it when I need a deb.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
I
we'll
thought
do
you were
that.
like kneading all the time, like that. I saw it.
He's like the most laid back guy I've ever met in my life. I don't see him.
It's the opposite of Shitty Jamie today. He's like Rubber Jamie. What up,
now that I
Rubber
have
Jamie?
the audio figured out better, like I don't know what the.
Do
fuck
we
the
know
problem is.
what happened that last?
Are we gonna apologize to everybody for their eardrums damage that they got?
No.
Did that happen to people listening to the show live?
It was pretty rough.
Oh,
I think we
shit.
give I
Sorry.
think we'd have to give back every week though, because we give
Something
pretty much that
happens.
is what
We
the show
should
is. We are eardrum damage. Actually, I think that's the show. Yeah.
David.
Yeah.
Whether it's be
the whole
like
thing is
the lack
eardrum damage.
of quality and the terrible
What is
delivery.
with the
and-
self-deprecation?
I'm
man?
just telling you. I read all the comments.
So-
Now I'm sad. Now I'm sad. I read
you
the comments.
pulled a Dave?
I read the comments.
Oh, no.
I was
What
like,
the
man,
hell,
everyone
man?
hates me. I'm the worst. No, I didn't
Dude.
care. I didn't really care, but there was a few in there that was funny. It made me kind of like, I got real creative. I was like, should I do a whole show dedicated to these people and kind of come, like, it'd be so really fun in a way just to call, hey, come on in.
There were some people here last night. You know, we were talking about how you're going to grow, right? Pick the best genetics you can get. And somebody said, well, who's this what's this studio here? And I said, we do the Adam Dunn show from here. Who's Adam Dunn? And I gave what I
Soliloquy? Did you give me a full
recognized,
soliloquy?
what I understood to be
And you have it
the
all wrong.
history. And I'm sure it's all wrong. It's a perspective. But I said I didn't understand why every grower coming into Area 420 didn't look at the available genetics that you're offering, especially with some of the people here, and throw some cuts down. I mean, this whole, I'm bringing something from somewhere else, California, and I'm going to adapt it to these conditions. I find it...
Well, I mean, the cool part about this place in general is over the next couple of years, it will, everything will just show itself. You know what I mean? Like at a certain point, there'll be things that we think are going to work and they won't work. And there's things that other people will come in here and do the same deal where they'll be like, yeah, he's going to crush. And they're going to get like 2 feet tall and just fucking get, but especially outdoor. Outdoor is a much different animal than indoor. Indoor, you can kind of have a good idea as long as you're working your conditions properly.
Dude, Andy's fucking killing it, man. I mean, killing it, looking really good.
Uncle Andy. Taking care of the ladies. Well, we put them in 200-gallon pots there. They're going to be happy. You know what I mean? At that point, they're pretty much, it's like home, There you go. Where are you going to go? There's never to be repotted again.
I didn't know the exact size of them. In my head, I called them really big fucking pot. I mean, they weren't even pots. It was like a part of the ground up.
You want to try that?
Yeah, it was...
You want to try that?
Yeah, shout out to Andy. Great job. So here's something that I gotta. So we're doing the Haze Cup.
If we are not doing it. We're going to be at it.
We'll be at
the
Haze Cup. Sorry, that's right. We're going to be there. So Pizzicalis called me, and if you're listening, please call in so I don't get this wrong. But who's Uncle Stoner? You have.
What do you mean, who's Uncle Stoner? It's Bobby West.
Yes, you have spoken because Pizzicalis said you had a conversation with him, and he wanted to put it out there that Uncle Stoner is throwing the Uncle Stoner
squash off.
The squash off. That's it. So here's what it is. It's so if you would like to enter, it's $250, and you need to bring 7 grams of flour that they will squish and judge on site. So if you're in the Las Vegas area...
Sacrificial. There's a little sacrifice going on over here.
What'd you say? You sacrificed something, huh?
Sacrificing a lot of hash to clean it up because it was gooed up.
Gooed up.
All right, keep going.
That's a verb.
Go Telegram.
So $250, you can have your 7 grams squished by a master squisher. Is that the proper term? What is that?
Master
Jedi squisher?
I don't know, but that sounds almost like a master grower too.
Mark's shaking his head at me.
When I hear master
disgusting.
Master squisher's worse than a master grower.
That's that's worse than fluffer.
Like a grower had to grow the fucking shit. A squisher. I mean, get the fuck
come
out.
on, man.
Get the fuck out of here.
So they'll squish it and it'll be judged.
Is that how it's been brought to you, master squisher, or are you just
No,
making
I'm
this
making
up?
it up as I go.
I knew it.
He just said he was he had amazing prowess, that he goes back to the early nicotine days.
Oh, is that a day? Is that a day now?
Well, like 2013 when people
Nicotine
14.
days. He has his own era.
I remember him there with his he had
It's okay. It's okay, Dave.
the
It's
Revlon
it's all
squisher.
right, yes. Oh my
You know?
God! Back to the Revlon days with
This is a long time ago.
nicotine. That's.
So $250.
I'm with you, James. Master presser, master.
There we go.
No,
Master depressor?
No, I'm not even.
So, and there's another one too. So
Hash master.
No, he wants to sell some packages that'll include some people who are coming from well out of town who don't have an opportunity to really sample multiple fire strains. So he said, I don't know how we phrase this. He said the show can have up to 5 of these packages. We don't have them. You guys would have to pay for them if you wanted to do it. It'd be $420. You get to judge the Haze Cup, so you'll be able to sample all the entries. You get an entry to the Las Vegas Cannabis Awards. You get an entry to Kush Stock, and you get an entry to Uncle Stoner's
It's a lot of entries.
squash off. So if you're going to be in Vegas on the 10th or the 9th and 10th, that's the fee he's looking for. And reach out to Andrew Pizzicalis at Hayes Radio, at Hayes Radio.
So $250 all shows.
No, that's $250 if you want to enter your
okay.
cannabis to be squished by a master presser.
Oh, and then you get it. And then you get all
And
this.
if you wanted to be a judge,
separately.
separately, $420.
Basically, I wasn't listening to a word you said before. I was too
figured.
concentrated.
It's okay.
on
You
burning
had your dab
I was
going.
I was burning screens and I was old school. I was going pull out the bong and you got to do work.
And
pull out the bong and then the hash pipes. I'm like,
listen, so if
Tasty,
you're looking
right?
for a cannabis weekend and that's your bag,
yeah, it's
come
hard.
join us.
Hard to keep those screens in there.
Screen. Who uses screens
I
anymore?
got this hash. What are you going to do? You can't put it on
yeah,
top of weed.
you're
It just it gets clogged up too. It just fills all the holes and then it barf.
You should put it in the middle of a joint.
I could do that.
Roll a log.
I could do that.
Put it in the middle of
I'll
a
roll a
joint.
joint anyway because now that I'm fucking suffering.
Suffering. You have look. Mark gave up his.
I know.
His thing.
Well, I'm not suffering now while Mark's here, but I'm suffering in my mind because I'm like, oh my god, what a long.
What am I going to do? I don't have a working Puffco.
What a long weekend this is going to be.
No Puffco. Damn.
No, actually, our friends. I just got our friends one here, so I'm like, perfect. I
Cool.
knock on the door. Hello.
Mike, can I borrow your Puffco? Thank you.
Exactly.
He's out there. Tell me. You need a
No,
Puffco.
not Mike's. Brent and Flory. I got them. One, so. Anyway.
Anyway.
So where's our warrior master? Is he coming in?
Are they out there? Somebody knocked on the door before. I don't know. They have the show on out there. So
Yeah, they should know.
if you're out there, send in the warriors.
Send in the warriors. Warriors.
Page, come out to play. Wait, hold on.
You got the battles? No. Yeah.
You need 3 of
Yeah.
them.
Here. No, you don't. Well, it's good. Warriors, come out to play.
Play. We so dated ourselves. That movie's from like 1977.
You know what? You want to hear something funny about that though? Ajax. The
Yeah.
guy. So
He's in everything.
yeah. So as a kid, there was a time period. It was really funny when
You
I was.
knew him, right?
Of course, he was my babysitter. He was my babysitter. And when he'd just take me out on his Harley and we'd go out and shoot guns. It was fucking funny.
That's
Like he
great.
wasn't really babysitter. He was just like, hey, I'll take your kid out because I was like about Nick's age.
Oh, you got Adam a gift?
What is this?
I don't know, but there's fluffy paper.
I see
It's your
fluffy
birthday.
papers. This looks really fluffy.
Is it your birthday?
It was my birthday. That could be a birthday gift.
Oh,
It
the
looks
crinkle
like-
is great for radio.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you
They
so
love that.
much.
They love that on the hair. What is this? It's heavy as hell.
It's a gold bar.
I
Hope it's a gold bar.
It's a key to the bunny ranch. Oh, it's in a fucking package, like.
Oh, it's a stoner tool that you can't even figure out how to open, probably. Oh,
This is
Jesus.
when Adam cuts himself on the air.
Yeah, dude.
How do you
Here's
open
where it
up?
happens.
How do you
Is there? There's a first
Oh, it's a
aid
belt
kit because
buckle.
I got a paper
I
cut.
got you. It's a belt buckle. Now I'm feeling it. Okay, so belt buckle.
It's a pipe. It's got to be a belt buckle pipe.
Of course it's a pipe, but how the fuck do you get it off?
Say the magic words. You stumped a wizard of cannabis on how to open the belt
Oh,
buckle.
I knew this was going to be one of those things.
No, it's going to be really easy, like a click and an open. This maybe comes down.
That's funny.
This? No, I'm trying to...
Something moved.
No, that was just the belt.
What?
All right, now show me... Huh? What's that? I still didn't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a knife. I thought it was a...
It's on a magnet.
it's on a magnet? Oh. Hold on. How's that?
Oh, he's cutting. He's getting cut right now. Get the first aid kit.
Anyway, click it open. You get it. You get it.
How me?
Yeah, you're the one who can't do anything properly, so that'll be better for radio. And for
I no.
show me.
You got the
I
wrong
thought it was
guy.
a pipe. I thought it was a pipe. You're trying to get me in trouble.
He just moved something. What did you move? That
Just hold on to the buckle.
Oh, so he just pulled from the top. All right, yeah, sorry. Didn't get it.
are our warriors
Oh,
out
there
there?
it is. There it is.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna go check that. My bad.
You see that black
That's-
bag?
Oh, that's
What's
perfect.
something
You
in
should
there?
take that on a plane. Blah.
No, you could not.
No, you could not.
No, I have. It's funny because so had a bunch of belt buckle knives actually over the years,
Now
And I had
you
one-
gave them to Nick, so now he has them all.
and I had the one that I had. It was funny because it was when I was wearing super baggy pants too, and the problem was when you took the buckle off, it just completely dropped your pants. So it was like the worst. It was the worst combination.
Because it was so heavy.
Nice. Thanks, man. It was the worst combination because I'd be like, and then one time when I got arrested for I had a fire at my house and the cops came, busted me, took me to the station, right? And I had to like take off your belt, right? So I took off my belt and I tried to like kind of be coy about it, but they were like, let me see that. And then pull out this like double-edged fucking knife. And the funny thing was I wasn't thinking about it, but technically it's for skinning pigs, right? That's what they're made for. You skin pigs with them.
It's for goat.
I go, oh, it's for skinning
Medicine
pigs.
for goat.
And the cop was like looking at me like I was crazy. And I go, oh no, I mean like real pigs, not like cop pigs. Like it was one of those like wrong thing to say.
This
Welcome-
just became the safest cannabis podcast studio in the nation
Did it-
right now.
Well, there you go.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're
Hell yeah.
protected.
Welcome.
Security.
You heard
Welcome,
us,
welcome.
You heard us calling.
How was
for
the
you?
chimichanga?
It was great.
Right on. Get close. The mic works great in front of your mouth. There
Just
you go.
gotta go tight on it.
Right.
You can scoot it as close as you need to.
And you
All
can
right,
hear
cool.
yourself too.
Yeah.
You'll know if it's fucking up. So, sorry, I didn't catch your name. So.
I'm Chris Bratton.
Chris Bratton. Okay, I know, from Warrior Farms.
Yes, sir.
Nice. I was. It was funny too because I was just talking to Mike right before we when you were going to come on the show, and we were talking about Road Warrior, and I was like, "Oh yeah, finally I get to use my Road Warrior thing." I was like, "It's perfect." I was like, "Yes."
Yeah, I love that. That was pretty cool.
Thanks for that. Yeah, this whole place reminds me of Road Warrior. Like the minute I drove up to it, I was like, that's how I was explaining it to people who didn't know. I'd go, "Yeah, dude, it's kind of like Grow Warriors," you know what I mean? Because it's like a bunch of, and that's how I was describing it was Grow Warriors. And so it was funny. You guys probably, I'm sure you've already coined that a long time ago.
No.
Come on, you guys sit around.
You're an innovator, Adam. You
You
know,
be
you
like,
just
hey, we're
wear it.
Grow Warriors, because that's what you are, right? So, vet owned. It's just a grow, right? There's no dispensaries connected to it.
No, right now it's just a cultivation.
Cultivation. Okay, so vet owned and operated,
Yes, sir.
and all from here in Colorado, or
I actually moved out of Wyoming, coming down here to start this business.
We won't hold that against you. Welcome.
Thank you.
when's Wyoming gonna catch up?
Never.
They're trying. They've tried to pass it several times, but I think the last one that they did was set up kind of like as a micro business where you could have like maybe 150 plants or something like that. So I highly doubt that it's really going to go recreational there. I think it'll probably go medical first.
Yeah, there and then next mic here. Just come on through.
Oh, yeah, you can come through. You can sit there. There's your mic.
Come on in.
Look at that. Shout out to my son Jonah, who just got himself a new used car. Congratulations, my
A
son.
new used car.
Awesome.
Well, you know, he's 26 years old. He worked his ass off. He's had the same job for 6 years. His credit's good. He's a good risk, and now he's got himself a used Venza.
Oh,
Well, he's 6'4", man. He can't fit in really anything. You know, if you
Cool.
get the
Check
car.
your. How you doing?
Hey man, how's it going?
Nice meeting you guys last night.
Yeah, likewise, man.
Right on.
All right.
Chris, and what's your name?
They call me Pancho, man. How you
Pancho.
doing? Yes,
Pancho.
sir.
Welcome to the show.
All right.
Don't say it.
What?
No Pancho Villa.
Villa?
No.
Oh,
Pancho.
come on.
I get
We
that a
joked
lot.
about it
so-
last
Think it.
night.
I can think it. I don't have to say it, of course.
Everybody just got loud. I don't know if we're going to start to get complaints, but now I'm hearing.
What's loud?
You didn't hear that? It all got, like it went up a volume.
He's on it, dude. Look at that
Thanks,
guy.
DJC. I'm working on it.
He's working. We
Good
got
job,
you.
buddy.
This isn't a ding. I'm just letting I'm waiting.
And I just put a limiter on the feed, so people hearing on YouTube and the feeds are hearing it with a limiter on it.
Oh,
Sweet.
So maybe that helps.
Always-
We'll see.
Is it really a limiter or is it a Davider?
It's
a
pretty much a
shut
David
Yeah.
shut upper.
Shut up.
It's a shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, are you guys both from Wyoming? Or are you from here? Or?
No, I'm actually from Miami.
Oh,
Florida.
Miami. Huh? There you go.
Yeah.
Some haze.
Long ways
Some
from
haze.
home.
Some haze. You brought some haze to the mix, or?
I did, but I was kind of like rushed in here, so.
Oh, nice. Well, that's cool.
Southside.
But yeah, but you brought some of that Miami haze.
Nah,
genetics
not,
here,
not
or-
Miami haze. You know, local stuff. Yeah.
So as far as Wyoming, Miami, pretty different places.
Well, way different.
Who met who and where? Like, how'd you guys link up?
Yeah, you want to tell the story?
yeah, sure. So I met up. The last guy that I had out at my company was growing for me, and things didn't end up working out, and he moved on. And I actually met him through that gentleman, and he's been able to help me out, and he's been able to be my head grower. And so this was about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
That you came and started working out at the farm.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, you know.
And so he's been learning for a year and a half now, and he's now the head cultivator over there right now.
Nice, that's perfect.
Golf clap, man.
So you've been here since almost the beginning of. It sounds like if you've been.
Yeah, I started doing research and coming down to the town of Moffat and starting to attend the town hall meetings back in 2018, and then I actually moved down here in March of 2019. So I was still freezing. It was butt freezing cold here, but yeah, it was March of 2019 when I moved down here with my camper and my toolbox, my truck, and It's
Made it work.
It was nothing but a patch of dirt when I came out.
Well, that's the beauty of this place is like it's like one of those things where you what's that?
I was talking to DJC.
No.
Okay.
Let's all talk about it.
Yeah, really. He
Jeez.
tried to whisper to me, and you
There's
had
no
to.
whispering allowed. But no, it's really cool to see like bare ground turned into, different operating systems that are completely coming out of different. Everyone's minds are a little bit different. And
Yeah, definitely.
my explanation is it's like panning for gold, right? We're all doing the same thing, but we got our own way of doing it, right? Like,
For
so one
sure.
guy is gonna be like, "Nah, I'm gonna fucking just go whooshy, whooshy, whooshy." The other guy's like, I'm gonna shake. And then it's
Whooshy,
like,
whooshy, and wooka ducka.
that's all that you ever watch the show.
Whooshy,
It's all it is.
whooshy,
It's a bunch of guys
wooka
standing around
ducka.
machines all day, fucking just trying to do the same exact thing to come out with the same product, but they just
Right,
come at it
right.
different,
What is the saying? There's 100 ways to skin a cat.
Right. And so what's your concentration at your place? Is it outdoor, indoor combo, or
Right now we have a concentration inside of our greenhouse, and I noticed in the last few years, so since I started here, I've bitten off way more than I can chew. I came down here pretty much by myself, and I started off with I think the first grow I tried to do was 1,400 plants, and I had some help, but it wasn't enough because
1,400 from what?
1,400 plants.
Yeah, but what was your experience before the 1,400?
So
good number.
I came down here. Just a quick history. My dad is a retired police officer from the Cheyenne Police Department up in Wyoming. He was also an MP. Most of my family is either retired military, retired police force, SWAT, something like that. So for me to come down here, I was also served in the military, and I was a Boy Scout, and all my life growing up, it was no, you can't even touch this. Don't even look at it. And
Devil's lettuce.
but secretly you knew.
Well, but coming from that aspect, my dad being a cop, that it was illegal. So being a cop's kid, what was he gonna do? Let me do it? Like, no, he was a cop and he couldn't let me do it. So he caught me doing it, and I got punished. So,
Well, that's ballsy of a cop's kid to be smoking pot, and
no,
Or did you catch you smoking, or did he just figure it out because he's a cop? Because if he figured
He
it out,
began an investigation.
I figured it out because I was a young dumb kid rushing my parents out of the door one weekend, and they were gone for a few hours, and I invited my friends over, and we smoked for whatever. And then
how high were those kids
and
smoking
then-
in a cop's
and then-
house? Like, woo! Yeah, I mean, they're
don't know
like,
if I would-
if you could take selfies, you would, right?
That must have been.
And then they knew something was up when they just
When they
got
found
home.
the roaches?
No. They figured it out when they got home, and I had just taken my clothes out of the dryer.
They're like,
Why are you doing the laundry at 10:30 at night?
I didn't want to smell like weed, Mom.
Exactly.
How do you know that a weed smoker would wash their clothes
and
to
you-
fool their parents,
and
Mom?
unfortunately, you were super
That's
baked.
the real conversation.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, you're super baked, so it wasn't
I
like
paid for it the next day.
yeah, like that they
That
weren't
night-
they
that
weren't
night-
they were like looking at you. Your eyes were so red. You got your clothes in your hand. You're fucking busted. Like,
Did Mom go to Dad? Dad, what kind of cop are you? Your son was smoking in our house and you didn't even know?
I have no idea because I was probably so nervous and so tired and so stoned. I don't remember much of that night except for I don't even remember the next morning really. Like I think I was probably like scared to death the next morning.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Never thought maybe we should get stoned at someone else's house who's not a cop. That Dad's not a cop.
I should have done that.
Okay.
Yes, but that was.
I'm telling you, that was the thrill of a lifetime for whoever was there. They're still talking about it. Like, dude, we used to smoke at this kid's house. His dad was a fucking cop. I'd be like, what? No way. I had a friend. This is a little bit different story, but it's kind of funny too because my friend. So he met this cop, this girl, back in this is like the 70s. This is like people were doing Quaaludes and going nuts, right? So he meets this cop. She's like just like the cop from Up in Smoke, that one like super hot cop who's like, I got the thing in the back.
I gotta use your powder room. I got your powder.
Exactly like that chick, right? He met this chick, and it was funny because I think he was dealing Quaaludes at the time, and this is in the 70s, right?
Still have any?
No, but he told me it was such a funny thing because he goes, listen, you got to come in when my brother's there, and you got to knock on the door. And he's like telling her, and she does it perfect. She comes in, and he's scared as fuck. Cop's car pulls
Cop knocks?
Cop on the door, and then Victor goes, what? Come here. And he like grabs her, takes her in the room, and all of a sudden leaves the door open, and his brother's like, what the fuck is going on? And he's like, and it just like blew his brother. He's like, he's packing all this flushing shit down the toilet. It was a classic. It was like a bad movie or something, but.
Super Troopers?
A bad version of the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I want to be in one of those Super Troopers things, where cops are funny and fun,
Super Troopers. Oh my god.
In the 80s, one of my buddies got pulled over on the New York Turnpike. And it turns out they were in the same fraternity, so he had him get in the car, and they went and pulled people over for the whole night. I'm like, that's just so wrong. It's so wrong.
It's hard to find people that straddle the fucking fence like that anymore, though, because everything is so overly managed, and it's like, as bad as it sounds when you hear like, oh, my whole family was cops, as far as like, oh, that sounds stressful. The reality is, it wasn't like the cops now are different than the cops then when it comes to the what you're really in there for. It's like a totally different vibe.
Yeah, what do they think of you now?
This is what it was.
I believe that's Matt's stuff.
Oh, this is the garlic.
So it's a garlic.
Yeah.
Nice.
What does your dad think of everything now? Like, how's your relationship? Is he?
Okay, so a little more quick history is when I was in the military, I ended up getting seriously injured. Coming back,
Where was that? Where did you get? Did you get deployed or?
Yeah, I got deployed. I served in the military from 2004 until 2008.
Okay.
I was actually in high school, and I remember in shop class watching 9/11 when it happened. But I went in and joined, and then I actually went and served overseas in 2006. And while serving in the military, both sides of my jaw have been broken, and I have had major problems with my lower back, which ended up several years after my military service, once I got discharged, ended up having surgery on my lower back to correct bulged disc. So I did a lot of research and found out that a lot of the medications they were giving me, pain medications, sleeping medications, staying awake medication, whatever, from the VA.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of research, finding out that this is definitely something that I could have supplemented a lot of drugs for. And my dad, once he saw the research and I explained to him, he was all for it and said, well, can't do it in Wyoming, that's still illegal in Wyoming, so go down to Colorado and go do it.
Right, and then, so how'd you find Area 420? Like, as far as because when you came, it was still, because I only heard about it about a year and a half ago or something like that, maybe. Not even.
Yeah, no.
About a year. Yeah, about a year and a half ago. So you were already here at that point. So you were one of the pioneers out here, I'm assuming.
Crazy enough, it was my dad, because I'd been doing so much research. It was my dad that had found this ad for Area 420 on Craigslist.
He made up for the what happened when he caught you that night. That was what we call a 12-year arc that he needed to close. Right? He had to pay karma back.
Right. Well, and like I said, he's totally supportive of it now, because of always doing it legally and doing it, within the side of the law, because that's a lot of what we're trying to do with this industry is bring light to it and make it. At least that's what I'm trying to do is make sure that there's no black veil over it anymore. Because I grew up in the best that I probably ever had was, I don't know, probably oregano.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that back when it was 100% black market, and that you sip it. Look at that, Dab 101. So here's a question for you: has Dad been down to see the fruit of your work?
Yes, he has.
Oh, that's awesome. Props to you, Dad, if you're listening to the show right now. That's way to come full circle on it.
Big smile on his face, or what? When he saw it, or what?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Big smile on his face. You got some from seeing your work, actually, with him.
Yeah.
From Dad.
He bugs and pictures me. Like, if I haven't given him a picture of some of the stuff that we're working on in our greenhouse, he's like, man, I want to see pictures. When are you going to send me pictures? Send me videos.
Because he's showing that to all his
Yeah,
his
I
friends.
bet
That's
you
the
he
best part.
is.
He's like, that's my boy there down in Colorado.
I'm
It's
not-
legal.
I'm
It's
not,
legal.
I'm not going to say what he does with the information on his phone.
Yeah.
Would you guys like a 50 milligram Incredibles gummy?
You probably need it. Sounds like you're.
You're more than welcome.
Yeah. I would
As soon as you told that story, I'm like, this is what they were made for. There's a medical gummy. There's 2 right there.
That's 2.
Yeah, just break them open. They'll pop them apart. There you go. There you go. It's like a
Shout out
like
to
a
Incredibles.
wishbone, a CBD wishbone.
Right.
Like pop.
No CBD in that.
No, that one's not gonna.
No,
just
THC.
No, just okay. Fuck.
Straight up.
Straight up. So, when you found the Craigslist ad, which is funny because like when you got here, you said it was just a flat piece of dirt, and now you're in a town with 120 people, and definitely a leap
I
of
think
faith.
the workers in Area 420 now overpopulate the original town population before it started.
100%. There
Oh,
were only
we already-
140 people listed in the census when I looked up Moffat.
Yeah,
so-
we're gonna be. It'll be much more soon. So it's and how has it been living on site? Because that's also been, I'm sure, an adventure considering you're building a. Because one of the things about grows in general is, and you can't help it when you have a blank slate like this, but when you're coming to normal situation, it's like whatever you don't finish on the first build out, you may never finish because you're always growing and you're in this zone. Like it's not worth it to go back and unless you're going to do like a full refit. You really don't because it just becomes like a working machine. You know what I mean? So it's like if you're like I'm going to do that corner over there, you probably you never will. So don't even try. Don't even. And what happens is the plants suffer because you're working around them, which isn't really the vibe. You know what I mean? The plants don't want to see
At this point,
construction 24/7 either. Just like you don't want it when you're living in your house. You know what I mean? You're like, hey, it's really nice when there's no construction all day because at a certain point you get kind of used to it. You know what I mean? You're like, whatever, jackhammers.
But you're absolutely right about the build out thing. It's you really have to build what you can build that you can cultivate out of, but then phase 2, just wipe the slate clean
And go bigger and
go
better.
bigger.
So did you take 1 acre or a couple acres or what was your?
actually, originally, when I first came out here, I was slotted for the lot was Q3, which is right next door to the one I'm on. And I'm actually on Q4, and that just happened by.
We killed him.
I haven't done a dab in a while.
Here.
You'll have a water.
Yeah, have a water.
There you go.
Chill out. You're all good, man. We definitely understand. The
You're
dilemma.
not the first guest
Michael
we've
wants us to
killed.
drug test everybody. That's what he told me.
Yeah.
Since the beginning, he's like, make
Yeah.
sure everyone's drug tested.
That's right.
As they come in, he wants to
Are
make
you
sure.
testing for Quaaludes?
No, just so we can have them if we get to get them. Like,
You don't kid with the. That's like my favorite thing ever. The only reason it could be my favorite is because I can't get them anymore. If they were around, they are.
you got to go to South
Never
Africa,
tried
then
those,
you can
so
get
I-
them there cheap.
I wish I.
No, I had them.
Had the opportunity.
Believe me, when I heard that they were in South Africa, I had it looked into it. Bullshit.
Well, they have.
He doesn't make Quaaludes. He
have a
grows
version.
fine cannabis.
No. So I was saying, like, as far as like starting here fresh like that and living out here, have you gone beyond the coming out like you said with you just came with a truck? Did you come with a caravan and everything too, or is that what you're up to now, or did you actually build out something? Because that's kind of what I'm always interested to see how people design their shit. Because since there is no building codes, this is like a dream come true to anybody who's had some
Yeah,
ideas,
it's if you if you're coming out here and you have a clean slate, I mean it's awesome. I got to design exactly where my water lines were going to go. Now there were some issues when we first came out here with property lines and stuff like that. So had to adjust and do different stuff on the fly. But in general, I got to lay out and I got to design exactly where I get to put my office, where I'm going to put my water lines, where I'm going to put my power lines, stuff like that. So as somebody that gets a fresh and clean start, it's something that's not old and it's all whatever you want it to be. But the ringer on that too is you still have to be up to a minimum standard, you know, like just
Oh, no,
because
yeah.
there's no HOAs or anything like that out here.
Oh, 100%.
You still
You
have
can
to
actually
be
go
up to
above
the
and
state
beyond.
code.
The cool part is you can actually do that, because some of the times they won't let you go above and beyond because you have to do it to their code, and when you start to go above, it starts to almost get them pissed off to the point where they want to, like, you can't do that. You're like, I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to like laying concrete or doing things like that. It starts to become like, there's, better if you can get a little more creative on that, and also for other building codes like hempcrete, things like that, where they normally wouldn't even they'd be like, no, it's not part of our standards. So it's like, fuck you. Too bad you can't dig here. That's the only problem. It's too shallow. So
Right, yeah, the water table's like anywhere from 4 to 8 feet, and depending on where you're at.
yeah, and it's like, so that kind of sucks, because that would be nice if you could go a little deeper. Then you could.
At least put a basement or, something that,
Well, then you get real creative. Then you really don't want to have codes, because then you go like, I'm going down deep, So build some bunkers here and shit. Because that's my original. When I first saw this place, I was like, man, we should just build some like underground bunkers. And they're like, no, there'll be no underground
There
bunkers.
will be no underground.
I was like, well, then build mountains. You got to build your own fucking hills, then somehow magically.
Yeah, you got to go up in the hills a little bit for something like that.
Right. So you are here, but you've been here the whole time. So you obviously go back home just for holidays, things like that, or?
Yes, sir. I just went home recently for Mother's Day. I snuck back home and surprised my mom when she was at work.
Oh.
She didn't get that. She didn't.
That's a
end up getting the
military
day
thing
off.
to do.
Yeah.
The old sneak up on mom and give her a heart
Right.
attack deal. It's like, it's funny.
That's great. What about Pancho?
Yeah, let's talk to Pancho.
Yeah.
Tell us a little Miami stories. Tell us a little bit about your background, because you had, if you came here to grow, you obviously had a little bit of background.
No, actually.
No, you came totally fresh.
Right.
No, actually, that's a good thing though. Sometimes when you're learning, because at the same time, if you come in with your own
Right.
10 years of pre-experience, it can make it hard to absorb the other people's stuff.
Yeah, 100%. I did my thing back home, but it wasn't legal.
growing. It wasn't growing. Well, or you were just growing a few plants, so it's
Something like that.
Okay, so
right. Yeah. So
So there was
You're supposed to ask him. You're supposed to say, "Listen, before I answer that, you have to tell me right now if you're a cop." Go ahead, ask him if he's a
I
cop.
deal with this guy who
Okay.
comes from cops. So
yeah, he's already dealt with
Yeah,
cops. He
yeah,
deals with
trust
cops
me.
every day.
That would be the most elaborate sting operation ever. To son of a cop moves to Colorado to entrap Californian, to come out to. Yeah, no. That's like
Miami.
Adam's conspiracy theory on the Q-tips,
yeah.
which we won't go into.
So, how'd you get to Colorado then?
So his partner, who's a buddy of mine, very successful guy back home, said he needed somebody up here to help run the farm and keep an eyes over things. Luckily, for me, I was in a situation where I was able to come up here, and for the last year and a half, I've just been studying, listening to everybody's word of advice, and then, like he said, he had a grower out here who was helping him. Didn't end up working out, but I actually learned from him. The guy's a great grower, knows his stuff, but
Had trouble with
maintenance.
that work thing.
Right, maintenance.
ethic.
Yeah, something like that. I luckily have that, haven't had the easiest childhood, so work ethic is deep in my vein.
Right. So
Yeah.
he was a good grower, but not really didn't have the follow through with the
Right.
the grunt.
He thought everything would just be handed, as opposed
Used to
to
100% of profits, no taxes, no rules, no regs. Yeah.
But luckily, everything's working out. We had a fresh year to start.
So what genetics you guys running? What was your
I'm sorry.
genetics at the spot? What are you guys running?
Like indoor.
Yeah, what types? What types?
What strains?
Oh, we had some orange creamsicle going on. A lot of creamsicles, really. Lemon creamsicle, starfire creamsicle.
That's what we were doing last year. Are you talking about our current inventory or last year?
Yeah, whatever you guys have in the going now.
We got some ice cream cake going on. We're about to pop out some outdoors come July of some orange creamsicles. And then Purple Sunset as well. That's greenhouse. We're working on an indoor facility, but that'll be for like the winter time. Hopefully it'll be running all year, but it's in the works.
And how many square feet is the greenhouse in spot?
What is it?
Crap, now you got me. It's right around 1,000 square feet, just under.
Okay, so it's a small canopy.
Yeah.
And then you keep moms on site, or
We're working on doing that right now. We're just trying to get a room set up, and so we're still sitting on single phase power. So when I was first out, it's better than running on generators like I was when I first moved out here.
well, that's
When will you get 3-phase?
As soon as I make the appointment and pay for it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
After harvest, then.
yes, sir. That's we're hoping to get it done as soon as
goal.
possible. But,
Yeah.
And you're running this whole operation, just the two of you?
Yeah, pretty
Right,
much.
yeah.
I mean, we have help, but for the most part, it's just us.
Right on.
Yeah.
we have a lot of moral support from families
Good.
and a lot of financial support.
Yeah. Financial support is a big thing out here,
That and access to, groceries,
Right. Well,
gas for your car,
I think there's a gas station like
30 miles away.
I mean, I come from the city, so this experience is a whole new thing,
And so, but you see, and you've been here the whole time for the pretty much solid for that
Well,
year and a half, or
I've been here though. Yeah. I go back to Miami every so often. I have a daughter back home, and to
how
visit
old's your
family.
daughter?
She's 3, about to be 4.
Wow. So
Congrats.
yeah, definitely good to get this experience. I mean, it's opening up all over the state, so it's not like
Right.
you-
Well, the plan is to learn whatever I can here, so for when it becomes legal back home, I can just go and I already have my foot in the door. I know what it takes. I know what I need, et cetera, et
you
cetera.
you do all your mistakes at his place.
Right. Exactly.
I
Well,
can flood those reservoirs enough times.
Luckily, I'm a quick learner, so the year and a half that we did
Yeah.
mistakes on, I was able to
Adjust from that.
yeah, I'm a quick learner. Like my work ethics are great. So, like you said, I'm running his grow, and I've only been in the game a year and a half now.
Well,
so.
you didn't have to go from 0 to 1,400 plants on your first try.
Well, it wasn't my
You
idea.
heard the story.
I
about
wouldn't have said yeah. Right.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I
great.
appreciate
And
it.
you're in such a supportive community here. I mean, I know there's weekly or monthly grower meetings that are going to move up to weekly grower meetings.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if certain businesses here actually became support of bigger grows, like somebody who just focused on cloning incredible genetics that go back a ways towards old school or new school crosses, so that you can spend your time cultivating and not
Right.
giving you the leg up in the morning so that you can load your garden with clones
Well,
rather
yeah, I
than
mean, the thing is that what's great about this place is the footprint is ever expanding, but also it's I think it'll attract the right people soon enough that are not necessarily here to grow themselves, but to deliver either, whether it be clones or seeds, clones, products, and also might, because it's also becomes a little bit of a community here at a certain point. And like you said, if there's groceries not for 30 miles, why not have a cool grocery store that sells shit that people like here?
Definitely.
And just go like, and you roll in and go like, I want to have this, this, and this. I'll guarantee you'd buy that shit. You just have it here on stock, and then all of a sudden everyone else finds out it's the shit.
Yeah,
Because you
yeah.
bring in some fire from Miami or something. You know what I mean? Like that's,
Right.
I think that'd be dope. Like a little,
restaurant.
and then we create a little international flair vibed spot here.
I couldn't understand why the place that we picked up the food for everyone today, we got 20 chimichangas, right?
Right.
Why? They're missing out. They're leaving money on the table. They could easily send a car down here with a bunch of coolers loaded with burritos, something that wraps easy, and everyone would buy. They'd be high. You can have 2 deliveries. You get a breakfast and
look
lunch.
at Dave coming out with the
Well,
business
you
plans.
only got certain times of the summer when you can come out here and do that, unless you're ready to be prepared for
The snow.
the snow and the
snow.
negative cold weather and the
And they're
wind.
random.
It never
They're
gets
random.
It's always beautiful here. Don't tell it. Shh.
What? Wait,
Don't
it
tell
snows
Dave.
here?
Don't tell Dave. I told Dave it's gorgeous
I heard
year round.
Kenosha Pass is open all year long.
Yeah.
It's an easy drive.
Is it?
Right.
Yeah.
No, they lied to me.
I don't know. I just moved here, so I'm not familiar.
Oh, don't you worry. No, it's,
We
well,
have snow.
what's interesting is that every time I've ever been out here, Michael's, and it has been nice every single time, and Michael's always like, oh, dude, we're in the donut. It's fucking great. And then I talked to him this week, and I said, "What's going on?" He goes, "Dude, I don't know. I think we're like on the reverse side of the donut." So,
The donut inverted.
the donut. Now we're the opposite of the donut. We're the part where that's shit. In the
Mosquito
middle.
invasion.
So, shh.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
right.
It's been windy and rainy, so maybe they'll give birth to 5 billion more fucking mosquitoes. It's like,
Why not 6 billion?
6 billion. How's that been out here?
Really bad.
Compared to back home,
Oh yeah, that's,
they're bigger, definitely. I mean, unless you're up in the swamps or whatever. But in the city, they bother out there too.
That's one thing I said during the show. I was like, well, you know what? If we're wearing cans the entire time, we won't even notice them. Because that's so it's the sound that drives me more crazy than the actual bite. The bites suck, but at a certain point, you just give up.
Yeah.
But then when I've learned a trick over the years too. If you're going to sleep, if you're in that thing where you know how as you fall asleep, they just know it. They come in. It's pretty easy to trick them because their whole deal is CO2,
Long
right?
sleeves.
That's what they do. Yeah, the long sleeves for sure. I brought those.
And that still doesn't work sometimes.
Yeah.
They still go through your shirt.
Yeah.
Even the long sleeves.
That's what I heard. They go through Carhartts up here. They said.
Yeah, these guys are like.
But if you want to fuck with them, I did this in Greece actually. In Greece, I figured because in Greece it was horrendous.
So when you squeeze your hand and explode them when they're in
No. If you're
no,
falling
no.
asleep,
How'd you even
if
get
you're-
the chance to
if
do
you're falling
that?
asleep and you got to lure one in so you can just whack them, you just breathe change your breath. You just go, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're on you because that's what you do when you sleep and you just don't know it. Because as you fall asleep, you change your breathing. And you know how if you walk in on somebody and you see how they breathe, they're not breathing the way they normally breathe. They're all doing some weird shit. That's because they're producing shitloads of CO2 at that point.
Okay.
And then mosquitoes are like all over them. So if you trick them, so I had to turn the lights off, breathe kind of weird, and then turn the lights on, and they'd be right next to me like, "Hey, what's up?" And I'd be like, "Motherfucker." But it's they're just totally, they don't see things. They sense CO2. That's their whole life. Their life is based on CO2. So they're cruising around. Oh, there you are, CO2. Boom, that's you. And then they find your breath, and they know. That's why they come around your ears and all that shit. Anyway, that's my mosquito intro, whatever.
I don't know. You lost me with the mosquito. I fucking hate
lost
them. I don't even want to think about. I fucking hate them.
You talked about them.
I made the mistake because Matt brought me a fly swatter.
Yeah, that was his idea.
Yeah.
Because
He's like, I'll bring your fly swatter. No, because last night he had this can of poison that he was just spraying on himself, and I'm like, I don't want that shit. I'll rather get the mosquito bite if I have to, or cover up. But
I mean, off works.
yeah, that's deep though. That I'm a big pussy. I don't drive fast. I don't do
Okay.
No.
He doesn't smoke weed, and his dad, who's a cop, he wouldn't do that. You'd have been the good boy.
Oh my God.
You never would have done that.
I was such a mouthy kid. God damn, no, I couldn't imagine what would happen if I had an authoritarian dad. It would have been fucking hell for me. Yeah, no, I was a mouthy kid. I didn't really learn lessons until later in life,
My parents are great to me. I'm not going to say anything negative about it, but I'm not going to say that I didn't earn a few whoopings. Now
Sure.
and then,
Well, you know they're
okay?
listening. right?
Oh, yeah. So
He's sending him the YouTube link after this. What are you talking about?
We have.
He's going to play it at Thanksgiving.
SWAT
I was
teams.
on the radio.
We have SWAT teams listening. Entire SWAT teams listening to this.
You invited
Adam
a SWAT
Dunn.
team down?
He's like, Adam doing the show. Let's look into Adam. Let's look into this guy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5th.
Uh-oh. Spurberry Police Department in Vermont?
What is it? Where are you from?
Spurberry.
What part? Oh, Spurberry. No, this ain't. Oh, what is that? No,
Super
this ain't Mayberry.
Yeah.
This ain't Mayberry.
That's great.
Crazy.
What happened? What did I do? It's not easy being Dave. We know it. I suck. No, I don't suck. It's just nothing.
Cleaned it up for you.
Nope.
You want it's some dry sieve hash?
Right, Civ.
Oh God! You tried killing him once with the dad.
I know. Now
Wait, let's talk first before you.
It's dry. No,
I'm kidding. Stop it.
It's just a dry sieve bed bubble, so it's good. Yeah, it's a
All right, so-
left-handed, so you gotta kind of get all weird.
What do you mean get all weird with it?
Figure it out what works with your fingers and stuff because
It's gonna make you become a
All right,
pacifist.
okay, and so how much do I hate this to burning?
The whole ball's
Just
yours.
hit it a little bit. You don't have to hit too long. it bubbles and kind of puts itself out. So you'd be like, all right, that's enough.
You know, this is so fun. I even said to myself, you know what? I should probably bring my pipe with me. And I didn't.
Yeah.
And Adam busts out this fucking... That I'm very impressed with, man.
Well,
Yeah, that was really good.
There
knew
might
we
be a
could
little
smoke,
less
I'm
in the
good.
jar when you turn your
I
back.
wrote something up though.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Grab
that's
a
the
little
shit.
scoop for me, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark, do you have a jar?
What?
Is James Loud in the building?
Yeah, right.
Where are you, buddy? Shout out to James Loud and his white rosin that day at Emerald Cup in the RV.
The chat wants to ask Adam.
Go ahead.
What do you want to ask? Go.
Just ask it.
Go, Rosin, ask. We always interrupt the show for you.
Rosin, go, Rosin, go.
Rosin, go, Rosin, go.
Come on, do it. Ask a question.
What?
Do you need papers? You need the whole 9 yards or what?
Shout out
I mean,
to
not
Rosin
really.
Dog.
I mean, maybe papers. Yeah.
Well, that's half the 9. That's 4.5. That's 4.5 yards. We're moving our way.
The guests are so needy.
I wasn't prepared. I mean, I would have came with a whole kit.
We're in a what is this? A cannabis theme
I
bar.
hang
Somebody can
with
bring you a paper.
Military guy who's
Right.
very. Hey, maybe we should not. but
The workday is done.
Yeah, no, definitely. But you know, he still has that military habit in him.
Do you have to say, sir, yes, sir?
Are you up?
No, but out of
You get up
custom,
at, you get up at
we
5
do
in the
that,
morning
yeah.
still, like just like clockwork and all that, or what?
At this point, it's because the sun is up at about that time, so that's when I
Yeah.
wake up and I try to go
Oh,
back to
you're
sleep.
programmed.
And so I'm
You're
back in and
fully
out.
programmed. So did
I'm-
you ever?
I'm just in and
did
out
you ever?
until
Okay, so
actually get out of bed and move.
Let's go back to the military world. Let's go back a little to the military, the real military, because it's like, I mean, obviously people smoke. So were you in Afghanistan at all, or
I was in Iraq.
Iraq? Okay, unfortunate. Right?
Do the math.
Because if Afghanistan, Afghanistan is interesting because it's such a drug-related country already. Like it already has cannabis, hemp, or not so much hemp, but opium. It's got the whole, it's got the whole, and the military has been there for so long, and there's a lot of like places that are overrun with cannabis. Like there's nobody who's tending it or anything like that. It's just
Right.
growing wild.
Right.
So those it's always interesting to talk to people who are there because a lot of people who go in were smoking weed the day before they fucking got on that bus. You know what I mean? Because it's like the last day. You know,
Oh, man.
if there's the
Don't
ballsy.
they drug test you, though?
Who knows? You know? What I mean?
No, when you enter the
Actually,
theater.
I actually have a story, and I'm not going to say his name.
No, of course.
Or do you
No
mind if I
names.
tell a quick story on that?
Yeah.
No, Private
tell 'em
Pile.
long-
His
tell 'em
name
long.
is Private Pile.
Private Pile. Private Pile.
Private Pile.
Yeah, for sure.
For the sake of
Pile.
this conversation, he's not brain strap.
So this
For
all in the
sure.
money. Thank you, sir. So this Private Pile, right before we were shipping out, he ended up doing something when he went home, and right before we actually shipped out, because he went home for some leave and then came back, and we were still, we had like a week or 2 weeks before we actually
See,
left.
there's
and-
my one dumb guy. I knew there was a dumb guy out there. Scott, you're in the
Yeah.
military. You've already narrowed it down. There's a few dumb people in the zone, I'm
So-
sure, who are like, yes.
So yeah, so he did end up getting a U-8, and he turned hot, but he still went to Iraq, and
Oh yeah, they're like, yeah, this guy.
we still we still had him over there. He's still I still talk to him today. He's a great guy.
So was there?
Never appeared on his record?
I'm not sure about that.
So-
I have no idea about how that ended up being, but I know he got a lot of shit for it. But
And on the
you know,
and when
like
you
I
were
said, he's a great guy. Like when it came down to when I asked him, years later, he was like, you know what, it was just it's not that I wanted to try and get out of. Thank you, sir. It's not that I was trying to get out of going. It was that it was my last time to potentially do it.
he's that guy. He's that
before I
guy. I
got
told
to
you.
go.
I knew it.
No, he
Right.
was like, fuck it, I can pardon.
and
I
then
might
later-
suffer
he,
for
he
my
still,
country.
he still wanted to go.
Yeah.
He just wanted to smoke a joint before he went.
And then
And it's kind of
Hey,
what...
hey, and you're 18, 19, 20 years old. You can't even drink. Really? Like, come on, man. Like, I don't.
How many soldiers before they shipped out in World War II lost their virginities? How many babies were born while the husbands were in, or the men were in, they didn't necessarily know if they were husbands, and shipped off. They were willing to pay the ultimate sacrifice to defend their country. That it should be allowed. It actually should be encouraged. I was actually thinking when you guys came on, what a great conversation to have on what your views would be like if it were reversed in, say, a town like Colorado Springs, and alcohol was not allowed to be used by cadets, but cannabis was. You know, how much better would it be for those future officers' careers if they just weren't built around the consumption of mass quantities of alcohol?
Well, the funny part is also when it goes down to like hemp and all that too. It's also interesting because like the guys that we were making our hemp socks at, they were making Chinese military socks, all hemp. Every single guy got 2 pairs. They were like, we make a billion socks a year.
Oh
I was like, so we were like, oh, so our 50,000 order is kind of small, right? It's like, oh, you know,
Our enemy's feet will be just fine.
that was him trying to tell me how small my order was. He's like, dude, we have orders for the Chinese military
Right.
with 1 billion socks. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's bigger than I thought. But yeah, it would be great if like the military ever was smart and thought about it. Also, like think about like the head trauma that people go through. There's so much of that, you know what I mean? When it comes to like standing next to fucking huge artillery things and not, you know, realizing later that they got serious tinnitus or
There's a class action lawsuit right now.
or, you know, just straight up brain
Hearing
damage
yeah.
from it because it's fucking like hardcore. I mean, those things are like, you know.
Yeah.
Like I remember, like I don't know, it was NPR or something like that. It was a
Were
guy.
you in the military? Did you wear 3M hearing protection and suffered permanent hearing damage? Please call this number. It's like the asbestos, you know, law firms. It's huge.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I couldn't hear you over the rolling of the joint. You know, when Adam opened up his birthday present. You saw exactly why, and like on television and like soap operas, whenever they give a present, it's this box, right? It has wrapping paper on the box, but they just pull the top of the box off so it doesn't make the crinkle noise. It's okay.
The sound effects to make the crinkle noises.
I'm on the show
Those
2 years.
those weren't even there. That was all fake. All those crinkle noises were made by MTI. Shout out to MTI.
Shout out to MTI.
Crinkle Master over there. He's crinkling it up.
I'm the crinkle man.
Yeah, all those sounds you hear, they're fake.
Yeah,
This is a highly produced.
No,
show.
it's until when I first joined the
Very
show,
highly
literally
produced.
we'd be talking to a guest.
I'm so
you know,
high.
We're talking to a guest, and all of a sudden you'd hear, and their torch would come out,
Yeah,
and
dude.
Adams or Mark are in the back, torching the bowl.
Oh, shout out to Mark Blazer. I fucking friended him the other day. I was like, Mark Blazer, hey, we need to get him on the show and talk about the good old days when we used to actually use your product. And I loved it. I still like I didn't know there was a Mark Blazer. Did you?
No, I didn't know that.
So he's either just
That's Mark's porn name.
but he's like he's the owner of the company, so I'm like he owns the company, so I was like,
I was hoping you guys didn't find it.
didn't
Mark
real-
doesn't use Perez; he uses Mark Blazer. So you guys could look on Pornhub.
Oh, yeah.
for Mark Blazer.
Yeah.
that's a
You will see.
total porn.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't come to the hot springs with us. You know,
Yeah.
Go to the
He's
hot
too
springs either.
famous. His junk is
No,
so
he
famous.
doesn't want us to
His
see
junk
him
is
in
so
a-
famous that if someone goes, "Wait a minute, I just saw that 30 minutes ago."
What happens in the valley stays on YouTube.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa!
I think I even put that on. I even put that in the description.
You have to know.
Well, with Vegas, I said, you know,
Well, this is the extraterrestrial valley, right?
I know.
Yes,
So, hey,
I
speaking
saw
of which, how
that.
many aliens have you seen since you've been here, Pancho? How many aliens?
You know what's crazy, bro?
I knew he was gonna say that. I knew it. All right, fairies and fucking fairies and UFOs. That's
It's
what
a
I've
quick.
heard.
It's a quick story.
Tell
so
me, no,
mostly-
tell me.
You don't have to be quick.
All right, well, whatever, right? So I was staying up in Alamosa when I moved out here, right?
First mistake.
So it's like a 45-minute drive to come to Moffat.
Yeah, if you drive right there, yeah.
Yeah, right.
If you drive the speed limit.
Whatever. Yeah, right. Yeah. So 45 minutes, and
20 minutes for the drivers I saw today.
after we worked all day, we saw these like 12 stars lined up, and they were just like strolling like by the sky, like, you know.
That was Starlink. That was Starlink.
Is that
Yeah, that was Starlink, and that was like in April or something like that. Or
something? But it happened again like just a couple weeks ago, bro.
Yeah, the thing is that
think
so
it's-
Tesla's sending up all these little baby satellites.
Yeah, that's what
and
they
they're
say.
and they're basically getting synced up. So they're kind of like there has been times where they've actually been going
You
up.
believe that story, Adam?
Of course.
You
I mean-
bought that, man? No way, man. It's extraterrestrials, man. The government gave you that story, and you fucking swallowed it. You drank the Kool-Aid, man.
Put the fucking hat on him, please. Get the hat. Get the hat.
Fuck. You drank the
The
Kool-Aid,
hat's coming
man. I'm
over.
telling don't put the fucking hat on me.
That's just
It's
big
my idea. God damn it.
Yeah,
But,
hat is coming.
It's not even a hat, it's a
that
Hershey's
That's
Kiss.
Starlink, unfortunately.
You
Same-
don't
like,
really see that in the cities though, you know. So
the sky here is awesome.
There's too much light pollution.
Right.
And they have a curfew here, right?
Aliens
They
don't
do like
like
a
the
they do
light
like
And
a.
you're mile and a half up in the sky, so as if you minimize your light pollution, and
But again, we'll go back to the military. Oh, so we'll go back to the
Yeah, compared
military.
to your 12
Damn,
Starlings.
light off.
I mean, there's so
you,
many
Mark.
secret fucking deals going on too. That's also where it's like I think right now they're trying to cover up the fact that they've been testing a lot of shit, and they think if it's unidentified, it just means that someone else is testing something else. You know what I mean? It's how.
Unidentified is to the general population, not to the
Not to
military.
a military
not to the
trained
military.
eye.
Well, I mean, it's also lame because most of the imagery you see is like it's a radar image of a
It's always
thing.
the Bigfoot stuff. It's always
you're like-
blurry.
and you're like,
on
wait a minute,
VHS.
You want to hear something crazy?
Yes.
Of course.
Crazier than Adam's theories on what's going on right now.
My theories are not that crazy, but go ahead.
No, but there's and I've seen at least one, and I know there's got to be more of them. But depending on where you drive up through these mountains, and depending on what time of day or week, whatever, there are places in these mountains, because if you drive through the mountains, you got these huge, tall, 150, 200 foot tall while you're driving around, and there's something that's kind of tucked back away, and you look, and there's a metal I-beam in that rock over there. Like, what in the heck is that doing over there? That's got to be something. And then I seen a second one next to it, and a third one. I was like, that's a building structure. Huh. What in the heck is that doing in the middle of nowhere? And I've looked for it again, and I don't see it all the time, but I've seen it at least once. And I know there's been other people out here that have driven out and through these mountains that have seen them before as well.
Load him up another
What the
dab.
heck comes out of these mountains?
Give him another dab. I want to hear what comes
We have
next. I want to hear the
cities.
stuff he's not supposed to talk
It
about.
could be former military shit.
Yeah.
Too,
Oh, right. I mean, you try and follow a jet or something out into the middle of the mountains. You lose him in the mountains, and it disappears into. I lost him. Where did he go? He disappeared into a rock, sir.
Wow. That's a Buckaroo Banzai in the fifth
We
dimension.
like it. We like it.
Or maybe it's holding something else. Maybe it's not a plane. Maybe it's a missile or something like that. Who knows what's up in these mountains?
It's interesting. I mean, that's what's cool about this place.
Who knows
So
what's happened on mountains on weed?
Okay. Now here's the other thing too. Who knows what's up in the fields of Nebraska in the middle of nowhere?
He
too?
does. Adam
I
knows.
don't know.
Yes.
Nobody knows.
No,
Those are-
Adam
Exactly.
knows.
Those are
He's got a friend there he smoked with once, or he was in a
There's-
band with them, or he was
No,
backstage at their show.
Nebraska's actually the only person I know
silos
from
out.
Nebraska is Tony from Sagamata Seeds.
Of course, then.
And that's
he knows
Tie-Dye
everybody.
Tony, a.k.a. Tie-Dye Tony. Of course you wear tie-dye. And he was
wore
on
one
tour.
for
He was on tour. So he was selling cheese fucking...
Grilled cheese.
He had grilled cheese. He
Clean
was,
hands? No.
He's official, dude. He was selling grilled cheese and tie-dyes early 90s. Late 80s. Like, so he's your
That
boy.
we probably met.
Oh my God, you definitely
Yeah,
did.
we probably
You
did.
definitely did. You guys, obviously, nobody in your family is a deadhead, I'm assuming, right? In your family? No deadheads?
I don't think they
You're the
know.
closest
Not
thing.
that I know of.
You're the closest.
I would not be surprised, but not that I know.
Well, normally in every family, 10% of the population are probably deadheads, and they're still, you don't
That's
know
why I
about.
say I
It's
wouldn't be
usually
surprised
the,
if I
it's
found
like
one.
the awkward. It's the
but I
awkward
don't
one.
know.
It's the most awkward one out of the crew, and they never come out of their room.
Most socially awkward
Socially
one.
awkward, doesn't come out of the room.
Doesn't make eye contact for
Doesn't
too
make-
long.
That's
When the
the
party
one.
happens, he finds a way to leave all the time.
That is it.
It's like 0% in my family.
0%.
Yeah,
Thank you,
zero.
Mark. Thanks
Mark.
for standing up
Thanks
for
for
me again.
yeah,
I don't even count.
And I've been in Pancho's family. It's 0%.
I played Shakedown Street in the
second
DJ
that,
set once.
yes.
You're a double
You can sample it.
double
As close as I
0%.
got.
So your whole theory is terrible.
Yeah.
No,
10%
because
of all
technically
people-
you wouldn't know
No.
because they're closeted deadheads.
Okay.
Yeah, they listen
Okay,
to
look
it
at
on
Pancho's
headphones.
going with it. He's going with it. He's like, yeah.
No,
Okay.
why not, right?
Why the hell not? Maybe he was. Maybe you will. Maybe he just pushed you over the edge. Maybe now you're gonna go home put on some old janky sounding fucking scratchy thing and be like,
I just saw a 70-year-old Bob Weir put on an amazing show at Red Rocks. I mean, I hope to just be able to hit 70.
I saw photos of people. They looked like they were in bliss, dude. It was so funny. They were so happy. It was like the happiest I've seen crowd-wise.
Every crowd, any crowd I've been in so
Right
far
now,
has been just like,
yes.
this is the greatest
Yes.
thing ever.
I was very fortunate to see the Grateful Dead play 150 times in 6 different countries.
Nice.
And the show I saw last week was fantastic. If you have an opportunity to see Bob Weir with his Wolf Brothers band right now, go see him. They got a whole horn section going with him. He is so on point right now. I mean, he's an amazing artist. I was so glad I got to see him. Kids got to see him. I'm looking forward to it, right? So now you have Kreutzmann coming to tour and Dead and Company, and
It's
yes,
amazing.
I told it.
It's a renaissance, bro.
There you go.
It's a
Oh, Renaissance Festival's coming to Colorado.
and Renaissance Festival.
I'm going to
Whoa,
that.
Look at that. The earth just shook.
Oh, look at he got all of us in the same shot because I was sliding over to the side so I can see Pancho. He keeps making these funny faces. I like to laugh. And, see, there it is right now. Good. So good. I got
Dave's
it.
always a problem.
I'm high maintenance.
Oh wait, you brought me chimichanga. You're
And I made burgers and hot dogs last night and roasted corn
That was good.
That was
Yeah.
awesome food. That was
and
great.
potato salad.
Look at you
That's in
go.
the fridge. And
what I
what
missed.
else? Bagels are out there right now. Have you had one of my bagels yet?
I tried the gluten-free cookies.
Oh yeah, those are my cookies.
I want to try a bagel.
Yeah. Well, let's.
I
know,
made the
I know-
mistake of not grabbing a cookie earlier, so I'll
They're all
probably,
gone.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
They have
Tell-
to be.
If
Well-
somebody out there sees a cookie, just hang in there. Just
Matt,
hide it
you're
for me.
so, I'm
What,
pretty
Nick
sure
ate 'em all?
I saw Cece
Bring
eat
2
one.
cookies.
I know
in
she
here.
did. I saw her eating one. Too.
You said she was off sugar.
No, she decided not to do her. She was going to do her ceremony. So no ceremony equals cookies.
All right.
Cookie.
Cookie.
No, but she's pretty much
is good enough
she's-
for me.
She's pretty much as sugar free as possible.
Hey Matt, bring in a couple of bagels.
So,
that they
so
don't
do you
get
have any kind of
stolen.
social? Do you want any kind of social equity ideas as far as vets go with the idea? Because I mean, it'd be cool to. One of the things I was thinking when I was here and I was talking with Mike, and we both were on the same page, and I'm sure you probably thought of this too, as far as the vet connection. As far as it's a great because of the way he's been sort of the reason why he started this place, and the reason why a lot of people I think will end up here is because it's like perfect entry point for people who have had a hard time getting access, you know what I mean? Because it's always been like out of reach. Because it'd be cool to train vets that looking for this kind of thing, have him be the manager and just slap him around a little bit, show him what's up, and then make him, because the thing is, it's like a dream to work around this plant. And then
It is.
it's also cool to like
To work around the plant, but not all the rest of the BS that comes with it.
yeah.
I saw you fixing a fence today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the reality is like come out here, do like 6 weeks, and
boot camp. Boot camp.
little boot camp
No,
style.
we timed it just right though because when it just picked up, so that it blew the screen up against the fence, so it kind of helped hold it there, and we had a little bit of cloud cover, so it wasn't so hot.
You gotta have a feel for the weather out here, definitely.
Are you a medical or recreational dispenser girl?
Recreational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need some more med people, man. The med program needs.
Well, that's
some
eventually
love.
what I would really like to get into. Right now, I'm just doing the rec because that's the
Easier.
direction that I was going into. It's easy. It's easier, and that's.
Well, you have a bigger footprint, and it's
And I can learn more. I feel I can learn more because I'm jumping in. Like I came out here, I didn't know how to grow cannabis. I didn't know anything about it. I came down here. I have a bachelor's in business administrative management.
Right on.
But other than
which
that,
is a good core thing for what you're doing, just because.
Well,
of the
now I
fact
want to
that
know:
it's-
did you
but
get
that-
the degree before you were in the military or after?
after.
So you were enlisted, and then you could have been an officer though had you gone the other direction, right?
If I gone the other direction,
Yeah.
yes, I could have.
Right on. But you want to work for a living. I know that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well-
shout out to Hunter.
Well, and I also have an associate's degree in automotive and diesel technology.
Right. Perfect for this.
There you go,
You
that's it.
ran your business on
Your
generators.
generators were doing good. You had those well-oiled generators. We can't eat those during the show.
Well, no, he set them aside though,
We're
so
like-
that they don't get taken.
It'll be like, ugh. We're like, show will be over. Oh no, only MTI could eat
No,
them.
I'm cool.
No.
You can leave them in there empty. I won't eat them.
I'll eat them all.
Somebody will eat them if they're out there.
We
though.
will eat them. But the show will stop once the bagels hit their mouth. It'll be like,
Right.
that's a wrap. That is a wrap. There's 4 guys eating bagels with covered in
Mark.
smear, and the show's over. So
Well, that was my COVID thing. I baked bagels in another life previous, working, and I needed something to do, and I started baking bagels, and it took off, and so now I
now
bake
his
a lot of
life is
bagels.
nothing but a bagel.
Oh, so you baked these bagels yourself?
Yes, I did, sir.
Alrighty, I am excited to try one.
I use El Dorado Springs water. I can't get
Okay.
New York City water.
What's going on with your guy? Are we calling him? He's calling us.
Sheldon?
Yeah, just so we know.
I'll ping him. He's supposed to call in already. He's supposed to Zoom.
I thought we were supposed to call in about 6.
Well, that's what I told him.
Just check. Just check.
Doesn't look like he's here.
No, he is doing a live pop-up from a Las Vegas dispensary. So
Chill,
he
you
is
don't have to go
actually going to
anywhere.
zoom
But
in
it's
from
all
when he
Zoom.
got
It's
it
all
going.
Zoom people.
So maybe he's
You can
running
chill, but you don't
late.
have to chill. But he can chill. So it just
I sent him the note,
we're gonna check in
and we'll get him
because
on. What about Adam Stryker from Oasis Cannabis? Did you send it to him, the invite?
Who? What? No.
Oh, okay.
I never got an email.
Typical Adam Dunn show.
I sent it to you, dude.
Hijinks.
And then you sent it to them.
I know.
Somebody got
This
too
is-
stoned?
This is why I have to read terrible comments about me because of you, Dave,
Because of me.
and your lame ass,
No, it's not
unorganized,
lame ass.
super lame.
I know Sheldon has it because I spoke to him right
I
before we
know,
went on the
Sheldon.
air.
What's going on, Sheldon?
And
He's too busy.
no,
Vegas, you can never trust anybody in Vegas, dude. They're gonna say yes, and they're not gonna be there. That's pretty much just the way it is.
well,
a
the
Vegas
funny
thing.
story is that
I'll
I
see you
got
at
a
the casino.
text
I'll
from
see you on the floor at the casino. Like, yeah, sure.
I got a text from him at 5 o'clock in the morning, right after I got up, and I said, "This is great. We get up the same time." He goes, "Bro, I'm going to bed now." I'm like, I get it. Fuck, I suck. I'm
Screaming
so
for your
old.
background music, Dave, Mark.
My background music. What?
Screaming for it.
Oh, that Diamonds and Sauce music. That was great.
You can do that whenever you want. When we're boring and lame and sound like crap, you can
Then
be
he'll
like,
just want to play it the whole time.
and then it just slowly gets louder and louder. And when you can't hear us, the show's pretty much it's the Diamond and Sauce show with Mark. And he's got effects going.
Is that you or is that somebody else?
Who?
That is you on there
That
chatting.
is me.
Yeah, he's
What's with the chatting, man?
Yeah.
Play your Diamonds and Sauce.
No, I'm not talking. No. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
I don't want to talk. No, don't make me talk. It's okay.
But no, I'm just saying because if it's your music, we can play it. We're not gonna get in
yeah.
trouble. We're not getting dinged like every.
Right.
Oh yeah, and you can do that.
Oh yeah.
I think that's been done actually, guys. I think Yellow. I think
Yeah.
Yellow did that in 1987. 88 maybe. It's a long time ago. Is it past the time we can redo that now? Ready for a remake?
All right, they're coming right now. Oasis.
They're coming right now. What about
Check it out. Ouija
and did
tastes
you-
good. Shout out to Miles.
We also have your other guest too. So you have your
Sheldon.
Dune
He's-
Valley. What about Dune Valley?
And they're calling in
So
too.
we have a lot to do in an hour. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Man, someone's gotta
show.
work- someone's gotta
Jam
work.
packed. I have a feeling we're not going to be done in an hour.
It'll end up being one of those 4.5 hour shows. Well, then the mosquitoes will get accommodated, and then locusts.
And we'll run at it.
No cicadas. So we're unlucky that we don't get to eat cicadas out here or
Yeah,
try them
right.
out or do nothing.
Did you see Steve Renella's photo?
Do you want to eat a cicada?
No, not really. I wouldn't eat it. He will though.
No, I wouldn't eat a
Come
cicada.
on, a
I
cicada
saw-
bagel.
I saw Steve Renella, the guy, the meat eater on
They have-
Netflix.
yeah.
He took down a waterfowl, and when he was gutting it, it was full of cicadas. And so he used it as an example to teach the circle of life. He's like, these things sat underground for 17 years, and they emerged for a little bit, and they got eaten by this bird. I shot the bird. We're going to eat the bird. There's the circle.
And then you got eaten by a fucking big
Damn.
giant alligator. Like 20 seconds
whale.
later.
Wait a minute. Did you see the story about the guy who got swallowed by a whale for a second? Did we talk about that?
Jonah?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you
No.
heard about it. Come on.
No, it's a.
Oh, these guys live in Moffat. They don't know nothing anymore.
Yeah, you don't get news
I forgot
out
you
here.
guys had no news,
Nothing.
no food,
Nothing.
nothing. Yeah, what's funny is when Matt and Matt are back in town, and they were eating at a food truck, and their eyes were like they were so happy. It was
Glazed
like
over.
something.
I'll have it all.
And then my friend, and then Ross goes, "Look at those guys. They're so freaking happy because they live in Moffat." There he is, Andre Grossman. Come on,
look.
Andre. Once again, blessed with the Andre Grossman, fresh from the Hooper Hot Springs, I'm assuming.
108 degrees.
Hello.
How you doing there?
108 degrees.
How's it out? Oh yeah, so you've
welcome.
been there for hours.
It's like rainy and cloudy.
Oh.
Like it's every day here.
What?
Rainy and cloudy.
Not raining. What are we, Amsterdam now?
Yeah, what are you talking
What have you
about?
been around here too long? You've been bringing the bad weather. You're bringing us all that.
It always has this
Bringing
cloud
us that-
up in the
You're
air.
bringing us that Berlin / Amsterdam, whatever weather it's coming in. You got it in your back pocket. You're like,
I'm from New York.
oh yeah, New York here too. But apparently, I thought this place was supposed to be perfect weather all the time. But
No.
Speaking of,
No.
what is that?
speaking of,
That was the,
I thought that was
train
thunder.
door getting
I thought that was
closed out
thunder
there.
for a second. I thought, oh my god, we're about to.
Maybe an earthquake.
So anyway, Andre Grossman is here, hiding in the shadows. We can't see him, but
He's very relaxed
He's
after
chill.
his soak.
he's been soaking for
5
days.
days,
6 days, right? Weren't you? How long were you in there?
guys.
Are you trying to set a record like Adam is trying to set a record for longest podcast? You're going to soak in 108 degrees till you actually are a chicken and we can eat you? Something like that. You're thoroughly poached.
I think the hot springs are too hot in the summer.
Yeah.
Even though
Oh, yeah.
today it would be the right thing for it. Right?
It's tough. It's tough when it's hot out to go more heat. But it's nice if they have the greenhouse, so that kind of gives you that. It's always 72 in there every day, so they got.
I would love it if there
chilled
weren't other people there, but there are always other people. So
people. Got to deal with them.
no.
Even Andre's got to deal with
This,
people
see,
sometimes.
look, this is what I like. I like him in here in this captive environment, and then afterwards, then there's just way too many variables. I want to get out of here. Get me out of there. Give me some weed, and then I can tolerate a little more. That's funny. When I showed up yesterday, everybody showed up with jars of weed. It was so great. All the mats showed up.
Hash. I'm sure you haven't had a hash in a long time.
hey, so guys, we'd love to maybe come back and talk in a little bit, but
Uh-oh,
because
he's gotta go.
it's just
No,
me
he's gotta-
and me and my
oh
head
my
grower.
god! Look at that! Look at these guys.
We
They're
gotta
actual
go-
growers.
We gotta
got-
go check on our.
Who left
on
the
our
water
plants.
on? That's what I want to know.
No, we left the water on.
No.
But yeah, we also got a puppy, so we gotta go let that out too.
Oh.
Yeah.
We will talk more about the Adam Dunn Show Invitational. That'll be sometime in November, so you guys can plan, pop something good, and get it.
Definitely, yeah, definitely love to come back.
Dial it in.
Have
The new- they-
pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, the whole night. Yeah, you're gonna bring the weed. Bring it.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely bring
Definitely.
No pictures. Pictures will not work.
Yeah, totally
No, bring it,
blind
yeah, we'll bring
judging. No one, no fixes in. No one's going to know anything. Even he won't know, so that he
This
can
guy will be a
judge.
judge. We'll make this guy a judge. Of course. Andre has judged many cups.
Invitation
He said
only.
my weed's good, so therefore he's okay now.
Yeah.
We're good.
Sounds good.
Weed should taste good. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, man.
You guys have a good one. Nice being on the show. Thank
Nice
you.
to meet you.
All
See
right.
you guys.
Likewise.
You guys want to chill? You can sit on the. You guys can jump in if you want. If you're feeling it. Yeah, just put. Yeah, you're good. Slip sliding away. Come on in, Andre.
Slip sliding away.
Take care, bro.
Sliding
Warrior
away.
Farms here in Area 420.
Only destination, the
Okay.
more you slip sliding
What
away.
antisocial and you live with Andre? That's a.
But you know what? I just spent 3 days lifting pipes and irrigating my mom's
You
lawn
too?
in the heat.
Everyone's lifting pipes around here. Irrigation.
And picking stuff up and physical labor.
Oh, look at you guys finally doing something.
Well, it's not the labor isn't bad. It's the heat that I'm not used to. You
No,
know, it's
don't
really
worry. You sound great standing in the corner right there. Don't worry about coming
Nobody
on mic or
can hear
anything.
you. No, it'd be
It's
like-
fine.
I'm worried.
So yeah, we got.
Wie geht's, Andre?
Wunderbar, danke der Nachfrage.
That's German, by the
I
way.
understand.
Okay.
Don't you worry.
And
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah, thanks for coming through again.
feeling
Always-
good?
Always,
Right on.
always welcome to come on.
Ready for the
through.
long weekend?
Another
It's a
long
long-
weekend.
what
Is it
weekend
another
is
long
this?
weekend? What's going on?
What's Father's Day?
Oh, it's Father's Day.
I mean,
Oh, Flag Day?
you're
Or
gonna
no?
stay here?
Yeah, Flag Day week? Is that Flag Day week? That
Is
we
it
celebrate?
Simchat Torah? No?
It's always a
Purim?
long.
What is it?
It's so funny now that we don't like because we got Nick at home now too. He graduated yesterday, by the way. Congratulations.
Oh, congratulations.
Shout out to PDX Amazing on Minecraft. I hear he is like if you have a problem with a character in Minecraft, he is available for contracts.
Oh wow!
You can contract him. He will come into your world and he will assassinate your Minecraft enemy. So PDX Amazing, just look him up and make sure you're a friend of his.
He's hustling. He's hustling hard right now.
Yeah.
He's already on the hustle.
He's got to support his dad. Make some Minecraft bucks.
I found out he's been watching the show lately. I was like, really? He's like,
Whoa.
yeah. He goes, I just put it in the corner. Don't really pay attention, but I just watch him, so he's like, yeah, he's absorbing.
What's that about apples and trees? You're thinking back to all the shit you put Ace through, and you're like, oh, fuck, do I want him watching this?
Fact-checking. He's fact-checking, I think. Fact-check false.
No, he's critiquing
fact
my
check false.
production value.
Of course, because that's what
He's going to want Mark's job.
Yeah,
Mark's job.
this is great, actually. This is actually a really good thing.
It's going to take a few more years before I let my son run my show.
That's great.
So I bet you were stoked to see that car outside. You were like, here is like a whole book I can create off of just this one car. Right.
I already started working on it the last Tuesday, and I just continued to take more pictures of it. Different light, perfect. Well,
So do we know? Did we find out what? Because I didn't even realize
It's like
until
a 52 Packard or something like that.
What?
Right? What is it?
What is it?
It's a Buick.
It's a Buick. Okay, yeah, it's like an old. Yeah, it's definitely 50s.
Oh, that car.
Oh, that car.
Yeah, the hydraulics and stuff. It's crazy. Yeah, I was like, what? When he pulled up, I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, it's a lowrider right now. That's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll get some photos and post them up. But
If we had any
when
production.
I pulled up, I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, definitely. Because it made sense because he got some calls. He was getting people calling him about his car, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like your car? And I was thinking of his old beater thing, and I'm like, people are calling you for that? Like, what are they calling you? Like, oh, I got this thing I want to trash. You guys want to trash that thing? I don't know. Anyway, and all of a sudden I saw that car, and I was like, makes sense. But yeah, he must.
Yeah, I thought maybe the little boy would get a kick out of the hydraulic system on that car. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. So what have you been doing other than just hanging in the? I saw you some photos on the road and stuff, and just cruising around.
Well,
keeping
like
keeping Colorado weird.
The biggest latest news for me is that it seems like the consultant job is in the near future for me. That.
Get ready for feast or famine.
Yeah, somebody said maybe you get like a little retirement savings together or something. Yeah.
Well,
There's,
New York. Like we said last time when you were here, New York's flipped, so it's time to go. Now you guys can hone your craft here a little bit, then go back and just like kick some ass in New York, because I think it's one of those places where there's going to be. I mean, you know the ins and outs of doing it on the sly and doing it the way you had to do it, but you also, you know how it is in New York. People all want the most boutique-y shit, so there's always going to be a market as long as you can just grow good weed. You know what I mean? It's like if you grow shitty weed, it's not a good place at all. But people are going to get super anal and want to I only want to smoke the best, and they've already got used to paying ridiculous amounts of money. So even if they paid half of the ridiculous amount, it's still more than twice as much as here. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like
half a ridiculous equals one legitimate. Yeah. So it's just
so fine. It is one of those places where, I mean, it's definitely worth going to, especially now because they don't even have a fucking program yet. It's still going to be like over a year until they get their shit together, and even when they do, there's no way they can grow enough weed to satisfy the people once they open those doors. You know what I mean? It's going to get crazy. They're going to sell out, especially on the reality check of until it goes federal. Federal, then it'll be changed, but if they can grow like in the city, it's going to be tough. We'll see.
Yeah, I just got in touch with some people from Massachusetts where they obtained large property and in a town where they get permits. So they're through friends that recommended me. Like, remember Zero Boy, the comedian from New York?
I remember Zero Boy. Actually, I was looking at your thing and I saw his thing. Right. I was like, oh, Zero Boy. Let me take a look.
Yeah, we're in touch in the city. And
that's funny. Cool.
It's not Todd, is it?
No.
Okay.
No, he was a comedian at the Cup in like
Danny Danko?
Early 90s or something.
well, not quite early because it was later. I think it was late, like 97 or so, 96, 97, maybe something like that. So like
90s, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, 90s.
Yeah, not
yeah,
2000s,
96,
yeah.
97, I think.
Yeah.
It was kind of around. So he's like a weed comedian.
So
and,
he has a brother who's like in real estate in Massachusetts, and I guess he, with some partners, decided to make an investment into doing just that, producing some real high quality product. And if they ask me how to go about it, then I would say just try to get the highest possible product and listen to what else I have to say.
Spoken like a true consultant.
We better get in there quick because shit's going. Yeah, it's getting like saturated. Like Massachusetts is one of those places where, I mean, they have good weed, but they also have a ton of people who are just putting out shit weed there too. So it's like funny because you go like, really? They have, like as the underground market is pretty. I mean, I would say, I don't know, like when it gets to them, obviously you can buy whatever you want, but there has always been like a very high caliber cannabis from Massachusetts specifically, and then New York has its own thing going on too. That's always been kind of very specific because they get good money for that weed. So it was always 100% worth it compared to like people that are shooting in the dark here that are growing like I'll just grow 1,000 plants, but don't have it. You have to sell it, and the market's really like here. They're like bottom of the barrel. Everybody's going cheaper and cheaper. There's not much high end stuff here that. You think so? I mean, except for our sponsors, of course. But in the most part,
it's very difficult. You can't go anywhere in Denver and just buy a $99 ounce and have it be any quality. It's not. That's what schmucks want. It's or not. Shouldn't say it that way. That's what people who are looking to spend the lowest amount to get the most amount of cannabis. That isn't how we buy cannabis. And the boutique growers, I think, will be the few.
That was good news. Did you see that article about, I'm not sure if it was Aurora, but it was one of the big ones, right? And they got crushed up in Canada, $200 million facility.
Yes, I heard that.
They shut it down. They shut it down because craft cannabis kicked their ass.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't keep up. So
Really?
And it was hilarious because it was like, yeah, that's nice to hear that. It was like a great reason because usually the reason is a little more like the upper management took all the money and went to fucking Thailand and spent all the money on hookers and fucking weirdness, and you know what I mean? It was like, okay, that makes sense. But this time it was like, no, we just couldn't grow. We
grew shitty weed.
We had a $200 million facility, and we couldn't grow enough weed to keep up with these little guys and their craft shit, because the little guys in the craft shit were keeping an eye on their 10,000 square foot grow that they were doing, and these guys had like their 1 million square foot of canopy, and it's just like, there's no way to manage that shit because you got 30 people trying to take care of something when you could have 3 people take care of it, and those 3 people can communicate together, and those 30, 2 of them are ripping off the place, 2 of them are banging and nobody knows it. And, like there's all sorts of weirdness going on. Once you got 30 people, it turns into like a whole different world, right? When you have 3 people, you can kind of keep an eye on what's going on. It's like having 30 cooks, It's not
yeah,
really
that is really the question where this goes with the quality. You're gonna have it like with alcohol, that every 2 blocks you have a liquor store, so every 2 blocks you're gonna have like a little dispensary place. So are they gonna have like the champagne for $200 up there, just 1 bottle, but then a couple of cases, big refrigerators full of Coors and Budweiser? Or like bunkweed for cheap,
Andre, you're a visionary.
Something in the middle,
Well, that's the problem. Is we know there's going to be the Budweisers and there's going to be the people who don't care and they just buy what they buy. But then there's always going to be the heady places that hopefully, are those craft things that crush those other guys. You know what I mean? Which is great. And I think at the end of the day, you just got to always shoot high on your quality, and then. It's amazing too, because even as your own person, like when you grow your own weed, like it's the best thing you grew, and you're gonna smoke that. And at a certain point, some things don't even get smoked; they just sit on the side. And that's what. Imagine when you go commercial, sometimes it flips the script, and people like all that. But when you go on price, it's crazy. People change, like, you just, like, people will go, like, there's some things you can't skimp on, right? When it's like comes to weed, is one of those things you just can't, because the reason they charge more usually is that there's more love going into the final product. And again, it comes down to the handling, you know what I mean? So,
Oof, what is this? Speaking of good weed.
forgotten.
F-O-R-C.
Forgotten.
I forgot.
Yeah, when you smoke the bad weed, you end up with shot lungs.
Thunderfuck?
No,
No,
that's
I'm
no, that's
Thundercat.
No, it's not though.
Oh.
It's just an old top. That's diamond or triangle. Sorry, triangle.
Very nice. Very nice.
Let me smell.
Weed should taste good. That tastes good.
We'd agree.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fantastic.
So,
Wow.
So we're gonna have Dr. Monaco from Oasis
like
Cannabis on in a
food.
couple of minutes. He just sent me a note.
nice. Nice. Yeah, that's here. Take a little bite out of it. Take a bite out of his weed. It doesn't matter. He would have taken a bite out of my weed.
Yeah, yeah.
Take yourself. Hold on. Let me see.
Give him a bud.
Let me give you a proper bud there. Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
Dave wouldn't be.
Nope. No, I play dumb and fill the jar. And they hand you that $400.
Oh, it's not a play.
No, what do you mean?
Just kidding.
Oh, see, I didn't even get that when I said play dumb, and then he said not play, and then I didn't even get it.
Yeah,
so
see,
I proved his
real
point.
Real slow.
I'm not getting it. But here, look at this. I get
It's
this.
like I went to 14er the other day,
Yes.
and they said, Dave, do you need a pen? And I'm like, well, that's the first time anybody asked me that at a dispensary, and he handed me the pen, and it said, good for 120,000 words. And I'm like, well, what if I use big words? Well, then it's a variable, about 120,000 words. I thought that was quite witty. But I played dumb,
Yeah.
and I got him to laugh.
Sure, he wasn't just telling you to shut the fuck up and write it
It's
down.
entirely possible.
That's what I think he's saying.
Yeah.
I think that.
Shut up and write it down.
That's how I was reading that. I was
Stop talking.
Someone hands you that, you're like, oh, wait a
Write
minute,
it
you're
down.
wasting words. You need to start writing them down.
There's wasting word. Fuck that. No, it was really witty. I have some in the car for you guys.
So, did you get a chance to try Dave's Bagels out there? Did you notice those? Get all
No,
excited?
we didn't notice.
Oh my god!
Matt,
How could you
They
not?
ha-
toast
Did you
on.
hide
How can a
them?
New
Andre
Yorker? How can a
bagel.
true
and
New
toast me
Yorker
one,
walk
too.
in here, go past
Toast one
bagels
for-
that are freshly made
Probably
by
because
Dave?
I'm not a true New Yorker. You know.
And I'm
No.
from here originally.
Oh, you're from here, but went there. Oh, I got you. See, that's what happened.
Yeah.
And now back here.
Now you're back.
He's back.
But now it's funny because, like we were saying earlier, how New York's rules are better than Colorado's.
Everyone's
and
rules
New
are
York
better than Colorado's.
New York already has so many other layers to it that you obviously. So you did the good move now, where you
Yeah,
It's
I
like-
think we did a good one.
you can come back here again, kind of, sort of, test the waters here again, and then go back on whenever you feel like it, and play around in the city once in a while. Play around in the city. Go consult with
Go
your
smoke
band.
on
Be like,
42nd Street.
I'll get Andre with his flip phone calling me up. He's got his little off the grid flip phone. He'll call me up. Be like, Adam,
Analog?
I need you to come in on this giant project I'm doing.
You have to answer these questions for me.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I have to. Let me need to drain your brain.
Well, let this guy.
Can you put on the brain drain helmet?
It's an interesting thing to think about this consultant job or something. I mean, I sure smoked pot for 40 years and
Well, the thing is,
have a bit of a feeling for quality and stuff. But
you're German. That's
then
what takes the most important part, right? It's like
you-
the precision will be amazing. You'll be like,
The
oh my god,
Volkswagen of cannabis.
everything is just perfectly ordered.
Farfignugan.
That's what I would. That's part.
Budfignugan.
But also
Yeah.
you've been exposed to a lot of stuff too. So I think, and you have people like myself. You can just pick up the phone and call Kyle Kush. Oh, you'd be like, oh, you want to grow that? Let me call
you have
let
that
me call him
celebrity on-
right now, and then that
you have
makes
that
people go like,
celebrity
boom. That's what they're paying you for. They're
No,
paying for the access. They're paying you for the access to me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
right here it gets interesting.
But no,
exactly.
but
How
you-
is this going to get all paid? Who pays for all of this?
Whatever.
But,
I hope you get paid. I mean,
I'll
fuck yeah.
definitely plan a trip where I go back and visit all the people that I met over the
Oh,
years.
somebody's zooming in.
We think we hear a zoom.
Oh, okay.
Hold your horses.
I don't see any video yet, but
Dr. Monaco, is that you?
Dr.
Yes,
Monaco.
it's Dr. Monaco.
Yes, I'm here. How we doing?
We're very well. Do you have any you have access to video?
Well, he's in Vegas. It could be crazy.
Yeah.
There could be hookers and blow everywhere. We don't know.
Oh,
right.
You got to be careful with that old zoom camera. You know what I mean? Oh, where are we
check
at?
your background, okay? Just make sure you're aware of your background.
Do you have a pipe where we can chest this?
I have a bong.
Oh,
When
yeah.
was the last time?
Bong,
Yeah,
however.
this morning?
How
Shoot
old
out
school
my
is
lungs
that, huh?
Right with the bong. Oh.
Very nice.
So welcome, Dr. Monaco from Oasis Cannabis. Thanks for taking the time to join
Appreciate
us.
that. Yeah, of course, gentlemen. Thank you for having me.
Is Adam going to join us too, or no?
I think he wants Dr. Monaco to totally just
take over.
carry the torch.
I got you.
And but he knows where we've been texting back and forth. So tell us a little bit about Oasis Cannabis and what you do, and tell us why you're a doctor. What'd you do?
Yeah, I want to hear the doctor part. That's the most important part. I was all, Dr. Monaco. Oh, wait a minute.
I'm wondering if we could talk afterwards. I got a lot of problems.
I'll be like,
I got a lot of problems. Yeah, there you go. That's what's up. So yeah, I guess we'll just start off with a little bit of background about myself. I graduated in 2010 at the University of Arizona College of Pharmacy with my doctorate of pharmacy at the age of 24. So I got in and got out pretty quickly.
That means you're really smart, right?
Yeah. I mean, I had a full ride to all in-state colleges, and I got all of my prereqs done in 2 years, did summer school classes in college, did math concurrent enrollment while I was in high school, transferred in with a bunch of math credits. So, I just kind of, I do have a photographic and a phonographic memory too, so I didn't necessarily
That's why
have to go
Adam
to
had
class.
you on the show. Are you kidding me? You're Superman. Go ahead, Clark. Sorry.
So I did have a lot of classmates mad at me because I didn't have to show up and still got good grades. But I was just, I love information. I love utilizing it for, the betterment of everybody, including myself. Obviously, I'm a little greedy there. So I've been in cannabis since 2012 in Arizona, went medical. I've done inpatient pharmacy, outpatient pharmacy, compounding. I worked for Walgreens for 4 years as well. And I was working at a compounding pharmacy at a time that handled all of the AIDS patients for Southern Arizona. So our one pharmacy did all of the AIDS medications for all the Medicaid patients in Southern Arizona. And I had to dispense them Marinol, which is synthetic THC. And I would always ask them, what are you using it for, and does it work? And they would tell me what they were using it for, obviously from all the AIDS medications that just gave them, a kind of ease about their daily living. And they always said it did, it's all right, but it never handled, it never took a candlestick, or what was I saying? It could never hold a candlestick to it. So I decided to look into cannabis itself, extracts and things like that. And like I said, I went into medical cannabis in Arizona in 2012. So since then, I've been with a lot of different companies. For the past 2.5 years, I have been with CLS Holdings, which is the corporate entity that owns Oasis Cannabis Dispensary and also Serenity Wellness Products, our DBA City Trees here in town. So if you've seen or had any of the City Trees products, that comes out of our laboratory facility. Oasis Cannabis Dispensary is over on 1800 South Industrial. We see about 1,000 people a day, and it's community driven.
You said 1,000 people a day?
1,000 people a day there.
What's the average transaction?
I would say right now it's about $60, $63, right around there. So we're doing some, doing some good revenue. We push all of our lower COGS, because I produce everything at City Trees and our corporate entity owns Oasis. So we transfer everything over to, at Oasis at a reasonable price so they can, pass those prices on to the consumer. So we do a lot of good business out of City Trees or out of Oasis from City Trees as well. And then City Trees, like I said, is the retail division. So we operate a 12,000 square foot laboratory inside a 25,000 square foot warehouse up in North Las Vegas. We have our own distribution license, and we distribute about 90 to 95% of all of our products.
So you guys barely started, it sounds like. Sounds
Yeah,
good. Sounds
really.
like you're
Let
not
us
doing
know when
hardly
you're-
anything. Tell them,
Yeah.
actually, I thought you said this guy was
I'm
doing
sorry.
something. Oh, okay, I got you.
Let's have the guys from MedMen on, because I'm sure they can tell better. That's amazing, Doc. I'm serious. That's absolutely amazing. You know, I mean, I did a little math. That's like $1,200 a day. So, I mean, good for you guys.
$1,200. Yeah, you're on.
That's
You're being real.
Come on.
You know, forgiving there.
That
was at least 16.
tracks. That's amazing when you think about that. That's like
Well, I mean, the thing is,
39 million a year.
Now, here's the problem. I was like, can you keep it up? Can you keep the quality up? Because I know Vegas is pretty, they're pretty on point. Like as far as like when you go, because especially they have so many people from LA. They've got to keep their cushes at a certain level, or else everyone will fucking just walk away, right? So what's do you know what the best selling strains are out there and the best? I mean, you said $63. Is that like an eighth of sort of lower end, or is there like what's your highest price weed? What's your do you have any of those numbers?
Yeah, I would say probably. I mean, some of our higher price stuff is the Grower Circle and Pheno Exotic stuff. Obviously, the Grower Circle is somebody that I've worked with. Mike over there, I've worked with him for about 4 or 5 years. I've known him for quite a long time. So we utilize a lot of his production material over at City Cheese Production. And I know we've got a good amount of his product over there. And then as far as, we do have just a very vast kind of quality differentiation over at Oasis, just because we want people to have the options, right? If everybody sold a Target or Walmart brand, you wouldn't go there, right? It's because they have all the options. So,
and are you going to be? Are you going to be in the? We were talking about the consumption lounges earlier. You get to participate in that?
So yeah, luckily we have an attached suite to our dispensary. So when the promulgations roll out and we're ready to do that, I know that we're definitely going to be doing that. So we're in the stages right now of finding out which group we're going to bring on to be able to do that. As far as, oh, that looks good.
Well, I actually have to give Matt shit. I thank you for bringing him in the bagel, but not New York style. That has to be closed with a smear of cream cheese where it's oozing out the sides.
Can't eat on the air, but she needs one. Come on. That's
and
for
toast
her.
it. You got to toast it.
I
got a toaster out there.
Wow.
But that's amazing. So they didn't sort of restrict anything. They didn't say that consumption lounges, you got to just pick a consumption lounge. You'll be able to have everything. That's
if you can have it attached to your spot, then it's just like it's basically like a tasting room at a brewery, which is the way it should be.
Each ownership group is only going to get one. So if there's one ownership group that has multiple dispensary locations, they're only going to be able to choose one location.
Gotcha. I mean, it makes it so then there's real estate has to make sense, obviously, at that point. So maybe industrial will be cool, but guys might want to find a better location that you can just for the consumption lounge and then just get a new spot and do that. You know what I mean?
Like right across from the Bellagio,
down the road. Yeah, exactly.
So you can see the fountains.
Be strategic, right? Because I mean, are you guys going to expand? I mean, you do that all out of one location, or you guys are already?
Again, the 1,000 people a day is just at that Oasis location on 1800 South Industrial. And then as far as shipped units out of City Trees, I mean, we ship between 60 and 90,000 finished units. And most of that, I would say 80 to 90% of that is vape cartridges. Another 10% is concentrates, and then the remaining 5 to 10% would be our tincture products, which are the #1 in the state of Nevada.
But the vapes take up the majority of it. Sounds like actually, or
I wouldn't have guessed that. It sounds like the vapes take up the majority of your output.
Absolutely, and so a lot of that has to do with our proprietary blends, and a lot of that has to do with our processes and procedures for the oil that we make. I mean, I'm probably running through between 700 and 1,000 pounds of biomass just on the cured side. Fresh frozen, I'm doing another 200 to 500 pounds just there, and then I've got another 200 to 500 just for the cured resin for cured resin shatters. So we're going through a lot of biomass in a single facility for sure.
Wow.
And you'd think that the fresh frozen would be the highest number of all of them, just because of it definitely is the easiest for, as long as you don't have a fuck up. I know somebody recently who had some freezers break down, and they were like on the hottest day of the year trying to find freezers. I was like, good luck with that one, while their shit was just melting, away. But yeah, in general, it seems like the numbers would be flipped, or that's it. So you guys are running a lot of. Do you do butane, ethanol? What's your main?
Yeah, we have 5 Class 1 Division 2 fume hoods for ethanol extraction. So we have a Delta Separations Cup 30. We have 2 rotary evaporators. We have a decarb station. We have inline depth charge lenticular filtration, activated carbon and also diatomaceous earth. We filter down twice at 1 micron and also 0.45. So it's a really polished, very nice distillate. And then we also have a Podtronic C1D1 Class 1 Division 1 pod out back. It's attached to the building, but it is outside, and that's where all the hydrocarbon extraction goes down there as well. So
that's why that's why there's not a lot of fresh frozen, because those guys are doing that out there in a smaller sort of facility attachment type deal. I mean, because it doesn't sound like they're can't be putting through that much of that, because even at smallest unit would be putting, say, 3. That'd be like 200 runs or something like that, So gotta get those guys working harder, man. Harder, more work.
For sure. I mean, a typical system, you can go between 30 and 100 pounds an hour, in an 8-hour shift on a hydrocarbon machine. I can go through about 500 to 600 in an 8-hour shift on an ethanol extractor.
Yeah, I know. So definitely. There's definitely a bigger chunk for sure. Once ethanol will definitely. Take up a lot of more biomass, regardless. So yeah, it sounds like the lab is super tight. And then growing wise, what's the situation as far as, do you guys have canopy, or
do you cultivate or just process?
Or do you just process? Yeah, exactly.
So we do have a cultivation license, but we don't use it to harvest anything. So what we do use it for is to keep genetics. So we have 15 different cultivars. 3 of them are High Times Cup winners from the past decade. So we keep those in stock for if and when that we are going to build out. We do have extra, like I said, 15,000 square feet of warehouse. So we're evaluating what we're going to be using that for.
Slip out the bag. Eat a bagel.
Thank you for joining us, Andre. Appreciate it. Oh, please finish what you were saying.
He saw the bagels. He couldn't stop. He was just like, bagel. He had bagel on the brain.
I love it. So we're currently evaluating other opportunities outside of our building, including inside of our building to do cultivation. But we do have the license. So if we do find a building that is more suitable, we can just simply transfer the license over there.
I mean, it's hard because it's one of those things. I mean, you guys have the access. I mean, for you, it'd be good because it's a direct line, right? It's like you grow it, you can process it. There's no in between guys or bullshit. But for the most part, it's hard because there's so much people growing, just overgrowing what they can produce and making it hard to, like, especially when you're processing, to ignore that's a lot of work going into growing. So
did the recent year, like we experienced all over the place, really affect cannabis as positively in Las Vegas as it did in Colorado?
I would say for us, for sure. You can see the numbers from around town, and I would say absolutely. There was obviously a little bit of a dip the first 2 or 3 months. But that was obviously that was during the transition where we couldn't have anybody in store and things like that. And they were just getting curbside and delivery online. So those kinds of things inside of it, you can see kind of why the dip was there. But it bounced back really, really well. Obviously, I mean, I think if you year over year, we're even better, obviously, even, than last year. And I think from the previous year before that as well. So it really bolstered it. As far as City Trees, we didn't lay off a single employee during the entire pandemic. In fact, we hired more, and we also pay for most people's the majority of the insurance for all of our employees as well.
Nice.
It's good company to be a part of, and I'm happy to be a part of the leadership team and to see that we came through it and obviously serve the community. Right, that was the best part, was to be able to serve a community during that. And also, we were one of the first parties here in Nevada when that happened. Obviously, I have my Farm D. So we would actually manufacture 80% alcohol hand sanitizer and give it out to all of our customers over at Oasis. So we manufacture that as city trees, and then we would give that away with every order or anybody that stepped into the store to help with the. Yeah. So. And that was a fun project, and my CEO Jeff Binder helped me in that. He's a big lover of people and communities, so he wanted to make sure that that we made that happen free of charge for everybody, to make sure that we had a safe community.
Nice. And then are you guys? So we're doing this. We're coming to this event in about what, 10 days? Something like that? No, 20.
It's interesting though. So I reached out and spoke with Adam, and the way that the event is structured, it's kind of like what we talked about with the cannabis cups here in Colorado in recent years, because Andrew opened it up to outside of the license structure in Nevada. When he let California growers in, or Oregon growers, it kind of made it no bueno for any licensed Nevada operator to be involved, because they would be violating their rules, because there would be illegal herb there from California. And so it's not the best environment to be in. That's why the Adam Dunn Show Invitational will be exclusively to people who produce here at Area 420, so we don't run into any jurisdictional problems like
look
that.
At you laying it out like that.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Right. So, but we didn't learn that. I think it was actually Adam who discovered that when I got him in touch with Pizzicalis to enter into the cup. That's when they realized that it's not really a
industry sort of style.
Well, it's a competition, right? But you would think, because it's being held in Nevada, that it would be Nevada centric. But it really, because it's the way it's being held in Nevada, no Nevada companies can participate in it. So,
well, there goes that answer. That's that answer.
But we got them as a guest, and we're hearing amazing things about Oasis Cannabis right now, like almost to the point where I'd love us to go down there and see their extraction facility and how they're doing it. Love to see you guys talk, talk shop, and Mark and I will look glazed over about extraction pressures and decarbing and washing, and we'll invite Rosendogs down. He'll be in his element.
I love it. Yeah, we'll definitely get you guys over to the facility. Like I said, it is in North Las Vegas, and whenever you guys are in the area, just give me a holler.
Absolutely.
Cool.
And Adam, if you're listening, thank you for arranging this. This is cool.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Definitely.
So are you guys just a couple questions about myself, or for myself, I should say. What do you guys like to intake? Is it edibles? Is it vapes? Is it concentrates? Is it flower? Is it everything?
Overall, I mean, flower is the winner as far as like if I got stuck on a desert island with type deal.
Right.
Because then my dab rig would break, like the one that's just down below my feet, and I'd be like, "Dude, I'm on a desert.
I don't know what
island
to
with
do."
Nothing. No, but it's also like everything stems, comes from the fucking weed itself. So the flower is the most important. But on a daily, I smoke a lot of dabs just because of the sort of ease of get in, get out, make it happen.
When he says he smokes a lot of dabs, I'm watching him take a marble-sized glop.
No, it's not.
It is a marble-sized glop because you stole his rig.
I cleaned it.
It's going to need another cleaning now.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
It's so your flour and concentrates, I would say,
and
were
I
more
think
fresh
anybody who's
frozen
been
rosin.
smoking long enough or been consuming cannabis long enough, edibles are probably on the bottom of the list just because that's like, except for on small, like microdosing it like a little bit, 50 milligrams or whatever. That's nothing. You know what I mean? Like that's just a daily easy something. But we're too stoned to remember to take one.
First thing in the morning.
So we end up eating like 10 at once, and then that's it for the next 6 months. You don't want to eat them again. You know what I mean? 'Cause
we did a challenge on the show, Doc, where we did a 12-hour show, and we started consuming edibles at mass quantities, and I think we finished with just over 1,800 milligrams each at the 12-hour mark. And I get stoned just thinking about it.
Creeping about it? Yeah.
It was officially doctor approved though. We called
Yeah,
a doctor.
we had a doctor.
We had a doctor.
Yeah.
And he said, "Go for it."
I was the big puss. I said, "Can we really do this? Can't somebody? What can happen?" He said, "Fuck you, no." He said, "Go enjoy, and then nothing's gonna happen."
We should have gone for the last 100 milligrams and made it a nice even 2,000.
What was wrong with us?
Yeah, what was wrong with us? I think it was Dave.
Yeah.
It was me. It was my fault.
100%.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll find out that probably with the tincture we probably had way more than we thought we did.
Or less. Who knows?
Yeah. It was fun. It was a fun time. It was a lot of fun.
I recommend it to everybody. Everybody should eat 2,000 milligrams.
Right.
Or close to it.
Right.
Or close to it.
Yeah, 1,900. Yeah. Do
And
2,000.
we might have not counted correctly. We could have been way over.
Could have been 50,000 milligrams.
You saw the guy there was that one guy that ate the 12,500 milligram bar or something, or I don't know what he ate.
What happened to him? Nothing.
He's still sleeping, I think.
Somebody wake him up to ask him how he's doing. We'll see. Well, cool. I'm looking forward to coming out and seeing your facility. It's too bad that you can't participate in this Haze Cup, but maybe lessons learned for him for next time that he does it to make it so that it's sort of acceptable for Las Vegas businesses to join.
Exactly, because we want to, obviously we want to step in the ring with anybody. Obviously, we want it to be compliant, but obviously we also want to step in the ring with our, our fellow competitors here in the market. So we're very confident about
Dave's already scheming his ADSI legal.
Scheming.
Yeah, you can see his brain working already.
Let's do it.
He's already signed us up for something.
ADSI Las Vegas and in the Oasis tasting room. Come on, I'm
now we're really pushing it because now he has to do it. He has to make it.
Yeah,
that's a whole other. That's another whole can of worms. But yeah, cool. Nice chatting with you for sure.
Wait, I didn't even say. Well, what if somebody walks in off the street at Oasis Cannabis that you're doing $1,063 transactions and said,
now is mine.
I've never been here before, but I heard about you on the Adam Dunn show, and they said to ask for the Dunn Deal discount. Would that float? Would they? Because I have it on good authority that it works at this Chinese restaurant.
Especially if
in
we did it
Amsterdam.
right around the time we're all there, because then we can roll. We can do it for the.
I think we can just talk to our man Slider, Adam Slider, and I'm sure he can make that happen. Obviously, and then I wanted to make sure.
With a name like Adam, it's going to work.
Fantastic diagnosis, doctor.
Yes, exactly. Make sure you two get down to Oasis, and we'll get you obviously.
We'll be there. But before you go, listen, I got this pain in my shoulder here, and I'm wondering, do cannabis? Should I rub some CBD cream on it or something?
What kind of pain is it?
He's gonna play.
It's mostly mental.
Yeah. Oh, it's 100% mental. I listen to Howard Stern. He says that he read a book that back pain is all 100% mental. I'm like, well, fuck, am I fucked up in the head then, man? Because my back hurts.
Do some trimming. Go do some trimming. Go trim for 6 to 8 hours or 10 hours.
I can trim now.
It's tough.
now.
It's
Stay with
tough.
you. Spewing fire. Oh wait, we have a note at the door. I can't see it.
Uh-oh. What's going on?
I can't see it.
Come on down. Yeah, come on.
Open the door.
Oh, I think
Come
he's wanting to come in and show us what's going on.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for checking in, and we're going to check in with you.
Yeah,
when
we
come
will be there.
We'll give you a heads up.
Of course. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, for
Very
sure.
well.
Peace out.
Peace out. What do we have
Welcome,
here?
Whit. Oh, she's got plenty. I know. Well, I mean, we came once in between, but we missed you that time. We missed you. How you doing?
Fine.
Yep.
Yeah, those are yours.
Yes, those are your headphones.
Mike's a little low.
These are blueprints. I did see. Is Vinny here tonight?
No. This is the other blueprints now. This is new.
This is so exciting.
Oh, this is from the guys?
No, this is
It's phase
the
2?
real deal, the Dunn Deal.
The Dunn Deal. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Let's get that mic up to you.
Oh, this is the street
There we go.
names.
There we go. You can move it. There you go.
Check it.
Dunn Deal Drive.
Wow, look at that.
It's official. It's been stamped and it's been filed with the county.
Nice.
And Shakedown Street.
Shakedown Street.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is this corner here. So we got those 2 streets. Wow, that's awesome.
Dunn Deal Drive is one of the longer
We're here.
roads
We're
on
here.
Area 420.
And we're here.
No, we're here.
Oh, we're here.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, we're here. Sorry, Shakedown Street. So, yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Congratulations.
We're in the train studio, the
is
420 train studio.
Boundary line adjustment for a portion of Colorado Area 420, which is already in its own right.
Well, we
hilarious.
had to file this to rename the street.
Hold on.
Does it have to say formerly right now? Is there a period of time where the formerly gets dropped?
If we do another boundary line adjustment or any kind of plat that changes this one, frontage road will be not mentioned.
Why does it say Douchey Dave Drive right there?
Douchey
Take that
Dave.
off. Take that fucking off.
like
Cross
that
that
one.
That's
shit
between
off.
Shakedown Street
I
and,
know.
and
That,
Dunn Deal
no.
Drive, right in between.
I'm not
Little-
okay with that.
That is officially right there. That is officially Douchey Dave Alley right there.
No.
It's a dead end street.
Mark, hand me a Sharpie. I'm crossing that one off.
Oh,
That's
it's
not
White
fair.
Flaky Avenue instead.
White Flaky Avenue.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I heard it was happening, but I didn't.
How do
know.
we like show
It came from
people
the
what
chat
this
from
is?
David.
I was gonna
There
say
it is.
Not from me.
it's official. Can you? Is that?
You can kind of see it. Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Okay.
It's there. If you
Can't see it. That's a guilty.
That's it. So
Oh, yeah, you
it
can
is
now.
now officialized. Officialification.
It's stamped, it's certified, it's recorded.
Wow.
Ching.
It's a real deal.
Adam,
It's a
sound
done deal.
effects for-
That's
sound
amazing.
effects
That's
for that.
amazing. What is that? Oh, the sound
You
effects?
can have this, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Oh, this is awesome.
I
Well,
want
I'll
one.
roll it up for you. Oh, you're better at rolling joints than I am. This would be like the biggest joint
cymbal
ever.
crash, Mark. Where were you on that one? That was a joke.
Ha ha.
She's on fire. She's on fire. So yeah, we missed you last
Try the
month.
soup.
Actually, I put you on the flyer last month.
Try
I
the veal.
didn't put you on the flyer, and then you showed up. So now I know the secret. But no, you don't want to do that. We'll put you on eventually. I had the cast of I had everybody on the last flyer. So and then nobody came through. So, except for
I was
mine.
in Utah rock climbing.
That's what they said.
You know,
Now
you
I
gotta
remember.
do that once
Now
in
I
a
remember.
while.
Like
made
with
it?
ropes and stuff? Like
With ropes, yes.
and a helmet?
Yes.
Did you have to carry? You were like one of those people that goes in carrying the small mattress on their back?
No.
Just in case I fall, like that mattress is going to save you?
There were no mattresses involved.
Okay.
That's like in Boulder, dude. That's a total Boulder.
I
thing.
see that all the time.
Yeah, that's a Boulder
Yeah.
thing for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but so you survived. That's good.
I did.
Did you go out with crew or did you go out by yourself?
We had a guide. I was
so
there
you-
for a
A
month.
Oh
Sherpa?
wow, a whole month. That's
Right.
Yeah. That's
Doesn't suck to
dedication.
be
That's
you.
some dedication. Huh?
It was terrifying and awesome.
Yeah.
Adrenaline junkie.
Yeah.
Was it? You have those moments where you're like, "What did I sign myself up for?"
Sometimes I'm up way up high, you know, and I'm doing this, and you put your hand in a crack and make your fist big, and you pull yourself up like that, and look for the next hold, and you get way up there, and you look down, and your friends are about this big,
Yeah, that's
and I think, why am I
Dave's
up here?
all
No,
about
no,
it.
no, no,
Dave's
hold
all
on
about
a
it.
second. I
Dave's
was
like,
going to say, I have a 3-step step stool at home.
Oh,
I'm good on the first step. Have the first step any higher,
okay.
you got to call one of my kids. Not doing
Right,
it.
right,
Nope.
yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, you'd be a great rock climber.
I'm terrified.
No, I
of
wouldn't.
heights.
Yes, terrified. Me too. Grip
just,
like
it's just the
I got sweaty
idea
palms
of
hearing about this.
It's the idea of holding your own weight up for that long and knowing that you got to have the stamina and this ability and it's like, because I watch them. The guys that are crazy are the free climbers that have no ropes and they're just like
Oh,
upside down on fucking rocks and shit. You're just like, oh my god, dude, that is
death
nuts.
wish. That's
No,
people
I-
they have a death they don't really appreciate.
Well, it's not even a death wish.
Or
it's
no,
just,
they don't. They probably just love that adrenaline.
It's just crazy. It's pretty insane. When I when I was like I guess 1, my mom came to Boulder, and then they went up to Estes Park and with her boyfriend at the time, who was a rock climber, and they would climb to the top of some huge fucking spot, and they got to the top, and then he was like, how are we getting down? And then he goes, oh, we're just over here. And then it shows her the lines down, and she'd never done it in her life.
oh.
And they have me on her. I'm on her
She
back.
rappelled down the mountain
I'm on her
with
back.
you in tow.
I'm on her back, and then I'm like, and he's just like, yeah, no problem. Strapped me up a little tighter, and then she slid down, and she said it was pretty fun once she got used to it, but it was definitely like, kind of like, yeah, that's the kind of guy you want, right?
That's the story she told you. She didn't tell you when, we're on our way down and sort of this rock outcropping, and
Yeah, and then
I kind of knocked you in the head.
Oh, I hit you in the head. You were knocked out. Yeah, exactly. You were knocked out for just a couple minutes. It was okay.
It was really not much blood.
I told everybody you'll be fine.
He's a trooper.
He's only one. Don't worry. His head will bounce
These
off.
kids, they're so resilient. They bounce back.
But in general, yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff. And then, but Colorado, I mean, it's like living in because we live in Colorado. There's like rock climbing, snowboarding, all those things. Like I don't do any of them, so I'm like living in the perfect spot for it. And have you been doing it for a long time, or? I mean, you said
I just got into
but-
it. No, I went to Moab maybe 8-9 years ago with my kids, and I thought, oh well, we should try this. Everyone's doing it, and it turns out my children are really good at it. They're like little monkeys, you know. And so I do what I can. I'm nowhere near as good as they are, but it's fun. It's nice to touch those rocks and just be out there. No cell service. It's relaxing. Till you're panicked.
No cell service.
Yeah, but then you're above the ground.
Yeah.
You could fall.
Yeah, you don't want to
I
answer
like
phones.
it.
You don't want to
Look
answer
down.
your phone while you're like one
Oh, you'll
fist.
be like,
you got one fist in the rock. You're holding it. You're like, the phone is ringing. It would be my mom too. She'd be calling me like right at that moment the most important moment as you're climbing the rock. She'd be
Whitney,
like,
it's Michael. Where are the keys to get into the studio?
Oh, God.
You're dangling. Oh,
That's fun.
So, look in the bottom drawer. Oh, wait. I'll call you back.
yeah, I'd be too tempted to do that too. That'd be the problem. I know. You're like, I
well,
gotta-
luckily there is no cell
there's no
service.
service, no service.
So we don't have that problem.
Yeah, no, so for a month, and then you're camping out or like moving around, or you're staying in the same spot and go different.
No, I rented a little house, and then we went rock climbing, mountain bike riding, and the best part is floating the Colorado River on a kayak. Oh, so relaxing.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
we were on the drive up. It was just packed because it's the weekend, and yeah, there was every corner. We like telling Nick, check it out. Nick's like, whatever. I'm like, you gotta look, dude. You gotta see. Check out the rapids. No, it's pretty good. You can see the water's moving now too. So
Oh yeah.
everything's it's a good thing. Some places haven't seen water forever. You go drive in, you're like, it's one thing about Colorado. So how's it been going otherwise here besides getting the road?
Great. No, Area 420 is just rolling. We're busy.
Yeah, and phase 2 is just breaking ground. It sounds like.
Phase 2 is definitely we've already busted into phase 2, and we're building roads and.
That's cool. Yeah, that's the first part of it is getting the road, the most important part, the roads.
Roads,
and
power,
the names
and
of the
water.
roads and the names.
We have really good street names on phase 2.
Cool. I bet. I mean, that's when you got your own little mini city, you gotta get creative.
Change that fucking name, though.
Say-
I'm not okay with the Douchey Dave Drive. Really, I'm serious.
No, it's fine. It'll be
It's-
good. It's
it's
Douchey
too
Dave
late.
Alley.
It's not
It's
fine. What?
Douchey Dave Alley. It's not
Alley?
Even, yeah, it's not even
a
a
dead
drive.
end, a cul-de-sac.
It's a total
It's the
dead
word.
It's a dead end street.
100% dead end.
Story of my life.
Yeah. Dead end Dave. It's Dead End Dave Drive. There you go.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
I'm not okay with that.
Not-
I don't approve. I'm not signing off on it. Nope.
Sagemy Street.
It was supposed
Sagemy
it
Street.
was supposed to be Deadhead Dave Drive, but the
Adam
lady in the
changed it.
clerk office spelled it wrong, so it's
Another story
dead
of my
end.
life.
She's like, I think they said hand here, not head. That wouldn't make no sense.
That would make no sense.
Dead end.
Dead End Dave Drive. Perfect. I love it. Well, that's awesome. And then, yeah, I think this is, we're rolling into the summer, so it's obviously going to be balls deep here as far as like work goes with the people that are already here, plus the new people coming in. How is it looking as far as, like, is everybody in that's going to be in this year, or is there going to be more build outs and stuff going? Cause
There's still some people who feel they can come out at this, middle of June and still make it happen. I think they may be a little late, but I don't know.
You can go till, I think it depends on how much they can get reduced yields 100%.
Yes.
That's obvious out of the gate.
Yes.
As far as actually making it happen, as long as they set up a greenhouse and get quickly on it and have some lights and
Greenhouse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
But it's like a beehive around here. I mean, it's just bustling with activity, and people are scrambling and running around and trying to get their.
Oh, it's funny.
plants in.
July 1st is pretty much like on everybody's mind as far
I'm
as
fine, thanks.
as far as dates. I think for
Yes.
that, because that's definitely do or die.
Yeah.
Put them in the ground, and they should. I mean, if they're already established and hardened off, you put them in the ground. So if there's they can work that somehow magically,
Right.
then they could do it. But as far as putting a seed in the ground,
Oh, a seed in the ground in July 1st. No, most of them have little,
they can pull it off.
babies
They
ready
can-
to go.
They can get it. They can get it. They can make it happen. I mean, it's amazing too, though, because like it's pretty. I mean, if as long as they don't take too long in the beginning, it's pretty extreme here in anyway. So I'm pretty sure they can, bust out. It's amazing because a lot of times you're like, no way, this is not going to work, and then when they pull it off, you're like, sometimes you're like, man, this should start every year because it's fucking.
Well, who knows? They had an early frost last year. Maybe this year they won't get snow until December.
Well, you can also
You'll have
tighten
these trees growing.
You can tighten your footprint a little bit too, though, because you're not you don't need huge amount of space. You can bring them tighter, which actually they kind of hold. Then they start to work together. Like it's always nice to see a outdoor self-made canopy, where the plants actually are holding each other up. Whereas if you have a lot of space in between, especially around here with all the dust and craziness and stuff,
craziness.
It's more chance for wind to come in. Like they all take care of each other once you got them in a nice big square. But it's hard to grow a square because you don't have enough veg time. So now that you know it's got to be smaller, you just make it smaller. Don't think you're gonna fill it all out because you won't. You know what I mean? So,
Right. Quality, not quantity.
yeah, and you're gonna lose both if you make it too big of a zone.
Right.
Right. Truth be told,
Yeah.
Adam, I know a lot more about subdividing properties than I do about growing weeds. So don't listen to anything I say about it.
Well, that's why you have
that's fine.
partners that know the weed side,
Yes.
because it's just like we were chatting about this. If you're gonna open up a Subway franchise, you'd hire a franchise consultant. I mean, why would you ever do that? But you'd hire an expert who's been in it for 20
What
years.
a great example. If you're gonna open a
Whatever.
Subway,
I'm just saying.
Are you looking at Mark thinking that? Is that what
know-
you're doing? He's looking at you.
He owns 2
thinking
Subways.
Subway. He's
I'm
like,
a sandwich
He's
artist.
a total. Are you really?
Bagel artist.
You could be. You could be next Jared or whatever.
Yeah, man.
Jared!
Oh,
I don't want to agree with that. No way.
Oh, the real one. When he was pre.
The after picture.
Look what happened to the numbers. There were 9,000 people listening. Now there are only 83
Oh, well,
because
I'm not
you
talking
said
about
that.
the weight, the pre-weight. I'm talking about the pre-mentality with
Yeah.
post-weight. How's that?
Sure.
Yeah.
You knew Mark when he was heavier?
Nope, not really.
How big was
A little
Mark?
bit.
Mark's
I
Mark
was
weighed
almost
420 pounds.
No, he wasn't.
No, I was like 280.
420?
when I first started.
If you got to
losing-
400,
That's
you have
what-
to put on an extra 20 pounds just to be that guy. It'd be like, I'm
Well, wait, he said 280. And what are you now?
I don't know. I've only weighed myself 3 times since then, and I think
Like 190, right?
I don't remember, man.
That's
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, it was like 190. or
Yeah,
something like
that's
that.
amazing.
because he stopped eating your bagels.
This is before. And he's eating them now. He drinks coffee now. He didn't drink coffee when
Oh,
we
he was
first met
running
him.
all slow.
But I'm running again.
He was running slow.
Oh,
so it's
cool.
good.
Running.
Yeah.
I only run when chased.
Running. That's,
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
it's
Running. You really run?
See, growers don't have to work. They don't have to do any of that kind of stuff. They have
No,
to lift,
grow and trim.
work out. Oh, every day is a workout. That's the way it goes. What's up with the? I saw the.
Oh,
That's a total. You can see when it's a Whitney. Like that's got to be
the
you.
British
Yeah.
phone
Tardis.
booth.
Yeah, that's gotta,
Actually,
that's got to
it
be a Whitney.
has
Is that
no
you?
purpose. It came from Aspen. It was some
Yeah,
sort of
I know.
handmade vitrine to
Nice.
show jewelry in
It's
or
dope.
watches or something.
I thought it was a real one at first. I was like, wait a
Can we
minute,
put
that's
Mark
like
in
so-
there?
Someone gave it to me.
Okay, that was a good
Alright.
score.
So
That's-
right now there's a light bulb in there, so it serves out only as a lamp.
No, but it's dope.
It's a Tardis-tron.
You got to turn it into a
Let's
Tardis.
turn it into a Tardis-tron. Put some fluorescence on the sides and
No,
put a
totally.
plant in
You
it.
could put a plant in
We
there.
could. It could be a little miniature, the smallest greenhouse in the world.
It'd just be one plant. Just put a little light. Yeah,
be fun.
it's a Phototron, but it's a Tarta-Tron. It's perfect. I like it.
Throwback, payback, throwback.
Yeah,
Whatever. would you call it?
throwback, and we can check in on the Tarta-Tron. We can have a camera on it 24/7. People can watch the Tarta-Tron grow. Watch
good
the
idea.
Tarta-Tron.
This would be an interesting competition for people to
Tarta-Tron.
create their retro throwback phototrons. Like, how would you, if you could only build a grow room with 4 T8s,
Photo-
what would you do?
Do you remember? She doesn't know what a Phototron is. She's like, you're saying words that have never been spoken.
It was a device that they.
Phototron. She's like, no idea. It's
was
literally
this
High
big.
Times. Look at High Times, 1990. I think it came out in like 89.
In the 80s.
No, because I got it in
Okay.
87, so it probably came out like
Yeah.
85 or something like that. This guy injection molded this grow thing, and it was perfect for a 15-year-old kid like myself to be like, yes, I'm the shit. I got
Look what I can
And then when
do.
you finally get it, there it is.
Something like that.
That's a new one.
It's
Mine,
like a newer one,
Like
yeah.
this one down here, that black one on the right.
Oh.
It was like
Yeah,
this
that one
big,
right there.
It does look like that.
right? It was about this big. The
And
grow
so that
space.
was it. That was the one I had like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
And it was and it told you to grow 6 plants, and you could only fit one. So, and I realized that pretty fast. I kept cutting them away, like, oh, maybe one less. And then mine melted and turned into almost went on fire. So it was a total safety hazard. It was built shitty. The guy was in High Times. He was cranking them out, dude. He was just selling them like fucking hotcakes. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
And yeah.
Well, I guess this. So
that
for the
could be-
people who can't see, who are watching,
Can you flip the camera around and see that thing?
there's like it's like a British phone booth.
Now look at Mark. He
Only
looks all
smaller.
delirious.
Now shitty Jamie's here. Fuck,
Shitty
why'd you
Jamie's
have to?
back. Yeah.
It's a British phone booth. It is a
It
knockoff
was
British phone
kinda-
booth.
It was kind of a scam, John, the Phototron, in the sense that it was like, it wasn't exactly what they said, but it worked enough that you could go. There you go. Look
Okay,
at
there
Shitty
it is.
Jamie.
Shitty Jamie is gone.
killed
Jamie is
it.
here.
He killed it.
MTI, baby.
Killing it. Look at that. Now
We
it
need
looks-
to put like a grow light in it and just one plant and see how
That's
it does.
We're gonna do good. No, you're gonna have Matt's gonna be his job because that plant that he had before is perfect. Like, you put it in there, that little one of these. Shout out to Brainstrap Genetics. That
Is this what he gave away?
Is
that the
this
strain?
brain strap?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, let me smell that.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
his
Thank you
garlic.
so much,
Brain
Matt.
strap. Like Vanna White.
Yeah, look at
Brain
exactly.
strap.
Brain
It's
strap
brain
of your
strap. I should have worn a little dress or something.
exactly. Next
Oh.
time, but it's pretty good. It's
We
got
can
a
make
good-
one called Train Strap.
That's the
Train strap.
train
Ooh.
strap
for the studio.
Train
train
strap.
slap.
He gets a
Train
raise.
slap.
At our
Train
next
slap.
management meeting, he
And we
gets
make
a raise.
stickers. We could do train slap stickers. Train slap stickers.
Train
slap.
strap. Yes.
Stickers.
Have you ever
Matt
been?
just heard it. Well, hear it in about 5 seconds. You should come in here.
He's gonna run up the door.
Yeah.
Who here has been slapped by a train?
You will when you come here. You're gonna get train
I
slap.
don't like to talk about it, but this one time in college, it was, well, forget it. I'm not going to go into it right now.
Oh, do tell.
No.
Tell.
It's nope.
I used,
Come
to,
on,
I used to
gang.
do the penny thing when I was a kid all the time down at the trains and put the pennies down and watch them get run over and do all that shit. I was always down with it. I loved hanging out when I was a kid in Queens. That was my thing. We used to call it the fuck we called it. It was shit. It was like it was definitely not what it was supposed to. Oh, Dutch Island. It was.
You
called,
couldn't
but
get near
no.
trains where I grew up, man. It was no. No. You wanted to get on a train, you got on the train, the 7 train.
No, we didn't
from
get
Main
on.
Street.
No, we would go down and fucking play at the tracks. Like you're not supposed to do everything you're not supposed to do.
No.
Look at Dave. He's all nervous already for me when I was 7.
No, well, I heard stories from the guys, but they didn't put pennies on it. They'd put a 22 shell.
Oh, geez.
You know.
Well, that's dumb.
Yeah.
That's like, what are you gonna do? What's the point?
They're
of that?
idiots because they're idiots.
That's like retarded.
So that's why. That's the first. When you said that, I thought that's a right. I
yeah.
went there in my head for a moment when these
course, no.
fucking kids.
Couple pennies, couple nickels. I mean, that was always good
Did you
shit.
ever find them?
Of course, because I always went. They weren't real slow. I wasn't gonna go when they're going super fast. That's kind of. If you're gonna fuck around with trains, you got to go when they're slow. So the train is, but it's evolving every time I come. I'm always, and like I said, I'm always like, oh, Whitney, no, mirror, Whitney, like, so it's looking better and better.
All the beautification
Yes.
parts of the train are definitely
Your fault.
I'm like the only woman on Area 420. So
Well, it's good that you're coming out of
You picked
Aspen
this
and you
screen?
got good taste. So it's like, at least we know we're not getting just to the, Walmart bottom of the barrel.
Well,
crap.
it's-
we're getting proper Aspen giveaway shit. Like, here, you want this? We do not
Exactly.
need this. And you're like, oh my god, this is gonna be so.
You
good.
watch. Somebody's watching the show and they're like, "Oh my god, does she realize that is an Aspen Tardis?" And I saw it in an auction in Aspen. It sold for $930,000.
Yeah, exactly. Pay for
Okay.
everything.
Yeah, anywhere outside of Aspen, it's $27.50. But in
Exactly.
Aspen,
Yeah.
9,000.
Yeah, at least.
well, that Facebook Marketplace in Aspen it's unbelievable. People give away the most unbelievable things, like these chairs, all kinds of things.
Well, that's the
The
thing. they're
British
moving-
phone booth.
A lot of times they're moving out because they got a little place and they, they're out and they're not gonna like.
What would my bagels go for in Aspen?
Oh, God.
Like $100 a dozen?
Each. No, $100 each.
Oh.
Just taking it off. That's
But
it.
that would be with the cream.
Oh, you gotta have a
cheese on
schmear?
it. Yeah, a little schmear.
Forget about
Is
it.
grass more expensive in Aspen?
Everything.
No, the prices are actually competitive because there are 8 dispensaries in Aspen. So they keep each other in check.
Because they know that if they tried to charge Aspen prices, people would just go
to
drive
the
someplace,
next
go to
one.
Glenwood Springs, and come
Or
back.
they go to another Aspen
Right.
dispensary, right? So that's the only thing that's
There he
affordable
is.
in
He
Aspen.
heard Harry.
Ooh.
Come on, dude, train strap.
Come on, train strap guy. Come here.
So you have to give credit when you make the train strap cross to MTI. Okay.
MC Genius. He's been hanging around us too long now. He's coming up.
Yeah, got
This
like
is
names
Matt
and stuff.
Aldridge. Of
Oh, whoa,
Creamsicle.
last names. Whoa, hey, hey,
He
hey.
wants to be known as the Strat Master.
He has the death sentence on 12 systems. Okay, come on, easy does it. Brain strap, baby.
Hello, everyone.
What's going on?
What's up?
Thank you.
We're
Now
back.
You're not even on scam.
Oh, yeah, we got
I'm
the garlic
coming.
breath.
Hold on. You guys are so.
You're not
Just
even there.
you
You're
don't
just-
let the magic of television happen. You know?
Right, you gotta just be patient.
I wasn't expecting all this.
This is
all right.
This is brain strap.
Yeah, no, it's just, and this is
Well,
so your job now.
I grew it.
You already know your job now is to get the Tardis going, the Tarta-Tron.
Yeah, I'd call it train strap.
And then,
The train strap edition.
well, we just got to get a new. Yeah, he's gonna have to work on that. That train strap will come, but the actual original plant, that's a perfect. That's your garlic home right there. Because you see the size.
Garlic home.
Home of the garlic.
Garlic runs cookies.
Something like that. Something like that around that
By
size.
Cap.
That was, you don't want to overdo it, but yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, you're right. You
Love
definitely
it.
don't want to overdo it.
You don't want to go in there with some big giant haze slamming to the roof and
Slamming.
because that was all. There's one thing about growing in public is totally different than growing in private, and plants respond to that in a weird way. Like when you're in Amsterdam and you go around the grow rooms, the plants look terrible because they're all been looked at by like everybody, goggled at, like they're pouring, like it's like going through the red light. You know what I mean? Like after a while,
What are you talking about?
It's demeaning to the plants at a certain point.
Right.
They're like, all right, here comes
Don't
another
look at me.
Guys, like, got a spider mine over there, bro. And it's like, yeah, because we got 5,000 people coming through a day. Like, if you go check out Cannabis College, go check out the Hash Museum, go check out any of those grows. They always look shitty. Like when I worked there, it was tough because I was there following their little protocol, and I was like, man, we don't have enough room for these things. Like they were trying to grow in these little short things. They were all too hot, and they were putting 400-watt lights in a box, and it was just like, then eventually they built an actual room, but nobody paid attention. And
Dude, we don't want this train to be known as Super Spreader Train. We need to put a bleach wash
Boof shoot
and,
caboose.
and
everybody's-
sanitizers
yeah,
because all the
everybody's-
growers come here.
This is
You're
not
gonna
the
share
Aphid
shit.
Express.
You'll just like have to go through
No.
like a UV like
Yeah, you're gonna come here and share shit, man.
that's like
Yeah, well,
mild alcohol or something. I don't
it'll be
know.
good to see. It'll be like it's more like a trap here to find out what's going on. Be like,
Well, you
okay,
should
we got everything.
sanitize yourself before you walk into your own grow. Like what before you walk back to your own grow. I mean, after you come here to socialize, when you go back into your garden, kind of.
When we were at Hall of Flowers,
What was that? Do it one more time.
they
One
were
more
selling
time.
clones.
Yeah, there you go.
And then do
And
the
that's-
bottoms of the feet, tops of shoelaces,
More
all
sound
that.
Mostly
effects.
in the midsection area.
Midsection.
A lot of that. You guys are over. Yeah. Double spray, double tap on.
Like
it.
a 60 to 70%.
Since
Yeah.
I was
Isopro
too much
alcohol.
of a puss to put on the DEET last night, Matt put extra DEET on and then circled me like a satellite would circle a moon. You know?
Lightly.
Just-
lightly
yeah.
coated over the fabric of the clothing.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta
Huff and deep.
deal with it sometimes because that's one of those things. I mean, that's
Deep
one thing
terms.
that we didn't realize obviously until I think it's funny how places don't mention certain things until they kind of happen. It's like, oh, you didn't know about that? You're like as you move into a new spot or you're all excited about something like later because it's actually Mike's wife. Clued us in like, oh, you do know like you gotta like because we're up in Crestone too. They're like, oh, now you gotta just go inside pretty much and hide it. Like, what? No, it's going to be. Anyway, it was just funny. And then I guess apparently here is also pretty vicious too at some point. So.
It's not too bad. Not as bad as it
bad.
They're
could.
going to hear you. Don't say
Okay.
it.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so that's good. But I
Thank
mean,
you, Matt.
I'm sure out here is even a little better because we're kind of on the less populated zone.
Yeah.
If that's such a word. I don't think the word populated in Moffat has actually been ever said, has it?
Like an oxymoron, right?
From what you said,
populated.
if this is the less infested zone after what I saw last night, I feel sorry for the people in the infested zone because
you're gonna be there.
they
You're
were
coming we're all
all the
coming.
dogs were swarmed. All these guys that showed up early, they were like manly man talking concrete and blah blah blah. They're sitting there in hoodies with the straps pulled down, with just the tight like what's the character from South Park? Kenny. They're like a Kenny hood huddled in, covering up. So don't tell me it was bad last night, man. I'm watching these guys just like me when I'm thank you for the swatter. Swatting. See, this is the mark right here where I got the one last.
Well, wait a minute. I was one of the guys
This is
talking
just kind
about
of a
concrete
seasonal
last
thing
night,
for
and I was
Dave.
wearing a skirt.
But
I didn't get bitten.
I'm pretty sure I heard you say something like they don't bite you or something.
don't
and
bite me.
Everybody there was
They
like,
don't.
what?
It's because she doesn't go. There's no fear coming off of her. They smell fear.
They don't want Aspen blood.
CO2
They want
and
regular
fear.
blood.
CO2 and fear.
Yeah.
I'm sure Aspen.
You don't exhale CO2. That's what it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
It's the rock climbing thing. You figured out a way to convert it to something else like Delta 8, and then you don't have to worry.
She's closed the loop. The loop. So we had the guys from Warriors on, so that was coming from our friend here.
Those guys are amazing, I have to say.
Yeah, Chris and Pancho.
Yeah, and it's good to see. Like, I mean, it's funny because you know, obviously, everybody wants to hear long-term sort of like experience, but when you come in like that, like coming in from the other side of the whole thing and taking that plunge, that's pretty awesome.
Well, there's a question from
Wyoming
the
and
fans.
Miami colliding.
Did you want to read that one?
Did you find any orangutan titties?
Yeah.
Did you find any orangutan titties?
Keepers.
Orangutan titties.
Yeah, keepers.
I did. Yes,
keepers?
I did. Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, stable.
Excellent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I did find
Oh,
orangutan
the big
titties,
nipple
keepers,
varietals they're
stables.
asking?
Titties with a Z.
I made that up. I can't back that
Yeah,
up. I'm not a
titties with a
geneticist.
Z.
That's a
Don't-
grease monkey Skittles cross.
Got it.
Shout out exotic.
Nice. Well, there you go. The answer direct. But yeah, it was crazy. Only two guys though too. So what happens when they harvest? What are they going to do? Bring in a bunch of cops, a bunch of SWAT guys? What's happening?
Well, they'll probably bring in temporary
should.
help.
They
That's
should.
why we have the
That'd be
Moffat
great.
Cannabis Community Alliance. We'll post
Wouldn't
up
that be
stuff like that, like, needing trimmers or
Well, you're
needing
going to
help
need
here.
security, so you might as well get some of their dads.
Will we though?
bros.
We got cameras.
Oh no, you need full on
Right,
Mexican,
cameras will
Mexican
stop
mafia style
everything.
Dudes all strapped up with fucking infrared.
What was it? Somebody's
Enter.
dad was jogging around, and then you got a text message. They were like, "Hey, do you know this guy?" And this dude was like stretching out, like in like slides shots of like the camera images on the surveillance. What happened?
2319.
I get notified with everything that happens on 420. No matter where I am in the world, I can be in like the Moroccan Algerian border, and I get a text message. Anyway, there
Holy
was
shit.
a grainy picture of a 65-year-old man in a jogging suit, kind of like stretching, and like he was like looking around and
You mean acting weird?
jogging, sort of jogging, then walking, and there were these little grainy shots, still shots of him, right? Like screenshots. And it's like, who is this guy? He's poking around our grow. He's looking around. So I send it out to everyone in Area 420. And one guy said, that's my dad. He's a doctor from Virginia. He's just visiting, and he's getting some exercise this morning.
Don't shoot!
But how random is that? Because you just don't typically see this, so it's kind of like gives it a little bit of an alert. But it's just kind of a funny situation.
No jogging.
No jogging zone.
It's a no jog zone.
No,
I
not
think he's the
normal.
only one who's ever jogged on Area 420.
I was thinking about that earlier. I was thinking something
Yeah.
about like, because I said nobody needs exercise around here because they're doing so much work anyway. Like, who the fuck's gonna
Always moving.
like now? I want to go
And
run
they have no food?
after a whole
Bending over like
20,000
90% of the time.
20,000 steps and bending over and carrying.
Oh, you see, you say that out loud,
See,
and somebody from OSHA just heard, and when they really want to overregulate it, they're going to make you wear like those sheep things that attach you to the roof. So when you bend over, you're not actually working anymore or hurting you. You don't want to
That'd be
your
pretty
back.
cool. A suspension system.
Where do you get
Yes.
one of those?
Always walking on pads and mats because,
Mm-hmm.
you know, one of your tootsies to get, all callousy.
That sounds like a Dave factory.
No, man.
Total Dave zone.
The Dave zone. That's where look where Mark is right now. He's giving me the shaking his head at me like you are just so bad. Yeah. Stop.
His bagels are pretty good though. You got to give it up for his bagels.
Yeah.
There he is.
I can't see who that is.
It's Mateo.
Oh.
So, should we do some shouts?
Let's do some shout outs.
Look at that producer right there, keeping us on track.
New Millennium. New Millennium Nutrients. Basically, if you're growing anything on sort of production scale, definitely look into these guys. Everything's super easy, and you can Tarta-Tron everything if need be. There I have a few different programs. You can also just buy a couple added. You don't have to buy the whole line. You can buy just a few products too, which just makes it good for testing the waters. There's a store finder on the website, which you can go to. And if you can get it locally, that's cool, but you can also go contact them direct and tell them you want that Dunn Deal. That'll get you a little discount. And they're always excited when they get there. They're like, oh, I took care of your Dunn Deal, guys. I'm like,
you getting calls right now?
Yeah, just like her, I get calls every time someone touches a phone, any of this stuff.
Any hashtag Dunn Deal, you get a Twitter alert.
Oh my God. No, we don't, not even. But yeah, you could go, also, they have a calculator there, so you can figure out exactly what you might need.
55-gallon drum?
Yeah, if you fuck up and hit the wrong I'll tell you one thing on all those things, decimal points.
They matter.
Super important.
They matter.
It's like the one thing you're like, oh.
They're not arbitrary.
It wasn't, that didn't work out so well, did it?
Why did my plans die?
Makes it work. Go, Dave.
Oh, medically correct.
Go, Dave.
Have been friends of the show since long before I joined. Adam, D-Money, Rick, and Bob basically founded Incredibles, and the quality is there today. I gave our guests from Warrior Farms a 50 milligram gummy, and then they went back to work, which is great. I'd love to hear a report how that went. But they have now a slew of companies. So it's True Pura CBD. If you go to truepura.com and enter Dunn Deal at checkout, you're going to get 20% off your order. Nove chocolates, which are found in all the rec stores, are 100 milligram bars. I'm a big fan of that black cherry. It was amazing, right? Did I get the raspberry? Raspberry. I don't even look at the box. I eat it. And so tell me, how are they, Mark? Did you go pick them up, the ones that have been sitting there?
No, and I would be able to try them anyways if I got them because,
We don't know how many they left. We only have 3 people we have to hand out. They might have given 4, and you might have one there, and you can give to your parents or something like that. But they also have quick extract.
He ate them all.
No, I have a feeling. I have a feeling that Mark is out here right now, and his parents are in his room going,
Where are they?
we got to try these gummies right now, and they're eating them and getting stoned out of their minds.
Yeah.
But Incredibles edibles are the most quality edibles in Colorado. You're gonna find them all over the country as soon as they expand. Ask for the Dunn Deal for True Pura, but I believe the only way you can get the Dunn Deal on Incredibles is if you shop at Green Farms Med and ask for the Dunn Deal there, because they carry a bunch of Incredibles products. They're a medical dispensary.
I got some Burmese Kush that just came down. It's going to be on the shelf soon.
Ooh, nice.
And so,
I haven't had that in a while. It was good.
Got to mention, too, so JW is really looking for someone who has some grow experience. So if you're a badged employee in the state of Colorado, you live anywhere near Colorado Springs, or you're willing to commute, please reach out to him. You can send an email to us, or you can just go to at Green Farms Med on Instagram, or go to his website, greenfarmsmed.com. If you don't have a med card, you have to look up Dr. Mark Bronstein in Durango, and I guess he'll be opening his Boulder office again, and Dr. Joe Cohen at Holos Health. He gives a 15% discount. Or was it more? Oh, no, it was 15%. So give him a call, get your med card. Listen, if you're thinking that you qualify for a med card in Colorado, take the time to get one right now. The state is really trying to legislate medical out of existence, and so we need more patients in the program. So the flower is fantastic, organic, even brain strap. We should get some brain strap genetics down to JW and have them grow it organic on the med side, and then compare.
Yeah, just
it
reach
with-
out to me and I'll send you some seeds.
Bam! Look at that. See how it happens here? You make sure you ask for the Dunn
Boom,
Deal.
boom. Beans.
Yeah, beans. So thank you so much, JW. And again, if you're looking for work and you have a badge already, well, we would really love to give you a chance if you have the experience and drive. Takes a little bit to get a badge. Just go get that taken care of first, and then come reach out to him. Your buddy for like, you've known him for like 65 years, right?
Who,
Jeremy?
No, I mean
65 years.
since I got here, pretty close to.
He just had a birthday, right?
He's 52.
Oh.
He's
Yeah,
the
so-
oldest
so-
guy.
So minus 11 years or whatever it was, I was hanging out
Right.
with Jeremy.
Right, minus them, give or take 25 years.
Something like that. But no,
Yeah.
Jeremy's been putting out amazing. Basically he is your source for everything organic that you might want for.
Hold on, did you just put this in there? This
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
I swear to God, I was looking around going, there's a barbecue grill out there, and somebody turned the gas on and didn't start it up. So shout out to Apothecary Farms. Holy moly. Honey grape. I'm serious. I looked around going, what the fuck is that? And oh my God, that's the gas of gas right
That's
there.
the honey banana and the grape cola.
Damn. I'm sorry I'm taking time from Build a Soil, but fuck. We'll come back to buildasoil.com, 855-877-SOIL. Any order over $500 is free shipping in Colorado and New Mexico. I don't think he broke mine.
No, I was cleaning it.
He's just cleaning it. He didn't break it.
Oh, yeah.
Yet. You saw what he did to his Puffco, and now you give me your
Yeah, I
card
know.
out. So if our friends at Focus
I know,
Feed Products are
I definitely
listening, we're
clogged
going
it
to
up.
need another card up for Mark.
I know what is clogged now. Now I
Adam
know.
fucked
After
it
I
up.
broke everything else.
So Build a Soil has
I feel like the
amazing.
screws on these things are weird. Like it's kind of
It's
hard.
reverse.
So the atomizer is regular, and then the top of it
Oh,
is
it's
reverse.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
You mean lefty loosey is righty loosey?
on just a little top piece.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
That
can't
won't-
use that.
that won't
one.
confuse you.
Yeah, that'll be completely confused.
Yeah, the
So,
little metal base is regular.
You want to hit him up right now.
And then
He
the problem
is.
is you unscrew one and then you unscrew the other one and then you're like keep on going back and forth.
Jeremy's business, Build a Soil, is on fire right now.
This is the time of year
yeah.
you're definitely not gonna have a hard time talking to him direct, but at the same time, you definitely everybody who works there is super qualified to give you good advice.
Mm-hmm.
They also have IPM products. Everything's like I said. The best part about it is just like he's done all the hard work of, selecting the best stuff, and then you just have to buy it.
I whispered to him that he needs a distribution warehouse out here, where he can store mass quantities, and so that the 70 operators out here at Area 420 right now have
That's all it takes to
access.
clog this thing is a tiny little bit like
Yeah, there's
that.
definitely times throughout the year that we'll need a lot of people for help. Transplanting right now, and then coming up will be harvest, whether companies are hand trimming, needing extra bodies to help buck and chuck, as we call it, with machine trimming.
Buck and chuck.
Yeah.
We're having a competition, aren't we?
deboning.
Aren't we gonna have a competition? Is that the idea?
Yeah, Adam came up with a competition idea so you can get free trimming with the Green Bros guys. We're going to get them down here. They're going to bring a Green Bros for you guys.
Like, show us what's up. And we're just
Man, we
like,
could use the help,
Everyone just
definitely.
goes one after another, and bam.
Buildasoil.com.
Mark Twain.
Mark's got to get out of here.
Well, then you figure out at the end. Well, the thing is, that, you go like, I don't know, man. We have to do round 2 now to check this part out, and then we do round 3. We do make it like a, and it just keeps going until the end. And then
If
all right.
14er uses Green Bros products, then it is worthy of it being down here. So, if you are a fan of fine cannabis, single strains, you don't go to a dispensary and you hear them say, we have 70% flower in our joints and 30% something else. He will never find a lesser strain of coffee at Ozo. It is all top shelf, 100% single origin source.
It's Aspen quality.
Aspen quality.
Aspen quality.
They source bean green. You've heard me say this, 200 times. It's fantastic. I brought some up here. There's a pot out there. Everyone's been drinking
it's all
it.
good, Mark. I didn't hurt your. I didn't hurt your baby.
Oh, I'm good.
He fixed it.
I have another one, so you know.
Oh.
It's like he's just got his window broken into, man. And
Yeah,
this
and
happens.
Wait, now they went out and bought,
Man.
what, insurance got you a whole new Carta?
Yeah.
I tried to
happened?
get Mark's appointment
You
changed.
pretended like you lost it and they gave you a new one? Is that what you're saying?
You know.
Yeah, I know your game. I know the game.
So if you enter
not paying that deductible.
Dunn Deal at ozocoffee.com, you will get 20% off. And they ship anywhere in the lower 48. You buy 5 pounds, that is like getting a pound for free.
Woo,
so
your math.
and
Mathematician over
and
there.
they put free shipping on it. So my favorite strain, my favorite roast there is the Rafisi, and it only comes around once a year, and they just finished it, so I'm looking forward to it a year from now.
I think
already.
Area 420 needs its own filters. That's what they need.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
nobody here rolls with filters, and I feel like I'm back in the
The-
Stone
I
Age.
believe
with
the
you guys.
crutches.
Huh?
Yeah, we did a 420 crutch.
Yeah, Andy keeps telling me to
then
get the
everybody
crutch.
then everybody will start using them
Right.
or they'll just write their number on the backside.
Well, remember, you come to Moffat, you're going back in time about 35 years, and people didn't use crutches 35 years ago, so this is where you are,
Just
man.
break it up.
Ozo Coffee.
Yeah.
Ozo Coffee.
Don't forget about the Ozo Coffee. Really love Ozo Coffee.
I
Ozo
got
Coffee,
pictures of
best-
that thing
best
from
coffee.
him, too.
It's fire. You can't
Fire.
go wrong with that.
Beans are purchased green, shipped all the way to Boulder, and roasted on their 1939 roaster.
59.
To spec. 1959, right. Post-World War II.
He almost lied.
However,
Liar.
if you happen to wake up and you're in Barcelona, you just say, take me to Tresor.
Hell yeah.
Take me to Tresor. The Dunn Deal right there is going to get 30 euros waived from your membership fee. And
A lot
according
of
to
people
Adam,
are going to get to use that if
it's not, Cannabis isn't happening. I already
Well,
asked the
they're
guys
all
out there,
going.
too. They don't think it's going to happen.
See, that's what I said. But the
Yeah.
people are believing it. They're all going to go anyway.
Yeah, no.
Believe.
I
it.
believe.
They're going to be out there thinking it's like any festy that had.
It's not gonna happen.
Festy, bro.
They're going to be like at least 100 people out there waiting for it to happen.
Well, hopefully it won't be like
Crying.
last March where
Oh.
there were thousands and thousands of people trying to get home. But Pete runs a class act there. His staff is fantastic. They're knowledgeable. They always have fire, cannabis, and hash. So ask your cabbie to take you to Tresor. Por favor.
Apothecary
Oh,
Farms.
yeah. So, Brent, come on. What more can I say? This honey grape. I thought there was a gas leak in the room. What more do I need to say?
It's good stuff.
$25 gets you a gram of their ambrosia and an infused joint. It's an amazing deal. Just mention the Dunn Deal. You got to ask for the Dunn Deal. You can't just walk in and say, I want the gram because Brainstrap sent me. Although, probably when Brainstrap gets his website up and going, you can enter the Dunn Deal there. You probably will get them for free. But
Totally free.
Plus,
Totally free. Everything
plus
He's going to
90%.
send you money.
Yeah, he's going to send
We
you
got a lot
money.
of stuff to do before that.
He's going to send you money and see. He's that kind of guy.
And when he has train strap genetics,
Oh, yeah.
there'll be a little
I do
asterisk
it for
that'll
the
say
people.
created by MTI.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he was good MTI.
Well,
But this is just fire, man. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. It's available in Colorado, and Denver, Pueblo, and Colorado Springs, and additionally, all over the state of Oklahoma. We will get a Dunn Deal there soon. We're just trying to figure out how it is. It's a hot market right now. It's tough to work a margin in for a discount when you can't keep stuff on the shelves. So, we'll figure it out. But thank you so much for supporting the show. This is absolutely unbelievable.
I just tried the Mimosa Sunrise also.
It won't explode, right? I mean, there's no chance of that. No. It's not that volatile, Mark.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
No.
You should try some. Adam's got some hour. Or you look at this thing that he brings here. This is like an
That
afternoon.
thing's been
for
choking
him.
everybody up today. I've been watching it.
Yeah, dude, I've gotten a couple of people with that card today.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Focus V, even though they did their stint with us for 3 months, and I believe the Dunn Deal still works there. So if you go to focusvproducts.com, enter Dunn Deal, you're going to get 10% off an order.
Didn't Tony Baloney get one?
I'm pretty sure several
think so.
people got one.
Yeah.
I wrote to them. You know what? They're a pretty mobile California company right now, and they are growing really fast, and they're changing a lot. Well, thank you so much. And wait, we have to talk about Area 420.
What, we do again?
Right?
More?
No, we have to give them a shout out that, listen,
Oh, yeah,
if
of
you're
course.
looking to get into the industry, Even if you have a felony,
Make sure-
if you can qualify for a badge.
Make sure that Whitney is really busy with something, and then hit her up. Right
Or
at that
Mike.
He's going to build your
Whitney or
podcast
Mike.
studio.
And then Mike won't land. It'll be like passed back to Whitney. It'll be like a ping pong ball thing.
Well, here
They're
it
so
is.
busy right now. Put it that way.
Mike's always got the earpiece in.
Yeah.
If you wanted to start a business, say in Denver, it's going to cost you $250,000 just for the license to grow there, and the facility build out's going to be anywhere, depending on the size of it, at about $150 a foot. So your barrier to entry is in the tens of millions of dollars. Your barrier to entry to come here at Area 420 is a $50,000 down payment. You finance the rest of it. $150,000 on top of that. You can even get an 8% loan with a very minimal check. I'm not a credit guy, but it is very favorable terms. 8% is unheard of in this industry. So you can basically be up and running with a $50,000 down. You must not owe money to the United States government. Okay? You can have a felony in cannabis, and you can qualify through social equity. But if you owe money to the government, get that taken care of before you go through the trouble of thinking you're going to bring your business down here. And so reach out to Michael or Whitney at coloradoarea420.com, and someone will get back to you.
Thank you.
Pro.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Our latest new sponsor grows.
One day we'll talk to him. One day.
Yeah, one day we will. So now I know where the feedback was coming from. It's one of those microphones.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Dude, get it together.
Get it together, Shitty Jamie.
Shitty Jamie.
No. It was.
Thank you.
We're good. Papa Select.
Papa Select crushing it with the concentrates, though.
And their social consumption lounge.
Now, you said that when you got them, they were packed on ice and everything, so there was
it was incredibly professional. They weren't going to make sure that it didn't get, and nothing was, what do they call that? Buttering out?
Well, yeah, which does immediately when you don't have in the cold.
Yep.
They
really care about their product.
So it's one of those, it's great, but it's also it's hard to...
It's hard. Yes,
hard,
you really have to keep them at home. But it makes me think when we were talking to the doc, it's a much different consumption market. People are on the go and mobile, and that's why they're buying those vapes, because they're going into casinos and they want it to blend in, and that's what it's for. They're using it on the casino floor. Without their knowledge, but really it's sort of a wink and a nod. If they have a vape cartridge, no one's coming up to them and saying anything,
Well, if you saw, how much would you say, 65% of the...
It works out to about $22 million a year in gross for what they're doing, which is, for one location, is amazing. I mean, it's absolutely amazing, considering the fact that everything's passed through. They're not going to the wholesale, right? They are buying everything wholesale, and they're still doing that. So props to them, man. I wonder what their margins are. Hope they're good.
Look at you, wondering.
Yeah. Papa Select. Thank you, Boris. One day, he's always busy Fridays. He's got work responsibilities, so he's always busy Fridays.
Super busy.
He was going to talk to us on a Saturday when we did the show, but actually,
we missed out.
No, his mom was, needed to be with his family. But she's okay.
One day.
Yeah. So I remember we had it out, and somebody looked at the garden that was labeled on the thing and says, "Oh my goodness, you can't buy that type of endorsement when someone sees it and volunteers."
They also have their social club, the Papa Select Social, which you can check out on Instagram, which is their social club, which sounds really dope. They got a spa, they got everything. It sounds like very
spa.
Yeah, spa.
Mark wants to go there and
Mark's
have his feet eaten by the fish that eat the skin off your feet.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, man.
Spas.
As long as they have fish shit diapers on them.
Segue into fishshit.com or fishatfarms.com.
Fish eating on your feet. Yeah, tilapia.
I brought the tie-dye he sent me, but it's tough to wear with the green screen because
whatever, dude. You just don't even.
Yeah, you don't.
Whatever,
no dedication, bro.
No dedication, man.
None.
No.
Fish it is the shit.
Is the shit. Look,
there you go.
Stop putting that picture of me up there.
Yours is good.
I'm next to fucking Aquaman in Aquafish.
Yeah.
Perez.
The OG, bro.
So we have MTI, we have Dave.
Well, look at this. Wait, there's a spot right here where organic is.
We've had a couple of me. You can pull. There's been a few, right?
Of you?
Yeah.
No.
I gotta find it.
There has. They're bad.
Whatever,
dude. Oh, Shitty Jamie is back. He
What? You gonna find
Damn.
it? Okay, well,
Fishatfarms.com or at fishit on Instagram. You will get, drumroll, 25% off your order. That is our biggest done deal right now.
Yeah.
They ship it to you.
It's the dung deal. It's the dung deal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, dun-dun-dun.
Dun-dun-dun,
Come on,
piece.
man.
Oh, dude, I'm looking for the fish shit picture for you.
You have to
and
pay
then you're all like,
attention. Multitask.
No.
Look.
There we
The
go.
RevCam is like, what about Adam? See, they're pissed.
Yeah. Maybe get a new one so I don't have to look for the old one.
Someone has to
How
do
about
it.
that?
Someone needs to do a good
All right,
one.
no more pictures. Go on.
Why don't you make one right now?
Well, you get
You
5
have a chance to
liters.
win 5. That's $500.
Yeah, $500 worth of fish shit. So
Come
if you love
on.
fish shit, or you want fish shit, you need fish shit, draw a picture.
You need shit. So
but it's
send
got to
in
be
a
a good
picture.
one. It's got to be better than Mark's. That's
Yeah.
we've brought it up a notch. So
You didn't say better than mine. 'Cause you could do that, with crayon.
That already happened. I
Yeah.
think it went better, but the
Mark's.
problem was that the bar has been set so high.
I know.
That whoever comes in better come up with something good.
Here's what you guys need to do. I'm going to give you something right now.
What?
There are photos out there, guys,
Yeah.
of this cat named Jason Pinsky.
Oh,
So if you use Jason Pinsky's body, Adam's head, brought in the diaper, I'm pretty sure you're going to win.
No.
Yes. No. Yes. Mark is shaking his head no, but it's a
Why
yes
would
when
that
you
win?
turn around.
Why would that win?
It would win because it would be worse than mine. No. You want somebody to make something with a 12-pack and this.
Oh, it has to be.
You know,
I'm saying it has to be
dreadlocks.
I have to be hotter than
ZZ Top beard.
This was a hot contest. This was hot fish shit.
What the fuck?
Hot
No,
fish shit.
that's
It's a
not
calendar.
fair.
It was for a calendar.
Wait a second.
And it
I
has to
didn't-
be calendar-like. And look at Mark's and look at yours. Yours is perfect, and Mark's is
No,
okay.
they're not up there anymore.
Mark's
He
is
doesn't.
okay.
He can't put them on the screen anymore.
Mark's
he said
is
no
okay.
more.
Anyway.
No, he said no more.
Numb nuts.
So wait, but thank
Fuck yeah.
you.
Speak about
Tommy.
nuts on your chin and all that good stuff.
Mark wants to have nuts on his chin right now.
I need some.
Yeah. So numbnutsco.com.
Sweet and
On your
spicy
chest
nuts.
as you lay there on the
Yeah.
couch, like you like in the yeah. there you go.
Numbnuts, CBD infused
Numb nuts
nuts.
on Dave's chest.
And
How's-
Adam's mic's not working very well.
How's that sound?
CBD infused nuts and peanut butter, and also in Colorado, in northern Colorado dispensaries, THC infused peanut butter, 1,000 milligrams. Got to find it at a med dispensary. If you go to their website, you can find it. Adam Weiss, we need. I said Adam Weiss because you always get confused when I use that.
Good job.
We need peanut butter.
I don't have peanut butter.
Mark needs peanut butter. He needs to have that taste in his mouth.
I can't even see straight because I don't have any peanut butter.
He
I know.
needs it
Peanut
bad.
Butter withdrawals.
Bad. Yeah. Thank you guys. Oh, well, it's gluten free, natural,
See, you got tea
vegan,
bag. Oh, dude,
CO2
tea
extracted,
bag.
hemp derived, lab tested, natural energy.
Boom.
Boom.
The greatest nut you're ever going to get.
Great. And on your chin.
Thanks.
Yeah.
14 or bolder.
I love these guys.
I love these guys.
I mean, I do.
Not because they put your face on a can.
No, I do because of that.
Mostly because of that, yeah.
Mostly, no, because they grow fireweed. They grew fireweed long before they ever put my face in a can. They have some amazing strains on the shelf right now. Their rosin processing is on point. It turns into what, guys?
What?
White flaky love. And they have a picture of a torch on their website
Is there people
for
out
you.
there actually saying that now?
Yeah.
Yes.
They wanted White Flaky Love
They
Drive.
need to hear it. White Flaky Love Drive instead of Douchey Dave Drive. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine with me. White Flaky Love Drive, much better name. Can you still change the plans? They're right here. I'm going to change them anyway. So you can go in. Listen, if you're not if you've never been there before, the Dunn Deal is us telling you about them. They are the dispensary that people who patronize fine cannabis want to smoke.
People, because it's in Boulder too, right?
Yeah, but come on.
So
You even said it
So
yourself.
they have the clamped up no, but go to 14. Yeah, exactly. They drive a mini. Where are they driving?
Minivans.
No, Mini Coopers.
Prius.
Like, little Mini
Prius.
Coopers, open Mini Coopers.
Yes, smugness.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Stop it.
They produce
Smelling
fantastic
their own
product.
farts up there, aren't they? Wasn't that the episode?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
that's
Don't
a good
smell
one.
your own farts.
I like that one.
That was a good one. That was Boulder, right?
With the exception of them turning that flower on its side and bouncing them like popcorn, take a look at the rosin. All their concentrate, that is BHO is processed by Apothecary.
I know they blow up weed. Look, Dave Lee was like, they're blowing up weed. I'm telling you, it looks scary.
But do mention that you heard about them on the Adam Dunn Show. It helps us out a lot. It helps them out a lot. You will not go wrong. I mean, you just won't. Yeah, thank you, Mark. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, there are plenty of other strains there right now. Really, try the Conspiracy. Try the Guard Dog rosin that we got last week.
Yeah, what's
is
Guard Dog?
Amazing. That's Jeff Guard's strain.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fire,
It really
dude.
was? Yeah, it's super dope. It's like really good.
It was really like garlicky, right? It was like the garlicky shit.
Oh, it's not here. Otherwise, I wanted to see what it was.
Super fun. Well, how did he get such fireweed? What happened?
Yeah, what happened to your strain? Just kidding.
Oh, who's next, Mark? Thank you, 14.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Oh, Terp Wipes. Thank you so much. We just
boom.
received
You know what's so
the
funny,
box
too?
of Terp Wipes.
He
He was down to his last one.
I like rationed it down to the last one, and it was so dirty when I was done. 'Cause I was like, I'm going to use every last scoop.
Every inch of that
And I
huge
still had
Terp
shit to
wipe.
clean, and it was like amazing.
Oh, here are the new Terp Wipes. Thank you, guys. I appreciate
Then
it.
what you got to do when you're like this and all flush, you start just getting all stupid with it. Like
Don't.
No, but
Go
you're
easy.
Like, you're like, I'll clean this and I'll clean this and I'll clean that and I'll clean this, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'll just do it one more time. Like,
So Terp Wipes makes it easy for you. You don't have to enter Dunn Deal. You have to go to a special website that they have set up.
That sounds so much easier.
Terpwipes.com/Dunn Deal.
Special.
Okay. Well, come on. How many times have you put stuff in a
That's
cart
easy.
and forget to enter it in the promo code? At least
That's
you don't have to worry right
That's
now.
true. No promo
Terpwipes.com/Dunn Deal. It'll automatically give you the discount at checkout. Get on the subscription. As Adam lived, you do not want to live with this without a subscription. You don't want to run out, or you're going to be like, don't be like Adam, where you're having one last Terp wipe and cleaning 9 pipes with it. Okay?
I mean, I tried.
Don't.
I tried to go as far as I could until it was.
Yes, the last
Right.
wipe. That's
It
you
was.
never want to say, this is my last wipe.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Get on there. Get on their subscription.
But also, everything started getting sticky too once I got low because I was like, I couldn't deal with it. I was like, you know what? But when you have them, you can keep your jars clean because those get sticky too. It sucks. You know, you can't.
And I guess we have to give a public service announcement that you're not supposed to use Terp wipes on your taint. So I
What?
know.
Oh, the kid.
Yes,
the kid
don't
told
do
us it was great. The kid,
Nope.
kid used to do
Don't
it
do
all
it.
the time. Kid did it all the time.
Yeah, it's
Kid,
nice.
Kid said it's totally cool. It's like total. It's a
It's like
millennial.
Vicks Vapor Rub
It's
on
like
your
a
balls.
millennial thing. You're okay, boomer, bro. You don't
Wasn't
know
that
about-
from Revenge of the
you
Nerds
don't
where
know
they
about
put
taint
liquid
wipes,
heat?
bro.
Yeah, taint wipes.
Everyone's doing them, bro.
Everyone. You have Adderall? Yeah, I have some Ativan. So we'll crush it up and stick it in a paper towel and shove it up our asses and then go in a hot tub and go back in time. Terp wipes. That's the scene from Hot Tub Time Machine. Anyway, terpwipes.com/Dunn Deal.
Only quality around here.
Fantastic. I love that product, man.
Oh shit! Speaking of quality, these guys are right now. They're coming out with they've got their stuff right now, which is just like killing it. But they've also got. I tell you right now, with the best deal with Illuminar, if you, even though everybody's talking LEDs, if you got some 480 and you want to grow old school, they got.
I
some
can't
deals.
believe you're talking about HID as being old school illumination right now. That makes me that's a warm fuzzy, man.
Yeah, HID is old school because most people don't think about it. If you have a 480 situation, you should contact them because they'll be like, "Hey, we actually do," because everything else is backordered because of this fucking.
Because all these people want to be energy efficient.
No, because everything's about chips these days. It's like chips here, chips there. So in this industry, it's a big chip thing. Car industry, a chip thing. Everybody's waiting on chips.
They're terrible.
So
in
it's
the
kind of
environment.
sucks. Like so, I think right now I mean, you can buy them if they're in the stores, obviously. But I think as far as ordering them, they're a little bit backordered just because of the chip deal. But I think that's actually happening now. It's all opening up.
But if you sent us
Everyone's
an
going
email,
back to work in China. Go back to work. You're making me chip now.
send us an email and tell us why you want an Illuminar lamp. Send it to dundeal@adamdunnshow.com. You have to know the word of the month. It is not hard to find on Instagram. Easily identified by a post by Illuminar where Face of Base, Adam Dunn Show, and Cannabis Experience are tagged. Just know the word or words of the month. And please, very important, Mark cannot contact you without a phone number.
Leave it in the email.
Yes, must be in the email.
We've lost a lot along the way.
Haven't given away dozens of lamps. And like they had great emails, even wrote back and said, send your phone number and nothing.
Don't be a drope.
Yes.
Drop us a rope.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Look at Mark busting a rhyme right there.
You need some music behind
He's
that.
Easy M.
Yeah, I'm Easy M.
You need to drop some beats behind all that shit.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah. That's what he does. Suburban House Radio.
yeah,
Everybody, baby.
Oh, yeah. Do that.
So
somebody's coming in.
Illuminati lights. So also,
Andre's back.
Andre forgot his weed.
He forgot his weed.
Walked away.
He wants his weed.
I want my weed, man.
Andre, we had a question for you from a fan. Does
was
the
that?
cat you like to stroke, is it hairless?
Yeah,
No? Does it have hair? You have a cat? No cat?
I didn't catch
It was a Dr. Evil type of thing, you know?
No, somebody said,
That's
"Oh,
all right.
Andre left," and then he said, "Yes, to stroke his white cat."
Oh, I see.
And so I said,
No,
"No,
that's
he's still."
Andre, do you use any Illuminar products when you grow at home?
No, this is
No.
this is training for your
No.
consulting. You missed
Yeah,
all,
what is
you missed
this?
all the
I
training.
can't even tell what kind of.
Well, those are all LEDs, so they're very low profile.
Mark
This-
left it on a picture that doesn't really show off
It's
the
hard-
product right
hard-
now. It's okay.
There you go.
Just-
LEDs, but they also do HIDs. I was just saying, like, if you get onto a project and the guys are like, "We don't care. We just want the cheapest cheap because we're cheaper than cheap." You say you want to grow HID, old school, like I used to grow with, 600s, thousands, whatever. There's 1,000-watt. Those are like $200 or something like that. Where these are like $1,500. So there's a
Right.
huge difference. So if you think about that from a scale, like especially a place like this out here where they actually need the heat, like all these guys out here, they all need heat.
Sure.
Because they're
I'll give you that.
They're all. It's only warm for a few months, and then the rest is all cold. So it's like
That could help in
I'll
that
take the
situation.
heat. You know what I mean? So in certain situations, every light works. So they do double-ended HPS, metal halide, all that, and like I said, not the lower wattage ones, but the 480s, the industrial grade. Talk to Scott
Nice.
right now. He can hook you up.
Ask for the Dunn Deal. Tell him you heard about it
tell
on the
him
Adam
Dunn
Dunn
Deal.
show.
I
Come
got the
on.
480s now.
Now.
Made 1,000 of them. And
Double-ended 480 now.
And then that'll work, and everyone will be happy. I'll get the call. Hey, 1,000 flights.
James Bean, man on the scene, is
Did he get the email? Did you send it to him?
I send it every week.
I know you do. I just ask you every week just to say.
Is an
just to
awesome
say it
person.
so that he knows it happened. So when it happens, he can't pretend like we didn't know, and he knows. It's up to him.
SeedsHereNow.com.
He's too busy being on the scene somewhere else right now.
He's crushing the seed industry right now. Seriously.
Stamping it down. Well, I heard he's got some of new seeds on there.
Ooh.
I heard.
So go to their website, SeedsHereNow.com. I think he's got 65 breeders, almost 70 breeders there right now. Everything is 100% guaranteed. He has regular genetics where nature takes its course, 50-50 male-female.
Bird flies around.
You know?
Takes a poop in a yard.
And
The
a
weed
beautiful
grows
plant
again.
is grown.
Yeah, that's nature taking its course.
He has feminized, autoflower. I couldn't even count 7 pages of strains.
Spaceship weed.
Spaceship weed, especially out
Yeah,
here,
he's
you
got
grow
it.
spaceship
He's
weed.
got spaceship weed, bro.
Guarantees everything. Rarely have I ever heard about a problem happening, but if someone does claim they have a problem, he takes care of
Well,
it.
I mean, the thing is also is the deal of like, he's dealing with a bunch of breeders, and he's the in-between guy. And if the customer service is so good that the breeders don't have to deal. What he just does is he gives you an update end of the month. You can find out what happened. He gives you a report, which is awesome.
Mhm.
As a breeder, I know these things.
I'm pretty
I
sure he's
ver-
sponsoring a bus at the Hayes Cup. So if you're traveling out there, he'll have one of the Andrew Pitzcal's buses. We'll have all the Seeds Here Now information and a little bus attack going on. So you
How
are
many
appreciated.
strains would that be that he has?
Look at all this.
I'm doing the math. I think there's 75,000 strains right here. I
No,
think
there's 70 breeders. You think you average about what, 20? Like say like
some are more. I mean,
know.
JJ's got
some people have 35, some people 40, some people only like Sirius only has like 8, and
so
I got
2,800. Maybe 3,000.
Okay. Do they have any strawberry cough seeds?
You talk to your boy. You got your boy. You got your
Yeah.
boy. You got your boy.
We'll reach out to Seeds Here
Well,
Now. I'm
look.
pretty sure JJ from Top Dog Genetics has a strawberry cough. but it's out there. But I don't think the real cough, the Colorado cough, I don't know, something happened. Nobody's able to. Even my guy that called me and said he'd have some, I don't hear from him because I think.
I already got the email recently. It's coming. Don't worry. That guy, he's already reached out, told Dave. You tell Dave just to wait. It's coming back. And he's the guy that gave it to Kyle, and Kyle, acknowledged that, but they had a little falling out or something.
Hold on.
It's like, yeah, it's coming. Don't worry. It's coming.
Sweet. How about something from Petrolia, California, 1985, 1986 vintage? No?
Andre, you can
Sounds
get
good
anything
to me.
anywhere. Andre, go get it now.
Yeah. Make it happen.
It's Andre's consulting company.
No, that would be something different. That'd be.
No, I had just taken over a clone of the strawberry cough, like in about '98 in New York, and then just kept it around. And I was one of the people who had cuttings off that for that period of
people
time.
kept losing it and coming back to it and saying, "Get that back."
And
You're that guy.
the other day on Instagram, I saw somebody say, and Andre Grossman, the creator of strawberry cough. I mean, I didn't say anything because, hey, what am I going to say?
You're like, hey, I got a consulting company.
But I use that term incorrectly also. I say creator, but you pheno hunted it, whatever cutting you had.
Well, if you
they
keep-
remember getting it from you.
You can keep something alive for maybe 20 years. That's something.
No, absolutely. No, it's more than something.
It's like how people just put their that'd be like the Andre cut, you know what I mean? Which would be it'd be the strawberry cough Andre cut, you know what I mean? Which would be
Pre-1989.
That's what you
would put with it.
Because and then that way it's like, oh yeah, it's because it's not that you made it, but as you held on to it for long enough and enough people around you.
It's shepherd.
Well, that's what happens. People think it's easy.
We
until
had
they
like
realize.
a couple shepherds there. They were keeping it around, and they were always the people who had it were always super fond of it for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, so.
I know there's some guy listening right now who's laughing, going, "I got those original cuts right now. I heard you talk about that chocolate tie, Dave, from the '80s. I have that too, and and so they're gonna come around again."
No, I was gonna get cuttings from California at some point. I don't know whether that's gonna come through, but I'll take them gladly and make some moms with that.
Wait, what was Brainstrap looking for? Brainstrap, what are you looking for? What was the? Come back in here for a second.
Come to the room and tell us.
No, he was on a pheno hunt for something that he needed.
Oh.
And he told the wrong guy the strain.
Yeah, don't do that. It's all getting mixed up.
Tell the other guy, not me. But come back in here and tell us that strain, Matt, when you hear it in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. No, I guess he's not out there.
Hey, while I have you specialists here, can I ask a question?
Singular.
Right.
What's going on?
The question would be, let's say they come and tell you, we want you to be our consultant or something, and okay, I have my experience of 40 years, but is there, maybe I should have been gone to the consulting school and have a degree or something.
You're asking the age-old
like,
question. You spent the last 40 years acquiring knowledge, and someone wants a brain dump for you for 10 hours. Well,
Jesus Christ. What's
the
going
40
on?
years, I'm going to give you condensed. It's really tough to get paid for 40 years. So, but if my advice would be if you believe in the company that you're consulting to, then take a small piece of equity and you keep the lights on cash payment for your time. But if you believe that in the company and you believe in the advice you've given them, then the percentage piece would be the...
And if it's a situation of them going like, okay, Andre, we want you to design something that's not your sort of skill set at all, you just reach out, like I said, to the people that do it, and you just put that together, and that's how any consultant's gonna. I mean, most of the stuff is way about you go in and you might have your like for me, it's interesting if they're going to be actually with plants in their facility. That's when I'm really. I mean, I can help them on the construction, but it's not my thing. You know what I mean? So you wouldn't come to me for like I would reach out to my friends and say, okay, these guys want to lay down a foundation and put up a greenhouse, and those guys be like, yeah, no problem, boom. And for them, it's like a dated, you know, that's their thing.
Thank you. Awesome answer.
Yeah, you don't need to know nothing.
What strain?
Consultant. Consultants are a dime a dozen around here, but you've got the connection as far as the. Like now, if somebody came with photography of old school photography sort of techniques compared to everything just being like plug and play digital, whatever, iPhone crap, then you could say, now you're in my fucking territory. But also, you just have to like, figure out the like be clear with the people before, like you're coming in as a consultant, but you don't like he was saying, you're not going to ask for a lot, but you're also going to, steer them into the right direction of all these people because you don't have like a portfolio set up of grows.
When the ship leaves the port, the early course corrections that it's making determine whether or not, when it gets across the other side of the ocean, if it has to make a whole bunch more corrections back then. So what you do at the beginning of the journey is real important. So you need to be compensated accordingly.
Yeah, and it seems for once a situation where the personal relationships with the people seem to be okay because it's like, as I said before, like the friend of the friends or the brother of the good friend and stuff, so that they're not looking per se where let's squeeze this guy dry in no time for what he knows and stuff, and then move on to the next guy and stuff, So
you're in a good position. You use your amazing networking skills, and when you get to a problem you don't know how to solve, you call Adam.
There you go. Hey,
thank you.
There's your advice.
Awesome.
Right
So
there.
Brainstrap, come on, what's the strain you're looking for?
So with the all of the garlic breath crosses, and I haven't made any money off of this. I've just been giving beans out, just crossing this, packaging it up, just getting the gear out, and these are all stuff that I've selected as far as moms over the last couple years of just buying multiple seed packs, from various sources, IG, auctions, Seeds Here Now, whoever. But with the garlic breath, with that particular male, he was the best, like out of 16 other males, as far as like super rotten and just like Andy said it best, offensively funk, like just like funky offense, like gross, rotten nastiness. Like the dog shit you would smoke.
We understand. Thank you.
What we know, what we need.
That terpene profile when somebody were to step into dog shit and they get in the car and one of your buddies is like, dude, who stepped in dog shit? And you just capture that terpene into a mason jar and
that's
pop
desirable.
the lid.
Okay, gotcha.
But it's in flour. Just like skunk, same principle.
So I still missed out.
What is the strain you're looking for?
The strain right now?
Yeah. Didn't you say you were pheno hunting the strain you needed?
I got all of these seeds right now are popping up like crazy in my backyard. Just like straight up organic with stuff we brought in. I'm getting ready to get some cultured biologics I'd like to get from Tim.
Now you
to
say
run some
popping
of
up
that.
in your backyard, you mean like volunteers, or you're talking about?
No, I've laid these rows like you would like plant corn, like I've planted these rows, and then I'll just pull all of my males, I've got a few laid out like that.
Cool.
And then, but I've got cuts
we'll
back
see.
like of mom and dad. Like all the moms are kept back, all the dads are kept back.
No, I must have misunderstood. I thought you were looking for a strain and wanted.
Of course, you misunderstood. You're Dave.
I'm Dave.
You're
Well,
Dave.
I mean, eventually, I'd like to find. I mean, like anything
Mark's
in
like, "There's 10
particular. Right
minutes."
now, I'm just looking for like the grossest, nastiest, funky, terpy, rotten stuff I could find. I mean,
Mike Denver.
there's a lot of sweet
give
stuff
Brainstrap
out
a
there,
call.
but
He's talking about your
skunk,
strippers. Talking about your
funk,
stripper. It sounds like
pissy.
Dave, Mike Denver's hookers. There.
The strain should be called stripper panties.
Yeah, but
There
it's
you
got
go.
to throw
Mike
down
Denver's
high
stripper.
terpene, a high frost count, with trichome production. It's got to have density, stuff like that. It can't be, it's got to be good in like the home grow, but it's also going to be kind of good if we wanted to get it into the commercial market or something like that.
Well, reach out to @Brainstrap on Instagram if you have that
Funky.
dog shitty.
Yeah,
funky.
James Loud did give me a free pack of seeds though after the 420 show. So he gave me, I want to say it's like Duke's Orange Funk, I believe, maybe.
Sounds
Nice. That's dog shitty.
Except for
Yeah,
the
I don't
orange
have the
part.
exact cross
Dog
on the top of
that
my head,
stepped,
but there's like
Orange
20 to
Julius.
30 seeds in there, so that's pretty cool.
It's like Orange Julius splashed on some dog shit in New York.
Right,
Yeah,
in New
the
York.
heat, in the sun.
Steppedinshit.com.
So yeah, like some of this, I'm just doing this as a side hobby. So my sample size, what I'm choosing from, isn't that big compared to the big dogs that are out here doing this commercially. Obviously, I'm a small fish in a big sea of sharks.
Yeah.
However, I've ran through a lot of seed packs, and I've kept a lot of notes, like OG, like old school with the pen and paper, writing down stuff, phenotype,
Pen
number
and paper,
one,
how do you
number
do
two,
that?
number three.
It's sorcery.
Isn't that the difference
Number
between science and guesswork is
24,
recording it?
25,
Curves,
26.
curves and dots and all that shit. Wow.
Curves and dots.
Man, how do
I'm
you do
gonna
that?
check
How do you
out,
do that?
guys.
That'll be like
week.
5 years from now. It's going to be. Yeah. Oh yeah, the herp wipes. For sure.
Wow.
Herp wipes
And kicking out the unstable stuff and keeping in the stable stuff.
Hey, I'm just saying, we went long, always long at Area 420. Aaron's like, you're going to go long, and Mark's like trying to get us to end on time, and now
It's
he's
okay.
got that
Andre's
look.
here. That's it. We go forever. We're doing 52 hours. Oh, that's it. Speaking of which, I got a on Tuesday, 11 o'clock. I got my reminder that I'd set to start my 52-hour show, and I was thinking about you, Mark. I was like, on Tuesday at 11 o'clock, because I had thought, okay, oh no, Wednesday. Sorry, Wednesday, 11 o'clock. We would be like still rocking right now. We'd be coming in hot. I'd be like one-eyed Jack. Mark would be dying. Dave would have been gone already.
Gone.
Dave would have been gone.
Gone, sleeping in the
Andre would have
caboose.
been like, "Are you still here? I can't believe it. This is days on it."
I just got back from the hot springs for 9 hours.
And I'd be like, "Wait a minute, this is like Groundhog Day. Andre's coming in again from the hot springs for the 15th time. What's going on? This isn't just spinning out. You guys missed out. Oh
Yeah,
well.
we missed
Anyway,
thank you for coming in, Andre. Thank you for coming in,
Thanks.
Matt.
Yeah,
Thanks
coming
for
back.
having me.
I saw
Good
the other
last
man
night.
on the way out. We crossed paths at the gas station.
L-Dog.
Yeah.
Yo,
he was
yo,
on his
yo.
way out. I was on
All right, yeah, hit me up on IG, and I'll send out some free beans your way. So, free beans your way, IG, Brainstrap.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you guys at Area 420,
All right.
Michael, Whitney, all the growers.
Oh, yeah. Dunn Deal Drive.
Dunn Deal Drive and
Deal
White
Drive.
Flaky Love Ave.
No, it's
White
fucking
Flaky
dirty.
Ave.
What is it? Dipshit
No.
Drive? What is it? I've already
Douchey Dave Drive.
Douchey Dave Drive.
Alley. No, Alley. Or Dead End. Dead End Dave's. Dead End Dave? Or,
Dead End Dave.
No,
yeah.
it's White Flaky Drive. White Flaky
which
Avenue.
is a dead end.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as Douchey Dave doesn't appear anywhere on it, it's all okay.
I think Douchey Dave drives.
I can't believe they wrote that
Then it'd be
down.
double, if you do like two triple Ds right next to each other. It'd be this double D versus that double D.
You need a set of double Ds for sure.
Triple Ds. Douchey Dave Drive, and Dunn Deal Drive. That's triple Ds.
man.
Two triple Ds combining.
I'm going to have a lot of requests next week.
Combining.
Oh, I'm going to be a needy co-host, Mark. You better
Why?
take
Are
care
the
of me because you just wounded me.
What?
Double D. Fuck you.
Triple D.
Triple
What?
D.
Yeah.
Douchey Dave Drive. Oh, I get it.
Oh, Douchey Dave Drive. Dunn Deal
120,000
Drive.
words.
Yes.
Yeah, it's triple D. It's
Triple
even
D.
bigger.
It's a
Even
it's,
bigger.
it's bigger, better, more. All right.
Excellent.
Mark,
Yeah.
diamonds and sauce, please.
Oh, what? Right now?
Yeah, play us
Come
out.
on now. We gotta be this. I mean, we should.
Oh, to play it out?
Yeah.
You want to play it out?
Play us out on
and
that.
then mix it up with the fucking our outro.
Thanks,
Just to
Brandon.
make it sound really bad.
Okay. All right, fine, whatever.
No, play our music.
What?
Whatever.
What are we playing?
Oh, much better. And then you can, but then you gotta mix it up. You can do the.
You broke that, man.
I wish I
Did
could.
not.
Yes, I'm only seeing the second light flashing. Not the first two, just the second light is flashing.
Oh, what's that?
That's broken.
What?
What are you
I've
talking about?
never seen just 1 second light flash.
It's charging.
Mine does something totally different.
No, it charges on the level that you're charging on.
Yeah.
So once it goes to 3, it'll be 2 solid ones and then 1 flashing.
Mine doesn't do that.
Well, whatever, dude.
Can I use yours to make sure?
To use that one?
Looks like it's working to me.
Works. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So
take us
Shout out
out.
to my beautiful wife Cece and little Nick, who have apparently not been eaten by mosquitoes as bad as I thought.
He ate cookies, though.
Was it so bad today? So I thought they were going to get lifted away by swarms of mosquitoes. That was my Invasion.
Man,
And
that was
the whole
last
show is
night.
going to be us slapping and whacking things, and apparently not. And we were lucky to have the fucking the weather on our side. So shout out to Mateo in the corner.
Oasis Cannabis.
Waiting, gagging to make the show go longer to make Mark more mad.
I ain't mad.
I ain't mad. Mark wants to go on for 2 hours. He's like 52 hours. I can
No,
do that.
Mark's gonna
we
take
don't wanna
over
do
right
that.
now and do some
All right,
suburban
so
house radio.
25 hours? No.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
All right, and shout out to Ace down at the farm. Shout out to all the chat gang for coming ahead. Shout out to James Beam in on the scene. Don't know where he went, but always invited.
Always invited.
Shout out to Area 420. Obviously, like Dave said, all the crew out here. Shout out to
Las Vegas Cannabis Awards. Las Vegas
there you go.
Cannabis Awards.
Yes.
Official. July 10th, Las Vegas. Ace Cup, July 9th, Las Vegas.
Perfect.
That is all.
And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. We'll be back.
We love Mark, by the way.
We're going to be
Bless
back.
you.
Oh, yeah. We know. We know.
It's fine.
We can only push him so far, and then we have to just, like, give him a one-way ticket home to get away from us, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I just did.
As long as I can drive as far away
just
from you people
go.
as possible.
I give him a ticket.
You
and I go,
people.
You people. Use people. Shout out to Diamonds and Sauce.
Hey.
Laying
Yeah,
down.
Sofa
laying down.
Bab.
See, this is the way you should be doing every show on the way out.
Oh, yeah, man.
Everyone loves it now. It's better. I was thinking this on the way, too. I was like, man, we need a little outro that's a little nicer than ours. Ours is so rough.
Really, I like the outro.
Yeah,
I
the
like
outro's
music.
good.
Yeah.
It's the intro. The intro's the outro.
It's intro, outro.
Okay.
It's not that. I mean,
Well, Diamonds and Sauce into
we
the
need like a
outro.
reggae outro.
reggae outro. Okay, we'll work on that. Anyway, so shout out to everybody who's hung in this long. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you guys do it.
Thank you so much.
I don't know how you guys do it. Easy on this side. Must be hard on that side, right?
Yeah, man.
Painful.
I don't know.
Oh, Sofabab. Shout out to Sofabab, the most
Sofabab.
sociopath, number one sociopath.
Yeah.
If you're in sociopathic training
if you're into
program,
sociopathic
then you should listen
shows,
to Sofabab.
Sofabab is,
Yeah.
your key. And Mark will be there. Sometimes they let him talk. Sometimes they don't. It's kind of fun to watch.
Mark's just going to keep raising
it
the
depends.
volume
If
on
you
the
watch
music.
it, look at the size of his thing. If it's really small, don't expect to hear much from Mark. He's not even paying attention. He's just doing dabs in the background.
Can't wait to say no.
No, you can't touch his.
No.
But here, you can touch
Yeah, you
this.
can take that one. That one's just charging.
I'm just getting out of the house. I'm
So,
not to the point where I'm sharing
see
dab
y'all
rigs
next week.
yet.
Drop.
Please.
Oh, now you took away my dab. Oh, anyway, whatever. I'll do it fucking old school. How's that?
Oh, jeez.
I'm going old school.
All right.
Peace.
Later. Oh, what?
Whoa, we got to load your bong first? Now you can take us out.
All right.
Practically every one of the top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums have their own hidden.
This is a special question. We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing. We want you to smoke the natural herb. Some call it marijuana, some call it sensimedia, some call it lamb's bread, and some people call it